Yo, assalamu alaikum, man. What up, what up? My multi-guest thing is messed up. Hold on. This guy up. Hey, what's up, man? Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How are you?
Good, you?
Not too bad.
That's good, that's good. I've seen you on the Arabic side. Some of my friends tell me about you, man. So, I don't usually discuss with Mu'tazidis or anything like that. I'm used to Christians and Ash'aris and Maturidis and these guys, but...
What do you believe in? Because I still have no idea.
Uh, what you consider someone to be a Taimi, because I know you guys discuss with like Salafis on the Arabic side. I would be
Yes.
considered that. I follow Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim, these scholars.
Okay, good.
Yeah, man. So
You said Jesus was not crucified.
yeah, I discuss with Christians as well.
Ah, you speak.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought that this
Christians.
is the point of view that you hold. But yeah.
Yeah. Jesus wasn't crucified. I have to change that thing itself, but yeah, typically I talk to Ash'aris, Maturidis. I consider you guys similar in a way, but you guys tend to because you hold. Do you believe in divine simplicity? Like, do you believe that the?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
nice, yeah. So yeah, you guys, I consider you guys to be more consistent. Like even in terms of the Ash'ari, they'll say the Salafis believe in a God that's murakkab, and you guys will at least be consistent in that matter. Along with like ru'ya as well, you guys would say anything that has a surah has
Yeah, I would
like a
say the
measure.
same, by the way, to Salafis. I think they are consistent. I mean, I respect them in a sense that this is the consequences of believing in God has an image or something. Then yes, he must be seen.
Yeah. Like you guys, I think that any Ash'ari they have to accept, they have to believe in stuff like divine simplicity, and they have to bite the bullet on certain entailments. But yeah, one thing that they typically run is because I saw that you run this argument about like the whole this is like this linguistic argument that Ibn Taymiyyah runs. I'm not really I'm fine even if it is the case that you made a mistake. I can admit that, but
Do
something
you
that
mean
I
about
talked to you, yeah,
the
about the
article
whole
that I wrote?
about the yed thing,
Yes.
yeah, that matter. So yeah, I don't know too much about that, but in terms of the principle, ما قامت به حوادث وحادث, I was just curious, like what you guys, if you guys have the same arguments as the Asha'ira, because
Yeah.
I'm sure you're probably aware, but some of the Asha'ira
Yes.
themselves, like Al-Amidi and Al-Razi, they admit that these arguments are not very convincing. But I was just curious, like why you think whatever has hawadith is hadith.
It comes from infinity. That infinity cannot exist in reality. Basically, about an infinite regress rather than proving something is hadith or not.
So your contention is more so infinite, like infinite things can't exist
Yes.
all at once, or just the idea that there's an infinite past.
At once, I mean, a trick idea to prove that infinity not exist like at one point, or I mean, in a sudden.
Because I'll agree with that, like all at once. There's because I know your Arabic is really good. My Arabic isn't as good as yours, and I'm not sure. I know you
Which is
live in
not
the
as good as yours.
I
Yes.
know you're in the UK, so I know you speak English, but I don't know exactly like how good your English is, but it seems to be pretty decent. Infinity cannot exist. So do you think that
I
infinity
mean,
can't exist similar to the reason Ar-Razi
if I say,
argued against it?
if I say, to be a human, you must be either alive or dead.
Uh-huh.
In order to be a human being, you must be either alive or dead. And life and death are hawadith. Then you must be hadith as well. because you rely on them. If you rely on something hadith, then you yourself must be hadith. You cannot be for it. You cannot exist before it. Then you either be with it or after. If you are, at the same point, then you are hadith as the thing you rely on.
Okay, yeah, I can agree. If like something is dependent on another thing that's outside of it, like if I'm dependent on something that's outside of myself, then yeah, I would be dependent. I would be hadith. That's fine. But what
If you
about in the
depend on a
case?
condition, in a condition, and this condition is hadith, then you must be hadith. It's simple as that. If you could prove that those hawadith has a beginning, then maqam bil hawadith or hadith. It has two, I would say, two ideas. First of all, if you depend on something, on a condition, then you must be with it or after. And the second premise is there is no infinity in the past. Infinite regress cannot be exist in reality. Then it must has a beginning. This is the
Okay, so I think that an infinite regress, like an infinite past, and there's people in like the Western tradition who argue against it, like William Lane Craig. He he argues against it because he wants to use the Kalam cosmological arguments to prove God's existence. But I hold Ibn Taymiyyah's position regarding حوادث لا أول لها and like تسلسل and all this. So I don't think that there's an impossibility with an infinite past as long as it's not something like it's not with like an infinite amount of causes. Like it's not if it's just effects, that's completely fine with me. I don't see an impossibility there. I guess why would you think that an infinite past is impossible?
because the same principle applies to the infinite regress and causality. So the question here will be why you do not accept to be infinite causes in the past. We don't accept it.
I'm not understanding like why an infinite regress
I
of
mean,
causes.
suppose, yes, why infinite regressive causes is irrational or
I mean, if it's causes,
is wrong.
then the effect would never be produced, right? Like if I'm like, and in order for this the sniper to do like I don't want to say certain words on TikTok, but to pull the trigger and like pew pew, he would have to get the order, and before in order to get the order, there has to be another thing and another, and so on and so forth. Well, he would never pull the trigger, right? So that's the type of like I would say that's impossible, sure. But in terms of just there being an infinite past where Allah was always creating, I don't see very convincing arguments there. One that Ar-Razi gives, I don't know if you endorse it. Ar-Razi says that if there was an infinite past, then we would never get to the present. So that's one of them, but I don't know what kind of arguments that you would use particularly, or if you think that that one is convincing.
I would use the same argument that we used to say that infinite causes cannot exist. Because when you say there is a bullet and you want to fire it or something, I cannot see why it's impossible. Why the soldier wouldn't fire the bullet. Yes, even it depends on a prior order, and this order depends on a prior order. So there is still dependency in here. And you have the same kind of, it's not exactly the same way of dependency, but at least you still have a condition. So you have infinite number of conditions before God creates the universe or creates me.
Oh, okay. So I think that so it sounds similar to Ar-Razi's, where if there's an infinite amount of events before that, then you would never reach the present. Is that kind of how you
No,
understand
I
it?
No, I wouldn't say it's kind of events. I mean,
or conditions,
kind
even
of
even conditions.
yes, dependency. I would prefer to use dependency. I mean,
Because I would just say that there's always been Allah's always been acting, right? Like there's always been actions taking place one after another, and there's a wisdom for each one of them.
yes,
I don't know
because
the
you look at from God's perspective. But try to look at from another perspective. In order for God to create me, there is some condition that need to be met. For example, God must have a will.
Uh-huh.
So before creating me, the cause of creating me is God's will. It's a cause, okay? And we will ask about God's will. Is God's will caused or uncaused?
Yeah, as in
So
like
God cannot create in a hadith because you have the same infinite causes. So to claim that they are hawadith, that are not causes, is not right. Because every hadith has a cause, and this cause has infinite number of causes before it.
yeah, I think that that's completely fine. I think that there's even in Arabic, like when you say sabab, I think that there's an equivocation because sabab could mean like explanation. It could mean like explanation. It could mean like a cause.
I hope my English is as good as yours.
No, your English is really good. If I spoke in Arabic, I would be lost right now. Trust me, your English is actually really good. But like explanation for the will. So Ibn al-Qayyim he actually gives two different views where obviously I'm sure you know of the argument tarjih bila marajjah, and the Asha'ira they have a big problem in this specific view because why does Allah create versus not creating? They have no reason. They accept there's no reason. Allah does not act with any reason and stuff like this, right? But Ibn Qayyim's view, he says that the murajjah will be the wisdom, but at one point there's a murajjah bila murajjah. So you could call that like some people would say it
Do you agree with
terminates,
it?
or it'll be known as like a brute, like it'll be like a brute contingency, or if you are an Ash'ari, either brute contingency or brute necessity. Because obviously you can't say that there's okay, why this wisdom, and then you keep going, and then you keep going and keep going. There's not going to be infinite. Even Ibn Qayyim, he agrees with this. He gives another perspective. He allows that you could accept infinite, and that Allah is just always, He doesn't have just like one goal. He's always He's always at like reaching goal after goal after goal, type of thing. So, like even if let's say somebody said that they don't believe in an infinite past, why do you think ما قامت به حوادث فهو حادث? Like that's what
There
I'm.
is, I mean, I cannot refute ما قامت به الحوادث فهو حادث other than the argument that infinity cannot exist in reality. Mutakallimin does not have
Oh wow.
another refute for it. I don't know if you hold the point that this has no cause, that God created it for no reason, or I mean,
I
uncaused.
mean there would be an explanation. An explanation. It's not necessarily like something causal, but like let's say why did Allah
I agree with
create
that.
this world, or why did Allah create in general? I hold the view that the lazim is the no of the fa'al, but not a fa'al mu'ayyan. So obviously the Ash'ari they don't agree because they think this means that the alam is qadim and so on and so forth, or the Maturidis might think so. But I and the reason why I'm asking you is because a lot of the Ash'aris they say maqamat bihi hawadith wa hadith, they don't care whether it's infinite or not infinite.
No,
They say
no,
whatever changes because hudud al-ijsam.
no, not at all, not at all. It's because of infinity. If they say that they don't care, no, I don't think so. It's because of infinity. Because the hawadith has a beginning, so that the condition is hadith, then must be the conditioned thing is hadith as well.
Well,
The,
I don't think they would accept that because if they accepted, for example, Allah could change, but this change is brute. It's brute and it's contingent. They wouldn't accept that. Um, they wouldn't be able to accept such a thing. They believe that whatever changes is contingent. I'm not sure about the Mu'tazili view completely, but
Yeah. They do hold the same view as well. I mean, if God changes,
or if he
then
has
he's not
a'rad
eternal.
as well, like if he has
Yeah.
any a'rad or any hawadith, then he's contingent. They don't believe that Allah is in makan or zaman or anything like this, similar to you guys.
But I don't think they can prove that he's hadith. They could prove that he's contingent. It's not wajib al-wujud. I mean, God could be, suppose that there is something eternal, and right now, this is the first change that happens to him. He's eternal, but I cannot say because he changes now, then he's not eternal. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, that's
To
what
claim,
I
yeah,
typically talk. I talk to those guys, and they typically argue that whatever changes cannot be eternal. I mean,
no,
that's the whole principle.
I don't think so. No, yeah, I don't think so at all.
Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
either you accept this because of infinite regress or not. Other than this, you
That's
have no
interesting.
other reason to. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have a different perspective, and yeah, because from what I know, that I might be mistaken, but my brother Yaqub over here, he even knows that there's certain Mu'tazilis who even accepted this idea of like Allah having hawadith and stuff like
أفعال
this.
اختيارية.
أفعال
السلام عليكم
الاختيارية.
ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Salam. Wallah.
But yeah,
Some
that's
Mu'tazila hold the view that that
not all the Mu'tazila, but some of them. I think
No,
there's
no,
some of
some
them.
like Abu al-Husayn al-Basri.
yeah, Abu Hassan al-Basri, yes.
And then maybe Ibn Shuja' al-Thajji, if you consider him a Mu'tazili, where he was somebody who had allegiance to the Mu'tazili cause.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah, Abu
interesting.
Hassan al-Basri, yes. Abu Hassan al-Basri, when it comes to God's knowledge, he holds the same view that Ar-Razi holds, by the way, because they cannot solve the changes in God's knowledge. I mean, there is difference
Here,
between.
here, Omar, put us on like a
Wow.
the four square thing.
Yeah, because even in the Western tradition, Muhammad, these are spoken about constantly. Like,
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, it's not an easy thing, by the way. It's very,
yeah.
very tricky.
Do you agree or disagree with Abu al-Husayn on that?
I disagree with Abu Hussein and Razi, but I would say I have sympathy with them. I know how difficult it is. I know how
It is.
difficult it is.
Omar, do you know the four-panel thing?
Huh,
Where it's like four squares?
yeah, one sec. I'll try.
show
But
you
yeah,
that.
that's actually interesting because to me, obviously the cost is too high. You don't want to give up God being like all knowing. You don't want to give up omniscience. That's one of the omni properties. But a lot of them, and what they've started to do is accept. I don't know if you heard of like B theory of time. They
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, they
I think
typically
Better of
accept
Time
that
is-
specifically.
yeah.
Yeah, they adopt B theory to get away, and they just say, the atom is qadim and stuff like this. I think that's the only way that somebody can escape the idea of God's knowledge.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about B theory of time. I need to read about it. But I mean, I'm not even a big fan of it. But I think when it comes to relativity, we could understand time, and the theory of relativity.
Yeah. There's views of relativity where you can, as long as it's not like a relative like it's not like relative simultaneity in terms of the present, but you can accept like there's views that accept relativity and they refute people like guys like Hilary Putnam who argue B theory entails like eternalism and stuff like that. But I think that that's the only way, genuinely, that somebody can.
Yes. You need to have
get out of
another
that.
view of time. Yes. The only way is to change your perspective about time.
Yeah. Because if you don't, obviously, Allah.
Then you must go with the Razi and Abu Hassan al-Basri.
Yeah, you have to at that point. I mean, Ibn Taymiyyah affirms
Yes.
the same view as well because
The same view, yes.
it's it's very difficult to say Allah knows like he knows true things, but they're not always true.
Yeah.
Certain things are true in time, so
Yes.
it would have to change in that way. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I see. I didn't know that the Mu'tazila accept this type of stuff, or they would be willing to accept this type of stuff until even Yaqub over here, my brother, he explained that stuff to me because I know the Asha'ira some of them they admit that these arguments are hard to deal with and stuff like that, but I didn't know that the Mu'tazila accept that type of stuff.
Yeah, Abu Hassan al-Basri does. Um, some early Mu'tazila, I think, but before this kind of having ilm kalam as developed subjects. So early Mu'tazila, they have kind of similar views about that. There is kind of renewal in God's knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. So you do hold the divine simplicity,
Yes.
and do you believe in do you hold to the same view of similar to Aquinas, like Thomas Aquinas and Boethius,
No idea
those
about
theologians?
Christianity. What does he say?
They basically say the same, that God is identical to his properties, or like even the Falasifa. The Falasifa, they say that Allah
No,
is
no,
identical to his attributes.
no, we don't say this.
Do you
We say
say
God has no attributes.
okay, yeah, that's
Negative
another way of saying
theology.
it. That's
Yeah.
basically ikhtilaf lafzi. They'll say that because some of them will say that he has no attributes, meaning he just his power, knowledge, mercy is
Yes,
just the that.
yes,
It's just the that. There's no sifat. It's just the
yes.
that by itself.
Or you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
describe God, you could add attributes to God. I mean, I could say God alam. But so, I mean, the proper word is God has no existential attributes.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
this is the word I used to describe it. God has no existential. It's not ontologically exist,
Right,
those
right.
kind of
Yeah.
attributes.
He's
But
alim
of course, they
that
are
basically.
attributes. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Juan. Maybe we should get into the what they call it, the nitty gritty.
Yeah, he can get into. I don't know if you want to ask me a question
Sorry,
about
Akub.
like what I
Sorry, Akub.
believe.
Could you say it again? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm trying to cut to the main points
Okay.
because
Yeah, Yaqub is
we heard
interested in
about you
some
from the
stuff
Arabic
about
side.
like the history of the Mu'tazila and stuff like that, and your
Not
theological
just
beliefs.
that. It's just specifically also your views. We've heard about you from the Arabic side, and I've watched a couple of your debates, read some of your articles.
Do you understand Arabic?
Yeah, you can speak to me Arabic.
You
I can
guys are
understand.
way better than us.
La la la. No, not at all. But regardless, for example, I saw your debate on Ru'ya,
Yes.
but then as a Mu'tazili, I saw you quoting Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. I was like, Bukhari's a kafir according to this guy. Why is he quoting him? So what would be like your version of the Sunnah? What are your hadith collections? Where do you go to for that?
I think Mu'tazila, they are on the side of Sunnah when it comes to Ahadith. So there is a Shi'i guys side. They have Kulayni, and they have their own way, their own sanad, their own chain. But Mu'tazila, they don't use the chain of Shia. They use the chain of Sunnah that the Sunni used. But the point of disagreement is they do not accept everything that the Sunnis are saying. I would say they accept like 5 to 10% of it. But
Okay.
when it comes to what should you do in your day-to-day life, they are Hanafis, they are Malikis, they are Shafi'i. So when it comes to what to do, when it comes to fiqh, they are entirely, completely 100% Sunnis. But some ahadith, so when it comes to aqidah, I think Mu'tazila accept 5 to 10% of it.
Okay. So you would not have a problem with quoting something like Musnad al-Tayalisi or Musannaf Abd al-Razzaq, Ibn Abi Shayba, Musnad Ahmad,
Indeed,
Muwatta Malik.
interestingly, there is a book that got published a month ago. by Abu Ali al-Jubba'i. You know
شرح
what this book
حديث
for?
ابن
Sharh
أبي شيبة.
Musnad Abu, yes.
Right.
And because I'm making a library of all books that we have from Mu'tazila, you will see I would add something called Khusru. You know this guy?
Oh, a couple ones missing.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. If indeed, I would like to. I mean, because I didn't collect everybody, I might forget something, and I'm asking my friends if they could add something, if they could remind me. I mean, I'm happy for
there's
that. Yes.
شرح الأصول by Ibn Khaldad, and then there's some
I
by
added
Sahib
it.
bin
I added
Abbad.
it, by the way. I added Ibn Khalad today.
Oh, okay.
As-Sahib bin Abbad, I added him as well.
And then there is a couple more. Well, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, I will
But
be very,
yeah,
very
a
happy
lot
if
of
you
them are
could,
there on the
yes,
website.
if
I
you-
saw it.
Yeah. If you could, just remind me.
So, but then how do you deal with the fact that, I mean, I might have to ask you, is somebody like Malik bin Anas a kafir?
Malik bin Anas, no.
Okay.
Who said that?
No, I'm asking because in my
No,
head
no.
these are Hashawiyya, Mujassima, and therefore their hadith is
especially-
batil.
By the way, especially Malik bin Anas, he didn't speak about theology at all. Even Salafis, they cited him for only one verse. الاستواء معلوم والكيف مجهول. This is the only verse that Malik ever said about theology, about Aqidah. Could you recall anything else that Imam Malik said? Nothing at all.
There are some from specific asanid, but they come in later compilations. But I only brought him as a mere example. What I'm trying to get at is a lot of these famous popular hadith collections are made by what would be considered Hashawiyya and Mujassima in the eyes of the Mu'tazila. And so if that's the case, would a Mu'tazili be okay with relying on Hashawiyya Mujassima for the Sunnah?
Yes. I was talking about this yesterday, and I have two paragraphs that I want to cite from Mu'tazili books. The first, what Abu al-Qasim al-Ka'bi said. Abu al-Qasim al-Ka'bi has a book called أخبار
Yeah, it's a couple of volumes.
I forgot. معرفة الرجال, something called like that. قبول الأخبار ومعرفة الرجال, accepting روايات, knowing men. He was in disagreement with his teacher. His teacher, Abu al-Husayn al-Khayyat, wanted to accept 4 men in the chain. 4, followed by 4, followed by 4, followed by 4. And he wrote a book. He said, no, we cannot accept this. We need to accept less in the chain. And then he wrote another book. This book I'm referring to, قبول الأخبار ومعرفة الرجال. He said, do not think because I criticized Abu al-Husayn al-Khayyat for accepting only 4 in one single chain, it doesn't mean I accept every hadith that comes from al-Hashawiyya. We have certain conditions that needs to be met in order to accept any hadith. We don't accept any hadith when it comes to theology at all, unless it is mutawatir. So when it comes to theology, I mean, it's a closed door. And then whenever somebody says in a hadith, we have 4 conditions. It must be logical, it must be in according to Quran, in according to Ijma', and if it's perfectly fine, we accept it in al-furu', like in al-fiqh. This is what he said. So this is how the Mu'tazila deals with Sunnah. They don't accept it in theology. They have very rigid conditions that needs to be met, and then they use it like to wash your hands to do whatever things like in day-to-day life.
Okay. So when you have it at the scale of tawatur, where it's massively attested, and then the zahir of it is tashbih or tatsim, the solution to that is ta'wil, correct?
When it comes to mutawatir,
Yeah, if there is a hadith that is mutawatir, that on the zahir implies tatsim and tashbih, the solution to that is ta'wil.
yeah, it
Correct?
will be treated as Quran. I mean, it will be treated as we treat Quran.
Okay. And then if you have a singular report and on the zahir it has tashbih or tatsim, rather than doing ta'wil, you just reject the hadith altogether.
Yes, I mean, because you are, how I would say it, you have
You could
kind
say in
of
Arabic, I'd understand.
yeah, you have kind of obligation to accept any hadith that came from mutawatir way. You have an obligation to accept it, but you have no obligation to accept this kind of hadith. So why I would bother do any ta'wil? What it's not even, I'm not even certain from if it goes back to Prophet Muhammad or not. So why would I bother do any kind of ta'wil?
طيب.
They
خير
might
إن شاء الله.
do, by the way, they might do. For example, I do remember that when it comes to this hadith in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, when the Sayyidah Aisha asked, I think it was Khadija or Aisha, this hadith is, I mean, it was said twice. She asked the Prophet Muhammad about the kids or children that were died when she was married to another man before Prophet Muhammad, Sayyidah Khadija. And he said they are in the hell. And she said, what about the children that we had together? Like Al-Qasim, he was died when he was 8 months old. The Prophet said he's in paradise. And she said, how come those children go to hell without doing anything at all? And then the Prophet said, Allahu a'lamu ma kana amleen. God knows what they will do. The Mu'tazila rejected this hadith entirely. They don't even bother to make any ta'wil. But I do remember Qadi Abdul Jabbar, he said, even if we to accept this hadith, the word children, this might apply to a grown man. So we could accept it if the Prophet refers to a grown man. And just say this word and went. So they don't bother do any ta'wil if you are not certain that this is said by Prophet Muhammad or not.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is the very core foundation of Mu'tazili Kalam, which is this. If ahad hadith were used and they can be rejected because it contradicts the aql, and then a mutawatir that on the zahir implies tatsim or tashbih, and it contradicts the aql, therefore you resort to ta'wil rather than radd al-hadith, you just reject it. How do you avoid the accusation of just assuming i'tizal and then from there ta'weeling whatever disagrees with you?
Because, I mean, we are human beings before being Muslims. So in order to know that God exists, you must use your rationality. In order to know that God is knowledgeable, God is powerful, God is merciful, God is just, you must use your rationality even before knowing anything about Islam. You have certain kind of rules and certain beliefs prior to being Muslims. They cannot be false. They cannot be mistaken. So if Islam is true, then Islam must be in line with those prior beliefs. So you must think that i'tizal is true before, if you could understand that, we are Mu'tazili
The
before being
assumptions
Muslims.
or the system
yes,
that comes with
yes,
i'tizal,
yes.
that
we are
one's
Mu'tazili
true,
before,
and then
yeah.
it gets confirmed with Islam.
Yes, exactly. So we don't take those beliefs from Islam. We don't take it. We take it prior to being Muslims.
Okay. And you think the Sahaba were on that view?
I think so, but not all of them. And indeed, I
Like the
personally,
fuqaha of the Sahaba, maybe the major ones, not the minor.
yeah, I would say so. We have Imam Ali, we have Abdullah ibn Abbas, we have Umar ibn al-Khattab. I mean, they believed in there is khutbah. خطبة الإمام علي. He said وخلاصة توحيده نفي الصفات عنه. The pure I mean unity of God is to say that there is no sifat at all. But when it comes to other Sahaba, I don't really care, because I mean I'm not following them. I'm following the Quran. I'm not following what they think. I don't care what they think. They will mujassima, they will munazziha. I mean, they are not part of my religion. They have their own mind, their own belief, and they will be treated fairly in the judgment.
You see, obviously we all disagree with that, but I think that what you're saying right now is what the Ash'ari also have to accept.
Yes.
I think that the Ash'aris,
But they don't.
They don't accept
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Look what he said, but they don't.
Which is why historically they were called the Makhanith of the Mu'tazila for this reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they must stick to this view, but unfortunately they don't. I mean, Al-Razi, for instance, he wrote As-Sitt Taqdis. The whole book is about a hadith that he tries to make ta'wil for them. The whole book is about that. While Mu'tazila, they don't bother at all.
Okay, so now with some of the bigger fuqaha and the muhaddithin of the Sahaba, like Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Ali ibn Abi Talib, and whatnot, you would affirm that they practice kalam theology, especially because of the fact that No?
No. I mean, we say that they didn't practice kalam theology.
So how did they come to the conclusion that Allah is ليس بجسم ولا بعرض ولا طول ولا حد ولا بجوهر ولا ليس يعني all these negative theology. Allah is not this and this and this and this. Did the Sahaba come to that conclusion independently?
They didn't say a word about this except Imam Ali. I mean, there is some sentence that is attributed to him that he said so. But suppose it's false. Suppose even Imam Ali didn't say a word about it. But also they didn't say God, there is a limit to God. They didn't say a word about Salafi's theology at all. They didn't say God has a real hand. They didn't say God has, I mean, there is al-hawadis taqum billah. They didn't say a word out of it. So I would say Sahaba are neutral when it comes to theology. They are neutral. They didn't say what Al-Mu'tazila said, of course, but also they didn't say what Salafi thinks. But when it comes to Qadar, for example, there was a thief that he stole something, and when he wanted to, when they wanted to punish him, he said this was Qadar Allah. Umar ibn al-Khattab, he punished him because he stole something, and then he punished him again for trying to justify his action by referring to al-Qadar.
Right. Yeah, I know I'm referring to, but I mean, even then, given the Quran, the Sunnah, the belief of the early
Just 1
Muslims,
second, bro.
and this type of stuff, I'd still argue that it's more likely, even though they didn't profess these things verbatim, it's more likely that would have been their beliefs, given the, like whatever data we have. Go ahead.
From Sunni perspective, do you mean? Because I mean, the Salafi position is we have some ahadith that we said that came from our side, our own people, and this is Islam. So because we said so, then it is the case. While Shi'i has a different way, and they didn't say the same. Ibadi, Zaydi, they are all Muslim. So to say that this is the case, this is what Al-Sahaba where I think it's a big jump.
I don't think it's that
Okay.
simple.
So
Just like real quick, Yaqub, sorry. My thing is that it's also more intuitive to believe that God is like really above. You know, he's somewhere. He's not nowhere. He has af'al ikhtiyariya. This is something that even if you look at people like Sean W. Anthony, he's an Orientalist. Even he says that the early Muslims they were quote unquote anthropomorphic. So you would say quote unquote mujassima, which is why you see people like Ibn al-Izz ibn Abd salam accuse, he claims that the Sahaba, they were excused for their tajseem and so on and so forth, because the way that the Quran and the Sunnah is, and intuition, is that people tend to believe in this stuff. Maybe they don't profess it verbatim. Maybe they won't say
Yeah.
God has a real hand verbatim, but it's still something that they do believe, given what the text is telling them. Well, sorry.
But do you think the whole project of Prophet Muhammad, that he was sent to us and he saw people worshipping idols and he said, do not worship idols on earth, the idol is in the sky.
Yeah, but that's assuming that it's an idol.
No, I mean, this is the point. I mean, God has volume, God has two hands. So the only thing that Prophet Muhammad did, stop worshiping idols on earth, he just sends them up above.
Yeah, but that's just an assumption that if God is dimensional, then he would be that he would be like an idol, like a false god. That's just an assumption. Even when it comes, do you think that,
No,
for
I mean,
example,
what the issue that Salafi has if God has two hands and blood and flesh and everything?
okay, Shamil Hakam, we say blood is a deficiency.
Yeah, I mean, suppose that there is a hadith that said God has bones, blood, and flesh.
And that's Sifat al-Khalq specifically, and they come with Sifat Naqs.
No, I mean, what's the difference between God has two hands and they are not alike, and has a blood that is not alike as well, and bones that are not alike as well?
نفي الكيفية عبر التنزيه لا يكفي للتنزيه. So Ibn Taymiyyah, I'm sure you've came across this before, in a Tadmuriyya, you cannot attribute to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala whatever you want, and then you just slap on ليس كمثله شيء and تفويض الكيفية. Ibn Taymiyyah himself warns against this. There are things
Yes, I mean,
that are
what argument you could present against it?
I guess, what do you mean by
I mean, God
arguments?
has
having blood. We can give different rational arguments, but that wasn't where the conversation was going. The point is, even if somebody were to posit some crazy hypothetical, the main point is, you said the Salafi conception is not what would have come across the Sahaba's mind, but then in the same instance, you'll have people like Abu al-Ali al-Jubba'i in Kitab al-Maqalat, or Al-Abd al-Jabbar in his Al-Mughni, whichever one of these books.
yeah.
The Zahir of the Quran does imply Tashbih and Tatsim. And Ulu is Tatsim and Tashbih. Af'al ikhtiyariya is Tatsim and Tashbih. Would you disagree with that?
Yes, I disagree with it because they have a meaning of al-Zahir that I don't accept it. They think
Who?
Zahir, when they say Yad, there is, in Mutakallimin's mind, they think that Yad is the hand that we have. If you have any other meaning for Yad, it is not Zahir. While it's totally wrong, I don't accept it. I don't accept this view at all. I think when God said لما خلقت بيدي, it means لما خلقت بقدرتي. This is the Zahir. So to claim that the Zahir is two hands, and we need to go to another meaning, I don't hold this mainstream point of view that Al-Mutakallimin has. I disagree with it. I think Al-Zahir is what we understand intuitively from the text.
So, just on first glance, intuitively, when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was speaking to the different Arabian tribes, were they doing tanzih when they heard these ayat from the Quran? Or were they doing ithbat or tatsim, tashbih? What did they do?
Well, I will give you an example. When God say, فَأَتَى اللَّهُ بُنْيَانَهُم مِّنَ الْقَوَاعِدِ, would you think that the Zahir is God went to their, foundation of their homes? Or فَأَتَى اللَّهُ بُنْيَانَهُم, there is a missing word. فَأَتَى عَذَابُ اللَّهِ بُنْيَانَهُم مِّنَ الْقَوَاعِدِ فَخَرَّ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّقْفُ مِّن فَوْقِهِم. You know what
I think we're
Al-Mutakallimin said?
misunderstanding each other.
Okay.
When I say ظاهر, ظاهر is what is apparent. It doesn't translate to literal.
Yes.
So it's not
Yes.
معنى حرفي, right? So it's based on the context. So the ظاهر could be a metaphor. The ظاهر could
Yes.
be an
Exactly.
allegory. Okay, so we
Exactly.
agree on that. So we don't even claim that every single time the word yad is used, that yad is meant to be taken as an actual attribute of its own.
Yes.
Sometimes it
Yes.
can mean qudra. Sometimes it
Yes.
can mean ni'mah. Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
And they are all
Now,
Zahir. It depends on the context.
excellent. We all agree.
Oh wow,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I didn't know that you guys hold that because
Yeah. Yeah. I hold
the
this.
Ash'aris
Yes. Yes.
reject that. That's similar.
Yes. Yes. I and the Mu'tazili, by the way, reject this. But I think this is more. I want to understand Quran. Their point of view is completely false. I don't
Yeah,
agree
yeah,
with
yeah.
them. Yeah.
So based on the earliest understandings, for example, because we brought the issue of yad, you'll have Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala saying that on the day of resurrection, He'll fold the heavens and the earth and then place it in His right hand in His grip. And then you go to something like Tafsir al-Tabari, and he'll quote you Ibn Abbas, he'll quote you Qatada, Ikrama, all saying the same thing, varying from Hasan to Sahih, saying that the right hand of Allah will have the heavens and the earth folded in it, and it will be closed. And then the left hand of Allah will be empty and open. Can this mean anything else except a real hand?
No.
Okay, so we agree.
Yes, I agree. The text that you mentioned is 100% Taqsim. Yes.
Oh wow.
Okay, and what makes it Tatsim?
No, to have two hands, and the hand as we understand it, then it's 100% Taqsim. But the point
When you
is, you
say
refer
the
to.
hand, we understand it. Are you talking about the flesh and blood that human beings carry?
Yes, this is the hand we use. Yes.
Okay, but the malaika also have hands.
Unless
We don't say
unless
that
you
they
are
have flesh and
referring
bones.
to a meaning that is not in the Arabic language. So we could go to a dictionary.
Al-yad, like the same thing.
Just
For
a second.
example, if I
Just
were
a
to say
second.
that Allah, sorry,
Just a second. We
Okay.
could go to an Arabic dictionary, and you could point me what the meaning of hand that you choose from Arabic. Could you do
is that a
it?
request?
Yeah, no, could you do? Could any Salafi that goes here is the dictionary, and when God say, "This is my hand," this is the meaning of the hand that God means.
I don't know if that would be very.
Well, it's based on the context. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's not just a dictionary.
Yes, any context. Yeah, choose any context, like the context
Yeah,
you
so
refer to.
with this example, nothing about the word hand with the right hand being closed and then the left one being empty and open. Nothing about that يستلزم اللحم والبدن.
No, what the meaning of the hand.
Yeah, I get what he's
we need
asking.
to.
He's saying,
معنى اليد معلومة يعني بالحس.
yeah, so
No, it must be in the dictionary.
So I disagree. I don't think that it has to be in the dictionary. The reason why is because the dictionary
Then
it's
we are
not.
not speaking Arabic then.
No, I'll tell you why. Because the dictionary itself, it's not really. You're not really going to find this consistent when you define knowledge, for example. Even if you look at in the Arabic dictionaries, when you look at knowledge, to my understanding, it's defined as acquiring information by experience. That's a definition. If you look at the English dictionary, you'll see like knowledge. The earliest English dictionary, knowledge is going to be defined as body and soul. I don't think that the uncreated is being spoken about in in these dictionaries such that you can encompass the entirety of the meaning. You can get an implication. For example, like Yaqubi said that a hand is something that grabs, and you even have or grabs and writes with and grips, molds with. And Ibn Qutayba, during his time, he was approached and they asked him, what does hand mean over here? Talking about the ayah, talking about the yad. And he said they're the hands that the people know of. So even there historically, if this was something that was tajsim, we would have expected Ibn Qutayba to be called out for this. So if this is expected and that's not something that he was called out for, it being tajsim, this is something that, like he said, it's something that's known by experience. It doesn't have to have some kind of had definition for you to be able to understand
For
what's being
example,
said.
the color
And even
red.
if you look at like Wittgenstein as an example, he gives the example of a plant. Let's say if I ask you to define what a plant is, you won't know how to define what a plant is, although you know what the object is because you've seen it before and you know the function. But you can't tell me right now if I ask you what does a plant mean, you won't be able to tell me what a plant is. You won't be able to give it some had definition for it from the top of your head. So that's my understanding there. I don't think that's a necessary condition to understand what hand means.
Yes, I do agree with you that we will never give any definitions as logicians they used to give. But I need to understand the meaning in Arabic that a Sahaba understood. It must be in Arabic language because Quran is an Arabic book. So if the meaning you're referring to is not in Arabic, then your aqidah cannot be, perceived by Sahaba at all. At all. They do not understand what are you referring to.
I disagree with the example that I gave about the
There's an
plants.
athar from Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu where he said, تَأْوِيلُهُ تِلَاوَتُهُ. As simple as that, you just go with the surface level meaning. And just as the
Which
word
is,
yad, well, it's literally that. تَأْوِيلُهُ
no,
تِلَاوَتُهُ.
He's asking for like a
this is,
dictionary definition, but I don't think that's a necessary
yes,
condition.
where the
Well,
dictionary
you can
definition of
define
yad.
something in more than one way. You don't have to
Yeah, you
No,
can
but
give
define
at
it
least
lexically.
when it comes to language, at least we need to understand it by
There's
language.
things that can't be defined in language.
Yeah,
No,
I'll give an example.
when God, guys, when God said, for example, لما خلقت بيدي, and this meaning is not in Arabic language, then your aqidah cannot be perceived by Sahaba. It's not Arabic.
That
We're
doesn't,
saying the ma'na is ma'loom without having to
I
give
don't know it.
ta'rif
I don't
bil-had.
know it. It's not
you can know
necessarily
things
had.
via experience. I gave you the example of the plant from.
Here, bro. Just something a bit simpler. The color red cannot be defined in any language. There's no language in the whole entire world that can define the color red, even though everybody knows what red is.
Yes.
Okay, right. So there are certain words that are just known through hiss, even if you can't give them a dictionary definition.
But the hand of God, we
And
cannot know it by hiss.
sorry?
The hand of God, we cannot know it by our perceptions.
We don't know the ilm of Allah with our perception either. We just know it
Okay,
through the lugha, and then we do qadr mushtarak.
Okay, so it is not, and this knowledge cannot be acquired by any perception. This knowledge cannot be acquired by language. So what are you referring to?
I disagree. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean that it can't be seen and that you don't know what it is when you see it.
No,
Just like,
how did you know it?
What,
I'm here.
hand?
I'll give
Yes,
an example.
yes.
You know what a hand
Bilhis.
is? Yeah, by seeing a hand. Just like you know what fruit is by seeing fruit. But you can't tell me right now that you know what the fruit of paradise looks like.
Yeah, because Ibn Abbas as well, he said it's only names. He said
Okay.
ليس في الجنة إلا الأسماء. They're only names.
I'm not sure
They
exactly.
are
how that-
alike in names, not in
I know that
not in
that's
the.
what you're referring to.
Yeah.
But that supports us because you know that in paradise there's going to be fruit, but you don't know what the fruit looks like. But you know what the Quran is saying when it says that there is going to be fruit in paradise, although you've never seen that fruit.
Yes, but I don't know the meaning of the hand.
But
I don't know how the food
can
will
know
look
the meaning
like.
through things. It doesn't have to be some kind of like lexical definition. It can be ostensive. It could be by the example. For example, did the Sahaba know what wujud was?
Wujud is very intuitive. Of course, everybody knows what wujud is.
Yeah, but how is wujud defined in the Arabic language?
No, wujud cannot be defined. But of course, you could find any dictionary definition in wujud.
So when I say do you exist, do you know what it means when I say that you exist? What does it mean for you?
Yes, of course, everybody knows What do you mean by I do exist?
So what do you
Everybody knows it.
when I say what do you understand by you existing? What does that mean to you?
I mean, I cannot express it in words because it's very basic definition. Basic
But you
definition
know
can
what it
go
means,
down
right?
to. Yes, but I mean because it's a very basic definition. It cannot be broken down to any simpler terms. But when
So,
it comes
so
to Yad,
So you
I mean,
know
when it comes to, I mean, I could
hold on.
just
What's the famous?
just a second, just a second. I could claim any meaning of Yad, like Yad means Qudra. I mean,
I'll
because
just-
if you don't have any language that defines these attributes, if we cannot perceive it by perception, then I could claim anything.
That doesn't follow because you could say the same thing about existence.
there is a
Yes,
sigha.
yes.
Just 1 second, Eminem, because I just want to like stick on this point. Like this is important.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
you know people like Rene Descartes when he said like I think therefore I am. He's referring to his own experience, right? So this is
I
something
think your
that's.
your voice is quite.
Oh, sorry. Is this
low.
better? So it is something that's it is something that's experiential, and then you have a problem here because people in the Western tradition who attack like meta ontology, which is just going to be the study of like ontology. Obviously, you know what it is. It's the study of being and what exists, and the meta ontology is going to be the study of that. Now, there's people like Quine who would come to you and say, you know, or certain people like Quine, they would critique your understanding of existence. They don't care if it's intuitive. You're not giving a definition of existence. You're saying that there's the, you know, conceptual existence and then there's existence outside of the mind, but you're not really giving a meaning of what it means to exist. But these guys can press you now and say you're actually unintelligible, just as the Salafis are, because they define existence as something that can be expressed by a quantifier. So he'll just say existence is just going to be a value of is just going to be a value of a bound variable, and it's just going to have to do with your ontological commitments. If you're not ontologically committed to it, and it's not something that you quantify over within that domain, then it's not something that exists. So you saying that it has to have like a lexical understanding, I disagree with that, and I think that I've given good reasons as to why I don't have to accept that principle.
You refer to, I mean, who was? You refer to a guy, I forgot. That
he
Wittgenstein or
wrote,
something.
Quine
Wittgenstein at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Wittgenstein,
Quine and
yes.
then René Descartes.
Yes, with all due respect to them, I need to understand what Sahaba said about hand. I mean, because you refer to René Descartes and Wittgenstein, but we are talking about what Sahaba believed in.
Okay.
Yeah, what he's trying to tell
and
you
So
is
what's more important?
he's trying to tell you that al-yad just is known through hissan al-lugha,
mean, it
even
is
if you
not
can't
no-
give it a ta'rif.
No, I mean you don't have any linguistic definition to al-yad. The hand of God cannot be perceived. Do you want us to
can be
believe in a
perceived.
theology?
I think
We
it
No,
can.
I mean, right now,
we
I mean,
can know about yadullah through its af'al.
No,
like we
I mean,
know-
I mean, right now, I cannot be perceived. Maybe in the day of judgment, I will. But I mean, when you say this is the theology that Al Sahaba believed in, and every Muslim must believe in what they believed in, I said, okay, tell me what they believed in.
So then you would have to agree that the
Tell me-
I
Sahaba
would just point to my hand.
No, I mean-
would just
I
point
mean-
to my hand. I would tell them, you see this hand? Take away every deficiency there is. That is the rare minimum.
I
of
don't know what are you talking
constitutes
about, and this is not a zahir at all. Take away and what remains in the hand of God. Who said it?
No,
And
no,
this
I said
prophet-
remove
this-
every deficiency. Al-kaf is not a deficiency. Asabi' are not a deficiency.
No, I mean, did the Prophet Muhammad say that take this hand and remove everything?
The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us actually what remains of that hand when he talks about Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. There is multiple different sunnah you can collect together where he says that
uses
Allah's
hands
hand
as
can
an analogical
open.
predication.
No, this
He's-
is what
he says Allah's
this is
hand
what-
can open, it can close, it can touch, it can hold things, it can destroy, it can create, it can mold, it can write.
Yeah, you could do all of this with his power. I mean, the power of God could hold, could give, could take,
I
could
don't think
extend.
I don't think power can open and close. What
So
would
what
that even
is
mean?
hand then?
Well,
Sorry?
the problem that you have, because he wants to know, guys, what hand is, but the issue is What's more fundamental, because you said if you can't give like a dictionary definition, then they don't know what it means. But now you
No,
have to
at
agree.
least. No. I said at least dictionary definition. At least. This
Okay,
is the
okay.
very basic.
So then
Yeah, yeah.
so then we would also ask for you to give the dictionary, because I've given you motivation. I've motivated as to why that doesn't have to be the case, and I didn't really get like a sufficient response. But the problem here now is that you believe that they exist, that you can exist without your body, and that means that that existence is more fundamental than your hand. And if that's the case, you don't even know what it means to exist to begin with. You can't give me a dictionary definition for existence itself.
Yes, but I mean, to try to make an analogy between hand and existence is a false analogy.
How is it a
Because
false analogy?
because you are comparing very intuitive feelings and knowledge to the knowledge that it's not intuitive at all.
Okay.
How does
We don't
that?
know what-
So what if it's
I mean-
intuitive? How does that disqualify it?
That's just assuming that it's not something intuitive.
I mean, I could claim everything. I could, as I said, okay, I could say, let's believe God has a hand that we don't know anything about it. We don't know anything about what the hand is. If I claim that, okay, this hand is Qudra, you cannot prove this is wrong, by the way.
We'll tell you it's not mutually exclusive. You can have a
So
hand.
what the hand
mean
is? So
qudra in
what
certain
the hand
instances.
is? So what the hand
We're
is?
not contending that the hand could mean qudra sometimes. Remember, what's being contended is whether Allah has a real hand or not.
Yeah, like what is fruit? Like I said, look, you would have to say that the Sahaba couldn't believe in the fruit of paradise because
And
they
another
haven't seen
thing,
it.
by the way, the color red is not intuitive, yet has no definition.
It's primitive.
Because I perceive it. Because I perceive it. And the hand
So-
of God cannot be perceived. So I mean,
Are there
the
other?
theology-
Cannot be perceived or is not perceived yet.
Hold
no,
on.
no. I mean, yet. What I'm saying is yet. Everything I say is yet.
Okay,
But I mean,
so
because
then, go
I
ahead,
want to
sorry.
know it now. I mean, I'm going to a Christian guy, and I want him to believe in Islam. I will tell him that God has two hands. He would ask me, "What do you mean by hand? Can I open a dictionary to show him the meaning of the hand from Arabic language?" No. Can I show him the hand of God?
A
No.
lexicon doesn't
Can
try
I-
to give you a universal definition every single time.
I think that I've given good motivating
So that's
factors
not
why
really
that
fair.
doesn't have to be the case.
Because if you do that, then what you consider tatsim doesn't find itself existing in the Arabic dictionary. Like al-jism is what has al-lahm wal-badan. If you go to
It's not
Kitab
true.
al-Ain by
It's not
Ahmed
true.
Bakhali
It's not true.
al-Farahidi. What do you mean?
It's not true. الجسم هو
The
البدن.
ancient Arabs used to define a jism as that which is hayyiz.
No, I mean Judaism. It is mentioned in the Quran. فأخرج لهم عجلا جسدا له خوار. He didn't have any blood and at all.
Jasad, not jism.
الجسد هو الجسم, by the way, in Arabic. جسد
Yeah, you
هو
could use them
الجسم
as synonyms.
هو
That's
البدن.
perfectly
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm talking about jism. Jasad is very specific. Jism is a bit more broad. So when you go
So, I
to
mean-
Kitab al-Ain by al-Farahidi or al-Jawhari, they don't define it in any way that the mutakallimin do, where there's 12 different definitions. The Karramiyya say al-jism huwa kullu shay'in qa'im bi nafsihi or kullu shay'in lahu wujud. Or then you go to somebody like Al-Ghazali, he says a jism is whatever you can point at and has a direction. But none of those things are there.
100% agree with you. So let's go to the Arabic dictionary and let mutakallimin go. Let's go to the Arabic dictionary and to know what the Arabs understood from this,
Okay, so
those words.
So even if we go with hand, I don't think that the Sahaba will then say the hand of an angel is a jism.
So how did you know that the
Because it
theology
has
of
no
Sahaba
lahm and
is?
badan. Angels
I
are
mean-
not
I
made
mean-
out of lahm nor badan. They have no organs. The,
No, I mean,
the
if-
malaika are merely nur.
No, I mean, if you don't know what Al-Sahaba thought, why do you claim that your theology is the same as the Sahaba believed in? If you don't know
Because
what they
pe-
believed in.
Because the tabi'een would say أمروها كما جاءت. So it's just معلوم بالحس من اللغة.
Yes, it's not in the dictionary. You cannot say it's معلوم باللغة.
It
It's
doesn't
not
have to be in the dictionary. Neither is the color red.
How did you know it? So how did you know it?
The same way the Sahaba knew what color red was, I know it today. And
Color
I
red
can
is not
assume
hand.
I can assume very much that whatever they considered red is the exact same thing I consider red.
I mean, it is not true because I could show you the color red, but you couldn't show me the hand. You will show me your hand, the door hand. But when it comes to God's hand, there is no example
Yeah,
of it.
but Muhammad, the issue is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Hold
why
on,
you do qadar mushtarak. Wait, we agree with that. We can see to that. That's
Which
not
is-
it's not a problem. We tell you we don't know the ontology of Allah. All we know is the qadar mushtarak. That's all.
But my
That's
my
fine.
issue.
That is our position.
Hold on, guys, real quick. My issue
Yes.
is that I made the point about the fruit. You believe that the Sahaba know what fruit means, but they haven't seen the fruit of paradise. So if you're consistent, you should say that they don't know what fruit means in this verse.
No, they knew the food as something that you eat that goes into your stomach
Did they see the fruit of
and you
paradise?
enjoy eating. No, I mean, this is the at least this is the meaning of the food.
That's fine. Wait. That's fine. Okay, let's go with the Allah
You d-
Tabarak
I
wa
mean-
Ta'ala.
I mean-
When He
I mean-
mentions some of these things, He mentions al-asal and He mentions al-inab. Did they think that al-asal wal inab is the same thing?
I mean, they could be the same. I mean, they could be the same. The
So
same
why is
anab and
Allah
the same
making a
asal.
distinction
Wait.
between them?
No, I mean, I'm saying they could be the same, the exact anab. I mean, there is nothing wrong with it. They could be even better.
But how do you know that?
Anab.
Because you were
And they
asking us
could be
about how we
something-
know. You were getting into epistemology.
mean-
so now I can ask
No,
you, how
I'm-
do you know that?
No, right now I'm not. I mean, choosing any definition over the other. I'm just saying when God say anab, it could be the same anab. It could be even with a better taste, or it could be something that has the similar meaning. And God wants to say, you enjoy eating anab, then you will enjoy eating something in paradise. But I have no idea about it. I only know its name. When it comes to the paradise, I know there is something I will eat in paradise and I will enjoy it.
So how
But
do you
I
affirm
don't
Allah
say-
mawjood?
No, I mean, I say that I only know its name. When it comes to God's hand, you either know its name and you have nothing to do with it. You only know there is something called hand, but I have no idea other than
But
this.
there's ostensive definitions, though, Muhammad. You know, like I told you, it doesn't have to be only lexical. I think you have a misunderstanding. Look, when we say that Allah has a
Okay.
hand, we agree that it's something that grabs, it can write with, it can grasp, it can grip.
It has a
and
palm,
it has a palm,
fingers.
it has fingers. Even in, if I'm not mistaken, I don't
It
have
can
any
touch.
sources on me right now, but we can always fact check it later. You'll find Arabic dictionaries that say that a hand is something
Kitab
that has
al-Ayn by
a
Khalil
palm and
Farahidi.
fingers. And even Kitab al-Ayn, it says that yad is ma'lum
just
in the Arabic
ma'lum.
in the Arabic language.
And then he
and
puts a
and it
full
does
stop
give
there.
many different definitions. There are different definitions, but he does say it's ma'lum in the Arabic language. Now, if he says that it's ma'lum in the Arabic language, then you have to say that it's why if it's ma'lum, there's so many different definitions. It's ma'lum.
No, I don't think it's ma'lum at all.
But Kitab
unless he
al-Ayn,
refers to-
is an earlier dictionary than Lisan al-Arab, and it says it's ma'lum.
Yes, I will go to it. When he said hand is ma'lum, either he referring to our hands, and of course it's ma'lum, our hands, everybody knows what his hands are, unless he's speaking about God's hand. So to claim that we have hand, yes, we know our hands, but you are not talking about our hands. You are talking about God's hand. And there is nothing in dictionary that speaks about God's hand at all.
So you made an
all.
interesting point. You said maybe he's saying that it's like our hands. So if you're consistent,
But he was general,
Hold
he
on,
didn't
hold on.
specify.
Just real quick. I mean, if it's consistent, then you should say that Allah's existence is like our existence, because if wujud is in the if it's in any dictionary, and if it's defined, even if it's a circular definition, then I can flip it on you now and say His existence is like our existence. And if you're consistent now, you would have to say Allah doesn't exist.
No, you didn't get me. I mean, there is levels of discussion. The first level is at least we agree on terms that is in Arabic language. And then we could speak philosophy. Is existence the same? The existence of God is different from my existence? But at least you must have basis in Arabic. If your theology is not in Arabic, then you are not. Then we can't find anything to talk about.
I'm not
We
getting
don't
the
know
symmetry.
what are you talking about.
Do you believe that?
I mean, we can't speak.
Go ahead.
Just two words.
Yeah, go ahead.
We cannot speak philosophy unless we know what are we talking about in language. And the theology of Salafi, there is no. What I would say, there is no existence in the theology in Arabic. The Arabic language itself denies it.
Do you believe that the Sahaba themselves knew what it means to be mawjood?
Yes. And you are doing the same analogy.
Yeah.
The intuitive knowledge, and you are comparing it to hands.
But
But I'm not
how does
seeing the
it being
asymmetry, though.
intuitive disqualify it? By the way,
I'm not saying the asymmetry. You could give ostensive definitions. You even know this in intro books to logic. You'll see that there's not only like lexical definitions, there's ostensive definitions, and people use this all the time. Even for like the example that he gave with color, like red and so on and so forth, or things. No, not red, but like things that are primitive, or things like hand or foot or shin. You could give ostensive definitions. You don't necessarily have to give some kind of lexical definition of it. Because look, if you look at
100% agree.
if you look at the dictionary,
100% agree with that.
if you look at how do you understand knowledge from the Arabic dictionary?
No, I mean, Omar, I mean, this is the basic. I'm not saying this is everything. I mean, there is levels of discussion. There is levels. The first level is this exists in Arabic language. And then we will add this like a perfect definition. Do we need to add more? I mean, are there anything lost? How do we get this knowledge? But at least the meaning you are referring to claim that this is zahir, the zahir you claim does not exist in Arabic.
okay. Are you saying that a hand inherently has to have al-lahm wal-badan?
No, I mean, give me any definition. I mean,
He's saying the ostensive definitions aren't intelligible, but even the Ismaili Shia in the comments saying existence does not have an essential definition, but it has an ostensive one. But I'm saying
what
that
we're
it has
trying
an
to tell you
ostensive
is
one
something can just be ma'loom, and you don't really break it down further. I'm not really getting the issue with
It
But
can
I
be
need to
known
understand
by
your terms.
experience.
You say,
I told you. If you want,
No,
you can do a ta'rif bil
oh, there
method.
is a word I don't understand. You say descensive, or I mean, what is word?
He's saying ostensive.
It just means that you know something by example. Like Ibn Qutayba, he knows what a hand is.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yes,
That's what we
yes,
just
I don't
said.
mind. Yeah. I accept it as well.
I'm
I
giving
accept it as well.
So I'm giving intelligibility. It doesn't have to be necessarily like from the lexicon
التعريف بالحد الوصلي.
and give some kind of
Yes,
had definition.
I'm not talking about had.
No, not
Okay, so
like
here's what I'm
Aristotle,
telling
not
you right
Aristotle,
now.
but like even from the
Yeah,
language
yeah.
itself. Like linguistically, I don't have to give some like full-blown definition. For example, knowledge. How is knowledge defined in the Arabic dictionary?
No, I mean, at least this definition does it exist in Arabic language or not? And then we will go to logicians. I mean,
the
this is
Arabs
the
do
second.
acknowledge.
No. The
That's
knowledge itself isn't in the
I
Arabic
think we're
dictionary.
all talking over each other, bro.
Yeah, just a second.
Guys,
because I'm just
knowledge.
curious.
I mean, knowledge, existence, justice, injustice, right,
about anger?
wrong. Yes, I mean, yes, anger. All the things, they know them intuitively.
Why can't you
And-
say the same thing about a hand?
Because we don't. Because the fact that we don't, this is the fact.
Is anger badihi?
Yeah, of course, I could find it in myself. Yes,
Okay, you can find it in yourself.
yes,
Now,
I could feel
does
it.
that anger project the same way onto, for example, Jibreel alayhi salam?
It might be different. It might be only the name.
Okay, so the kayfiyya would not be the same, correct?
No, I mean, I know how to be angry for me. But when it comes to Jibril, I have no idea.
Yeah, but
I have
what
no
is
idea.
the definition of anger? Like if you go
I
to
don't know.
Arabic
I don't know.
dictionaries,
It's like
they'll say
mental
something
state.
like
or I mean-
غليان القلب.
No, I mean
غليان
it's
دم
a
القلب.
psychological state. I don't know what the psychological states of Jibril alayhi salam. I have no idea about him. So I couldn't say Jibril is go angry. I don't know what does it mean. Because it's
No, no,
psychological state. I don't know what does it mean.
No, what I'm trying to say is, even if you go to the Arabic language, غليان القلب or غليان الدم في القلب, that's not what anger is. Even though that's how Arabic lexicons define it, we know that's not what anger is. Nobody thinks that our blood is actually boiling.
Yes, Yaqub, I 100% agree with you. What I'm saying is there are different levels of the topic. First of all, the meaning you're referring to, does it exist in Arabic or not? I'm not saying is it perfect, the correct one.
Sure.
I mean, this is the very basic one. Is
Yeah,
this what the Arab understood from it? And then we will go
Muhammad,
to.
we're telling you. Go ahead.
I mean, what I'm saying is, in Arabic, the zahir you claim does not exist.
You can find hand being defined with
Okay,
like palm
so
and
how about this?
fingers.
Somebody tells you a hand is something لها الكف والأصابع تقبض وتبسط and then it can touch, it can write, it can
Then you are not
hold.
talking about the hand. You are not talking
How
about the
it has
hand.
كف and أصابع? How is it not a
No,
hand?
I mean, I don't know what is the thing that has kaf and asaba. I will ask about kaf. What kaf means? What is
But
asaba
I can do the
means?
same thing.
So
Look,
I mean,
the problem is that you're asking for like an infinite
Wait.
regress.
That's
I
a
can do
different
the same
problem.
thing
One
with
second.
you.
1 second. That's a different problem. Asking me what's a kaf, what's an what are asabi and all that. That's a different thing. But if somebody says that this is a hand, the bare minimum of what makes up a hand,
no, I
is
mean,
that not found in Arabic?
no, because in order to explain a thing, you need to explain it with things that is more intuitive or more known to us than it. So when you say God has hand has fingers, so what the fingers are?
Okay. You know you're
God,
gonna fall into Socrates' problem.
no,
Yeah.
at least because it's not Socrates.
Like this
No,
seems
no.
I mean,
Okay, so
inconsistent with
Socrates
you.
used
unless
to ask in
what I'm
Al-Radd al-Mantiqiyin, Ibn Taymiyyah mentions a critical point. He agrees with the Socratic method to some extent, which is you should always lay out your definition. But then Ibn Taymiyyah also asks, to what extent should you take that? And then he shows it leads to sophista'iyya, sophistry, that if you keep asking what's the meaning of this, what's the meaning of that, what's the meaning of that, there will be a point where you will not be able to define something. It is just ma'loom, badihi.
For
no,
Do you
it
agree?
is no.
Because you would
Yeah, I
have an
mean,
infinite regress of definitions, which is just not possible because we don't even know an infinite amount of words.
it is not true. I mean,
We
you
have
could
an
ask
infinite
me.
amount of words that's possible.
No, I will give you an example. I will give you an example. You could ask me what the color red is, and then I will show you the color red. Here it is.
But that's a تعريف بالمثال.
Yes.
That's not
Yeah.
a
So I
تعريف
mean,
بالمعنى.
we don't. No, I mean, we don't have to go to infinite definitions of words. I could give
But
you
that's
an
But that's
example.
actually Ibn Taymiyyah's
It could-
point. Ibn Taymiyyah's point is that you have to define it through other means than just a set of words.
Yes, but I mean, what are you claiming is the way you do that. The hand of God is completely different than our hands.
Here's an example. I'm gonna assume you
Okay.
saw a chicken. You definitely saw a chicken. I know. Okay, you saw a chicken or a duck before. Why is it that, or let's just say, a fictional thing known as a dinosaur? No, none of us in here has ever seen a dinosaur. Yet, when there is a T-Rex, we think it is intelligible to say that T-Rex has a hand. Why?
I didn't get that. Could you just
Okay.
say it again? Yeah.
So you have a T-Rex. That's a creature
T-Rex
we've
is
never
kind of-
seen before. A T-Rex is
Okay.
a dinosaur عملاق له يدان صغيرتان جدا و يعني قدمه
Like
عملاق.
العنقاء, like العنقاء in Arabic.
Sorry?
Like an al-anqa in Arabic. It's kind of
Sure.
creature that is not exist, but it's like
You don't have to just grab
like
a dinosaur. You can grab
dinosaurs.
something
Yes.
like
Yeah.
you can grab something like I don't know, a monkey or a lion. We human beings think it's perfectly reasonable to say, look at the hand of that monkey, even though his hand is not like ours. Or look at the feet of those ducks. Our feet do not have fins. Our feet do not have that cobweb in between that allows us to swim. Neither does it have claws. Neither is it made out of 3 fingers. Yet, even when we say it has 3 fingers, we think that we are entitled to say the duck has feet. Nobody questions it. Even though their kayfiyya, their mahiyya is not the same.
All right. I think you got a call.
Or yes, I had a call.
You're good.
That's fine. So why
Okay.
do you think that we can say
mean-
that a duck has feet and use the same term foot for ourselves, yet they're not one and the same thing?
I mean, we could call we could call them arms, we could call them feet, we could call them anything we want. I mean, because there is no difference between calling the duck as 2 feet or 2 foot, 1 foot and 2 feet. That's correct.
I don't
Well,
really-
there is a
One foot-
conventional
one
way
foot.
that society has come to agree
I can count the feet.
into how a foot
Yes,
is defined.
yes. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I could call it hands. I could call it hands.
Yeah, and you
I
can mean
could call it-
something else also by it. You
Yeah,
can mean foot,
I mean,
but only call it hand. You're changing the label, but the ma'na
But
is staying the same.
but the convention doesn't
no,
allow
but
for that.
Yaqub,
Yeah, that's the
Yaqub,
whole point.
what
That
are you
siyaq
saying
al-kalam
is,
and al-'ada don't allow for you to call it a hand. It's known as a foot. Even though the
no,
duck's foot has nothing to do with yours. It doesn't look the same, doesn't act the same, doesn't function the same.
yeah, I don't mind calling anything hand at all. I could call a tree a hand, but I
What?
mean, when you say that, I could call anything hand. I don't mind, but we need to
You
know
can't do
when
that.
you call. I mean, when you call this is a hand, it must have like intrinsic attributes to it.
Okay.
At this meaning,
So
in
I'm,
the dictionary, I mean, if I say the hand, what you have in mind is your hands. This is what you have in mind.
I disagree.
When you say no,
necessarily.
take everything out of it, and what remains, we will apply this to God.
So do you think it's
want to know
okay
how-
to say that a duck has a foot? Is it objectively true?
Yes. I mean,
Okay, but the definition of foot across a human being and a duck is still the same.
yes, but I mean, the analogy you are trying to do, we will apply it to God.
Okay, you
And
can
the
apply
same
it to
analogy,
God.
yes, and the same analogy you claim, you said it was done by al-Sahaba,
Yes, of
and
course.
you have nothing that proves it.
But you see,
At all.
my issue is that. Sorry, real quick, 'cause I've been trying to say something. My issue is
Go ahead.
when it comes to you need this like definition from the Arabic dictionary and so on and so forth. I've given many reasons now to motivate why that's not. It doesn't have to be the case, and why I don't know how you can say you can call like a tree a hand or whatever. But take knowledge for example. I think that the Asha'ira are the Makhanith of the Mu'tazila, but the Mu'tazila are not consistent enough to just bite the bullet and become Ismaili and say that Allah does not have a knowledge, nor is He knowledge, and knowledge, the first intellect is the knowledge. Why? Because you believe that the Sahaba understood what ilm is. You think that they understood what that means. The issue is, if you look at the Arabic dictionaries, you'll see that it's defined as acquiring information by experience.
Yeah, ilm is iktisabi in Arabic.
Yeah. Now, what if I asked you now, what does it mean to acquire information by experience?
You are trying to make a false analogy. You are comparing hands, legs, stomach.
You can claim it's a false analogy, but I want to.
He'll tell you, like,
I'm gonna do
what's the symmetry breaker?
I'm gonna do the infinite regress on you now. So what does it mean to acquire information by experience?
Okay, if I don't know, it doesn't mean you are right. It doesn't mean the Sahaba knows, by the way. It proves nothing. It proves just I don't know. But it doesn't prove your theology is correct. It doesn't prove that the same analogy you applies to Sahaba. It doesn't prove the same you think was thought by Sahaba. It doesn't prove anything.
But then I can ask the
proves,
Sahaba, like what you're doing now. I can say, well, the Sahaba they won't be able to know what knowledge means. They don't know what acquiring information by experience means. So you're in the same boat as me, man.
Okay, that's totally correct. That's totally fine. At least you wouldn't say my theology that was held by Sahaba. You can say it. I said it. I mean, I said it from the beginning. You ask me, did al-Sahaba believed in this kalam thing, God is not jism? I said no. I said no, but you said yes.
Neither did they believe in our position. They were neutral.
Just a second. When he asked me first, did al-Sahaba believe that God doesn't have hand, doesn't know jism? He said, I said no. Of course, they didn't speak kalam, but he said yes. My aqidah, the same aqidah that as-Sahaba believed in. And now he said, I don't know. And here is the point.
Who, me?
We are the same boat, man.
Yeah, man, looks like we're in the same boat because look, I can look at the Arabic dictionary and I can see that a hand is something that has fingers and a palm, and I know what that is via experience, so I can give an ostensive definition and it can be intelligible. But if you think that that's not intelligible, then you would have to negate knowledge for God because knowledge is acquiring information by experience. So you would have to be
let's
like.
Try to progress this.
Yeah, just real quick, Eminem, because Khalil Andari in the comments, Muhammad Rada, he's a guy who says that Allah does not have knowledge. Because knowledge, it would imply tajseem. So you would have to accept that as well.
I mean, I don't know from where this knowledge is acquiring information by perception. And at least If I say this is knowledge, and the definition of knowledge does exist in dictionary, but guess what? Your definition of hand does not even exist. So at least he has a point over you. When somebody said knowledge is acquiring information by perception, he has a point over you. At least he went to the dictionary. At least he has a meaning. You had nothing.
Yeah,
You had nothing.
but that's
Oh,
irrelevant.
Omar, please hold
I'll
on,
tell you
bro.
why. Just real quick, I just want to just get this point off, and
No,
then
we're
you can
going
go.
in circles, bro.
Wallah, you can. The problem is whether it's not that you can define it, like you can give some kind of full account for what it is by the dictionary, because definitions are not only that way. You can give it ostensively as well. But
100% agree.
even if you give it ostensively now, the problem is even if you define knowledge, I'm going to still play that argument against you, the infinite regress. I'm going to say, what does it mean to acquire information by experience? Let's say you go from affirming one proposition, not affirming to one wrong proposition to another. And then afterwards, I say, what does it mean to do that? And what does it mean to do that? So it doesn't matter whether it's ostensive or whether it's not, because I can still do this infinite regress against you.
No, it is not the case, because at least you don't have any definition in the dictionary. I didn't ask about, you didn't give me a definition, and then I ask you, what do you mean by this? You didn't even give me a definition. You didn't give me anything at all.
Yeah, Muhammad, to be fair, did we not say we can do tarifu bil methal? And we
Yes.
told you, okay, good. So we told you, I can just show you my hand, strip away every deficiency. That's the bare minimum
What do you
of
mean
what
by,
makes it.
no, I mean, a second. What do you mean by strip away every deficiency?
Strip away every deficiency, like anything that is not required for a hand to still be a hand. So you can still have a hand without having blood. I think we can all agree in here. And you could still have a
Okay,
hand.
if we removed blood,
Yeah, it would still be
and
called a
if
hand.
we,
I don't think we would stop
so,
calling
no,
it a hand.
I mean, just a second. What makes a hand a hand? Okay, it's not blood. Okay, I agree with you.
I
It's
told
not
you
blood.
Having
it's
fingers,
something
having a palm.
that has a palm. It has fingers. It can open. It can close. It can touch.
And then what remains? I mean, what remains? I could do this with my leg.
Those things. I just told
I
you.
could do it with my leg. I mean, I could
Yeah, you
remove my
can.
fingers from my leg, and this still. But you would call it hand.
Well, you're talking about a leg, not a foot. A leg is not a foot.
Yeah. Okay. A foot, for example, anything. I mean, you could do
Sure.
the same. If you take away everything, then hand is foot, is stomach, is everything. You left
Okay.
with nothing.
A foot doesn't have a palm, though.
No. Oh, okay, just
A
focus.
foot does not have a palm, though.
Yeah, Omar, hold on, bro, because this isn't
Hey, man.
even the point that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
The first thing is, when the Sahaba had any idea about what a hand is, whatever you want to define it as, were there dictionaries back in the time and lexicons?
No, but at least this is. I mean, this dictionary was written by an Arabic guy.
No,
And
just
he-
focus on because I'm trying to build like a case. So
Okay.
the Sahaba across centuries, the Arab across centuries, even before the Sahaba, they continually had the same basic idea of what a hand is. That's number one. Number two, and here's the problem. When the Sahaba or the ancient Arab from the period of Jahiliyyah or even backwards from the Lakhmid kingdom, in the 5th and 4th century of the Common Era, 200 years before the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when they come across a new object, a new being, a new thing, like for example, let's just say you've never seen a duck before. You've seen a chicken, you've seen a giraffe, you've seen a human being, but you've never seen a duck before. Then you come across a duck. You look at it, and then you want to start labeling it has this, and that, has certain attributes. Now, what validates somebody coming across a duck and saying this thing has feet? When the Sahaba were coming across new things, what gave them the license to be able to say this object has X, Y, and Z things? What validates it?
I don't know.
When they came across a new object they've never seen before.
I don't know. They might try to make like an analogy. If they are alike, then they call them the same.
For example, you think that حوت is a سمك, نوع من الأسماك.
Yes.
Okay, and the Sahaba would have thought that.
they might. I'm not sure.
Well, we have an explicit hadith about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
Where
okay.
they came across it, and then in there they wanted the hukam on wudu, and then they weren't sure because the intestines of the hut were hanging out. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said you can clean it off and then do wudu. But the main point is when they considered it a samak, a lot of the Sahaba saw that for the first time. Now, what allowed them to label it as a fish, some type of fish?
Because it looks like a fish, but just a big fish.
Okay, so
shape.
it had a qadr
But
mushtarak
how do
with
they know
other
that?
types of fish.
What do you mean? Let me put a
One
whale.
second. So it had a qadr mushtarak. It looked like something that resembles a fish, and then therefore they thought this gives them the license of calling a
Yes,
fish. Okay,
exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we're telling you, by that same license that the Sahaba themselves used, which we just agreed upon, we're using that exact same license to say we have a hand, Allah's hand has X, Y, and Z things, therefore we ought to call it a hand as well.
Yes,
Even though the hoot was imlaq, it was gigantic, it was nowhere near the size of the average fish. It does not look the same, and a whale is a mammal. It can't breathe underwater. But yet they still decided to call it a fish. So this process of allowing themselves to call it a fish, what did they use? What's that process called?
Okay, I 100% agree with what you said. But the issue with not calling a hut a fish, the issue is what is a fish in the first place? So when I say the hand of God looks like our hands, we need to know what the hand is. We need to know what the fish is, and then we could make this analogy to hut.
No problem.
So you came.
So I come across a monkey.
So
I come across a human being.
Just a second.
sorry.
Yeah. I mean, so you started by as we know what fish is, and now let's apply the same analogy to hut. So the issue is we need to know what the hand is, and then we need to know what we take in and what we take out, and then have a proof that the Sahaba did the same when it comes to God. I mean, we need to know what the Sahaba said about the hand, because in dictionary we have اليد من أطراف من الكف حتى أطراف الأصابع. This is the dictionary definition. اليد القدرة.
Of a hand?
Yeah, الكف حتى أطراف الأصابع. So from fingers.
Okay, what if we affirm that for Allah? Then what?
No, I mean this is the hand from أطراف الأصابع to.
Yeah, we believe
and
that
that's-
Allah has fingers and He has a kaf. We accept
And
that.
my issue in
Yes,
the beginning is real quick. You said that we don't have a definition for it, but then if we give you a definition, you're going to ask us what's the definition for that. So I just see that that's a little bit inconsistent there, because if we're giving you a definition and you're saying that we don't have a definition, but we do have a definition, and it is from the language, I can get it from Lisan al-Arab, where Abu Ishaq defines it this way, then that should be sufficient, right? Because
No.
then if you say, well, in the beginning you said you don't have a definition, but if I do have a definition, then I proved that I do have a definition. The only thing that your problem is now is that you're going to run this. Oh, what's the definition of that and that and that? And I can do the same thing with anything. I can do the same thing with existence, which is exactly why Western scholarship and literature, people who hold to they're like ontological monists, they'll say your understanding of existence is gibberish, Muhammad Rida. They'll tell you your understanding of existence is gibberish. They will tell you that. They will tell you your understanding of knowledge is gibberish, right? Why is it the case that you get to say, oh, well, it's not a problem for me, but it's a problem for you? Okay, what does knowledge mean for you? Like, tell me, what does knowledge mean for you? When you say that the Sahaba knows what knowledge means, what did they understand knowledge as?
I think I've said enough about just kind of analogy. You are comparing intuitive things that we know.
But you're
to things that we don't know.
presupposing
And-
knowledge is intuitive. I could say
No, I mean-
knowledge is not something intuitive.
I mean, then what? Then if knowledge is not intuitive, then what? Then you proved what the meaning of hand is.
Okay,
No, you didn't.
Okay, so what?
I mean-
I did give a definition of hand. It's it's going to be from the fingertips to the palm.
Yes, I mean, so there need to be
But I really
an
want
area then.
Muhammad Rida, if you can.
No, I mean,
what do you think knowledge is?
I mean, I will say it again. If I don't know what knowledge is, it doesn't mean you know what hand is.
Yeah, but
You just proved.
but
I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
only proves.
But I'm just showing that.
Just one second.
I'm just
Yeah,
showing.
Muhammad Rida.
Yes.
He's not trying to do like أنا ألزمك, therefore I'm right. That's not what he's
Yeah,
getting
yeah. I'm
at.
not trying to do that. I'm
Yeah,
not
what
trying to
he's
do that.
trying to tell you is
I mean,
the problem
comparing
you're bringing
hand.
up applies to you. That's all he's trying to say.
No, it's not true. Comparing a hand to a knowledge, it is not a good comparison
Well, he's
at all.
asking you what's the
at all.
symmetry breaker.
But you're saying it's not a good comparison at all.
Yeah,
I could
I
just
mean,
say that.
we know
sorry,
it.
not حد
I could
القاطع,
just say
ما
that
الحد
I could
الفاصل
just say that it
بينهما.
is a good comparison. It doesn't matter whether it's something that you
Okay,
see
say
or
it.
whether
Okay,
it's
say it
nothing
in
that you
front
see.
of. I mean, say it in front of your people and try to be very truthful to yourself and tell people that
Okay.
the definition of a hand is as intuitive as our definition of knowledge.
Okay. Watch.
Everybody knows you are a liar.
Oh, okay. Okay. Watch this, Muhammad Rada. What's more fundamental to you, your existence or your hand?
Existence.
What does existence mean?
I don't know.
But okay, so tell
cannot express it in words.
So tell everybody right here that's what's more fundamental to you is something that you cannot even define, even though you can see your own hand. Go ahead.
Okay, I could say existence is very intuitive definition. I cannot explain it in words, and I have a logical proof for that because we need definitions because we don't know. We are not asking definitions because we want to play with it. We don't
Okay.
have a luxury to say definitions. We are defining things because we don't know it. But
Okay.
we know exactly what existence is. Everybody knows what existence is, and it is very simple definition. Everybody knows it.
Okay,
I
man.
cannot define it because there is no simple words or definitions simpler than it.
Okay.
But could you say the same? Could you say the same?
Okay, I could.
That-
Okay, so if I said the same thing
No,
about,
I mean,
if
when
if
it comes to hand.
okay,
I know-
if
I
I
mean,
said
Omar.
the same thing on top of a hand is something that has fingertips and a palm. Now we're now.
No.
now
I
it's
mean,
not.
get back to the point you wanted to make. Tell your audience that you truly believe that our knowledge, when it comes to knowledge, that our definition, our experience of knowledge, is exactly at the same as hands, as we know hands.
Oh,
It doesn't have. Wait, hold on. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm
Muhammad,
saying that
he
that
ju-
we can know.
He's
that,
just
that we
asking
can
you
give ostensive
what ما
definition.
الحد الفاصل بينهما. Oh, because it seems like
Give
the
me the
only
symmetry breaker,
فاصل
man.
is the only yeah, that's حد الفاصل. It seems like الحد الفاصل بينهما for you is just which one is more بديهي, which does
I mean,
not.
hand is never
But
بديهي.
البداهية
never
is
بديهي.
not what makes something disqualify from being worthy of being defined, to be honest.
No, I mean, no, it is. It is, by the way.
Okay, so assume.
Okay.
So Muhammad Rada, assume that you've never.
So-
that,
so-
that you- hold on a minute, real quick. Assume Muhammad, if that you woke up on an island and you've never seen a hand before in your life. You don't have hands as well. Okay, assume that, and somebody told you that your hands were chopped off. Do you know what a hand is?
Sorry, again, I had a call. I'm sorry.
If you woke up and both of your hands were chopped off and you've never seen them before, and somebody says, Muhammad, your hands were chopped off, can you define what a hand is?
This is my question to you, by the way. Could you
Yeah.
define what the hand is?
Yeah, but I'm proving to you that you need to see
You
it
remember the
first.
ta'rif that you gave?
I could go to the dictionary. I could go to I could draw it.
How would you draw it if
I
you've
could
never
go
seen?
to-
But brother, how would you draw
if
it if you've
I
never,
never
seen your hand?
seen.
Yeah, how would you draw
No,
it if you've never seen
you
your
said,
hand?
No, you said I woke up with my hand with chopped off.
Yeah, but
No. You misunderstood. He said, imagine a scenario where you don't have hands and you've
And I have
never seen
never
a hand
seen
before.
hand. Yeah, of course I wouldn't.
And then somebody
Of course
comes
I
to you and
wouldn't know.
says, there is a hand was just chopped off.
I would. I
Yeah,
won't
you would-
understand
you wouldn't know
he's
what that
saying.
is.
Yes, of course no.
so you know it by example.
Yeah. This is
I don't think it is
a good
fixed, though.
definition.
Okay, so I'm giving an intelligible account. I'm saying that a hand is something with fingertips and a palm, and we know it by example. So it's intelligible.
Yeah, but first of all, in order to say this, so it means there is a space.
Okay, sure, man. Okay,
So hand by definition
here,
has a space.
here, Muhammad Rada, let me
that's
ask you
fine.
this.
Yeah,
Let's get to the meat and potatoes now. Because you're a logical guy. Tell me what's the impossibility of a three-dimensional necessary being?
No. I mean, at least to say it. Okay, there is a three-dimensional being. Hand is like a space. It's
we say that
5
Allah's
centimeters.
hand
No, yeah, I
can
don't
be
mind.
seen.
No, I mean. Let's try to break this down. So the hand of God is exactly as in shape as our hands.
That doesn't
Is
follow.
correct?
That
No,
doesn't follow.
we don't say that.
in shape.
say لها صورة.
That
That's
doesn't
fine.
follow. Wait, is the shape of your hand the same as a monkey's hand?
No, I mean because God is look like us, not look like
No,
monkeys.
no,
No.
no. Wait. 1 second. Okay.
I think
Can we
God
get
created
into can we get
Adam
into Arabic?
in
Yeah.
his image. Yes.
Yeah,
So
Muhammad.
now we're kind of jumping.
هذا Omar, just take it easy. Look, yeah, Muhammad,
Yes.
this does not, like, even linguistically in Arabic, because I remember going over this from Sibawayh, al-Iskafi, and all these different people. This does not constitute mithaliya. This is not mithaliya. This doesn't work.
I didn't get it. I mean, مثاليا what?
Just having a similarity in one aspect that is not considered in Arabic like a similarity. Like you say,
No, I didn't.
هذا
I
مثل
mean,
هذا. You can't say that in Arabic just because you have one aspect similar.
Yeah, because now
yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't
Okay.
say
So
that.
we agree. Yes, Allah's hand
No,
has
I
a
mean,
form.
Allah's hand is in shape.
لها صورة. That's fine. We agree.
Yes, as our hands or not.
that doesn't
It has
follow.
it has a form. That's the proper way.
It doesn't
to
have
say
to
it.
be
Yeah, I mean, do
exactly
you
like our
have?
hands.
I mean, do you have an issue to be exactly like our hands?
Muhammad Rida.
Do you have an
أعوذ
issue for
بالله.
that?
Yeah.
We don't say Allah has a hand like our hands.
You said having similarity in one form does not imply they are completely equal. You just said
But
it.
you're not getting.
Yeah, but
this
that's
is in
not
meaning.
what it means to have a shabah or a mathal. Because if you say that, by the way, then Allahu mawjood, and then we're mawjood, and then
Yeah, man.
that's
Then he
like
doesn't exist,
mithaliya
man.
between us and him.
Guys, I didn't say we have mithaliya between us and him. I said, do you have an issue if we look alike in the shape
No,
or not?
no. I think you misunderstood. What we're saying is, us and Allah, we both exist, correct?
Yes.
Okay. From that one aspect, is that a similarity?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're saying, just like that, we say the same thing for our hand. Allah's hand does not look like ours. Allah's hand is not tiny. It's
Why?
not made of flesh,
Why
of
the issue?
bones.
Why the issue if the hand of God look exactly like our hands? Why
Our
the
hands
issue
are
do you have?
created. His is not.
Yeah, I didn't say to be created. I said the shape. Do you have an issue? The
Yeah,
shape.
Allah's hands would be tiny. A'udhu billah.
No, to be bigger. I mean the shape. I didn't say the size.
What do you mean the shape? Then what does
The
that
shape, like
encompass?
5 fingers, they are next to
I
each
don't know how
other.
many fingers Allah has. I just know ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع
2,
البصير.
3, 4. I mean,
This is
he
like
must have a
خلط
number.
في
See,
الكيفيات.
you're
No,
getting-
no,
you're
it is
getting
not.
in-
It
yes,
is not.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
guys,
this is getting
yes.
into the case. Respectfully.
No, no,
You
it is
know
not.
this is like
it
a
is
خلط
not.
في
It is not.
الكيفيات.
No, it is not. You said
You're
God,
asking me
God
how many
has
fingers
hands.
Allah has. How is that not خلط?
Oh, okay, Muhammad
Yes,
Rida.
yes, yes. You have a
here's
hadith.
Here's a challenge.
Guys, you have.
Here's a challenge.
As,
Here. Let's
give
be-
me a second because I have a call. Just so.
Oh, okay.
Just have a call right now. Yeah.
Because guys, we're gonna be fair now. If he can meet my demands right now, then I will meet his demands. If he can, we'll see right now. He has a call to take. But guys, where we're at right now is.
Bro, I'm trying to bring him to the history side, bro.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We just want to be consistent, right? We want to be consistent in how we argue things. I really want to get into the idea because he pretty much agreed that it's intelligible after all this time. It's
You're
intelligible.
Mu'tazili saying that there is some similarity between us and Allah in one sense. That's really hard to get out of them, by the way. Like, I've seen it in some of their books, but it's really hard to get out of them like that.
Yep.
Because this now falls into what Shahristani says, that the Mu'tazila are mushabbah in some way.
Yep. So we'll be fair now. If he can meet my demands, then I'll meet his demands with drawing the shape of God's hands. A'udhu billah. I don't know why this is even being thought about. So, and I'll show you guys that we can prove that if you cannot draw the shape of something that is created that you've never seen, then you should not be able to do the same thing with the uncreated. So we're going to see if he will be just when he comes back. He says existence of God on us is ishtirak lafdi.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say that, my friend.
He
never said
did not
I
say
don't know
that, bro.
why- I don't know why you
Don't try to
capping.
like do ta'wil on it. He did
Why
not
you
say that.
capping? Stop the cap. Hey, somebody get the meme out. Hold on, let me get it real quick. I like that meme. Stop the cap. Where is it? Where the heck is this, man? Memes. I like that one, man. Stop the cap. Hey, man. Stop. He's stop the cap. He says equals what he believes. What do you mean? The only word he's sticking at is jariha. The problem is Ahmed al-Sayyid. For him, if I said, because he's a logical guy, right, everybody, if I said that his hand is a jariha and he is a, he's a 3D body, he has a yad that's a jariha, he could not prove logically that this is impossible. And the problem is in their view, if you cannot prove that this is a logical impossibility, then his creed would be false. And look, Khalil and Danny, he's in the comments. He was strawmanning our view in the comments. He's welcome. So, Muhammad, where we were at. Now that
I'm
you're
sorry.
back-
I'm sorry. I had a cold.
No, you're good. So you said to draw the shape of his hand or something like that. Okay. So if you can draw the fruit of Jannah, then I'll draw God's hand.
No, I
Go
didn't.
ahead.
I didn't say draw it.
Okay, tell me the shape. Tell me the shape of the banana in Jannah.
Not necessarily. I don't know what banana and Jannah is.
Okay, I don't know what Allah's hand looks like.
No, but you need to believe in it.
Okay,
And you have-
That's fine.
you need
That's
to
a-
No,
that-
a
it's
hold on,
like
hold
second,
on.
a
And you need to
second,
believe
a
in
second,
the-
a second.
And you
a
need to
second.
believe in the banana too, man.
Yeah,
No,
fine.
no.
Oh,
it's
you
not-
don't
no,
have to believe
no.
in the
Let's
banana?
all, let's
Just-
all take
just-
it easy.
Oh man.
Just a second. Just a second. You need to believe the shape of a God as well.
Okay, and
Because you
also need
have
to.
a hadith. A second. You have a hadith that says خلق الله آدم على صورته. So the shape, the image of Adam is exactly, no, not exactly, is as the shape of God. Do you not only believe the
That's
hand
not
of
how we
God?
explain the hadith.
No, this is how Ibn Taymiyyah explained the hadith. This is how Ibn
Where?
Taymiyyah explained the hadith. And بيان تلبيس الجهمية.
In Bayan Talbis
This is
al-Jahmiyya,
how he
volume.
explains it.
So in volume 7, he talks about this, and I don't see anywhere that he said. You could send that to me if you want. I don't want to get off track. But what if because you're a logical guy, right? What if I said that is the case? Can you
Aren't you?
Can you show that?
Aren't
that's,
you?
Can you show that's a logical
Aren't you?
Can you show that's
Yes,
a logical impossibility?
aren't you? Aren't you?
Can you show that's a logical impossibility, Muhammad?
Just a second. Aren't you a logical guy?
I'm not. I'm,
illogical,
I'm illogical. I'm a Wahhabi Mujassim.
He's a Wahhabi Mujassim.
No, a second. I said, aren't you? So you are confessing that you are illogical.
Yeah, I'm a Wahhabi, man. Aren't Wahhabis illogical?
No. I mean, are you? Do you consider yourself logical or not?
Look.
Yes, I'm
What-
Just a
illogical.
second.
can
Just
we
a second,
agree-
Yaqub, just a second.
Okay.
Omar, do you
Ahmad,
consider
he's just
yourself as
joking around.
logical? Yes. Do you consider yourself as logical guy or not?
If I'm a
He
Wahhabi
thinks
Mujassim,
himself as
then yes.
logical. He's just joking
No,
around.
I'm not kidding. I'm not really kidding.
No,
Do you
I'm
consider
saying
yourself as a
he's
logical guy?
joking. Omar is joking around. Yes, he
Can-
thinks he's being logical.
Can we? Yeah, I'm being logical. Can you please tell me the logical?
You are a
impossi-
logical guy. I mean, you are a
Yes.
logical guy.
Yes, sure. So can
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
so can you show me the impossibility of this logically speaking?
No, indeed, I don't need to prove that it's impossible. If you claim that, I will. But I mean,
Okay.
first of all, if you have a claim, then you must prove it before I disprove it. As your homework.
I never
When you
claimed.
claim, I mean,
Okay, can we agree on something? We're walking
No.
just
Hold
too
on a
many
minute, because
steps
I
forward.
never claimed that that's the case. I said, what if? Could you tell me how that's a logical impossibility?
no, it can't. I mean, you can say what if for something that is a necessary being. I mean, your claim is if God is three-dimensional, then God must be three-dimensional.
No, that's not
The-
that's not what it means, Muhammad.
That's just
what he
tautology.
means is
God's
there's
3D
things
must be-
that he doesn't do ithbat or nafi on, that he does tawaqquf. So let's just say he goes extreme, and then he says,
If he's 3D,
Yad
it's 3D.
Allah kayad al-bari
No, I
kayad
don't want
al-bari
him to
Adam.
go extreme. No, I don't want him to go extreme.
But right. But that's not his view. His view is not like
Yeah,
little tafsir.
my issue is
yeah.
this,
He's
is-
saying hypothetically, how would you specifically as a Mu'tazili go about refuting it if he said Yadullahi kayadi?
No, I mean you don't need to say Yadullah kayadak. You just say God has
So
hand.
we
And
agree. By the way,
No,
that
but
Allah's
Eminem,
hand has a
I'm-
form. That's
we're missing
fine.
my point. My point
No,
is,
no.
Muhammad Rida, I'm arguing that the hypothesis that God is nowhere and all this stuff would be less likely than the hypothesis that God is three-dimensional. And I'm asking you if there's a logical argument that you have against God being 3D.
Yes, I have.
I
Okay.
think we jumped
So-
way too deep.
So
bro.
if there's a logical argument for that, then that means that from premise to conclusion, it would be a deductive argument such that it's logically necessary God cannot be 3D. Go ahead.
Yes, but do you believe in this or not?
Yes,
No,
I
no,
can,
no, he
yes,
doesn't.
I can say yes. I can say God is 3D. Now give me a logical argument.
Oh, you
please.
talk about
No,
that.
no. I mean, are you being truthful?
Yes, can you give me a logical
He
argument?
he believes لله صورة. Yes, he believes لله صورة وما تطلقونه باللفظ
No, no,
الحيز. Yes,
it's
he
not
affirms
Surah.
Allah's حيز.
3D.
Ga-
Yes, 3D.
He affirms Allah's
No,
حيز. What you guys consider حيز, he affirms it.
I mean, I will give everything you want. I mean, just a sec. Do you really believe that God is 3D?
Yep, 3D. Now can you give me a logical argument?
This is. I mean, you are trying to jump away to give me logical argument.
You said that you
I
would
will give
me,
it to you.
You asked me and I said yes.
I swear again. I swear to God, I will give it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
Yeah, how
So-
رضا
could
you
قال
swear-
لك
could you swear-
يثبت
could you
الطول
swear that
والعرض
this is your
يثبت
belief?
الحد.
here,
Yeah, I mean-
I will swear that it's my belief when after you swear that if you swear afterwards that you will give me a logical argument that makes it
You're
logically
trying to play it.
necessary.
You're
Yeah,
I
Omar,
will
I'm not
swear. I will swear.
Omar,
After-
Omar, I'm really not kidding. Is this your belief or not?
Yes, it's my belief, man.
Okay.
Okay, so can you give me an argument such that it's logically necessary that God cannot be 3D?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You have 3 dimensions that exist, and we will ask if the first dimension is as necessary being or contingent. And
It's
then
a
you
sifa.
must,
So
it's if necessary, either contingent or necessary being.
No, what do you mean by contingent?
Everything that exists is either contingent or a necessary being.
Yeah, and contingent is that which depends outside of itself, correct?
No, I mean contingent that could exist or not.
No, it cannot fail to exist.
So it's necessary.
Yeah.
So it's necessary to itself.
No, not to
You have
itself. Now you're
three-
talking about
no,
a different type of
the
iftiqar.
issue is
So there's
so you
a-
have
there is
Hold on a
three-
minute, because we're
iftiqar.
not getting anywhere.
Then,
I asked for an
then you have
argument.
3. Yes. Then you have 3 necessarily being.
I think we're
Either-
misunderstanding what's
Yo,
going
how
on.
does that follow?
You were talking about iftiqar, as in, is it wajib al-wujud?
Guys, do you
or not?
accept that everything that exists, either
كل
contingent
صفات
or
الله
necessarily?
كل
You can-
صفات
yes,
الله
sure, but Muhammad
واجبة. That's fine. That's not the contention.
Yaqub,
we
my
thought that
issue
you
right now-
meant for.
He
We
said it's
thought that
logically
what you meant-
necessary, Eminem. I want him to give me an
But
argument that makes it
we
logically
are not
necessary.
talking about moral logic, bro.
We are.
No, we're not.
Of course.
He's clearly
no,
not.
th-
He's
no,
clearly
this
not.
is-
He's talking
no,
about
no, no.
metaphysics right now. He's
Yes,
talking about
yes.
is
so
it
then he's saying it's
necessarily there?
metaphysically impossible.
He's
And-
asking if it's metaphysically necessary.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. I told you we're not talking about moral logic.
And
Yeah, okay, look,
either
what- what-
metaphysically,
what-
yes.
When you say it's contingent, it can be taken in 2 ways. Either
No.
it depends on something outside of itself to exist,
yes,
or
exactly.
it cannot fail to exist. Yes, all of Allah's sifat cannot fail to exist except like af'al ikhtiyariya, for example.
Okay, so Sifatillah are contingent then.
Yeah,
How does that
that's
follow?
what it
Okay.
means to act. Allah does not have to create the universe.
The
We're not
actions,
Ibn
Because-
Sa'd.
the actions
Guys,
of God, yeah.
Sifat by definition, that needs that, like a locus.
Yeah, that's fine. We accept that.
So Sifat by definition is contingent.
The actions of God, yeah.
Sure. It's within the that, no problem.
Okay, everything that is contingent must have a cause. Because it
No.
doesn't have an existence by its own. It doesn't, from where
We
did
don't agree
Sifat-
with that.
No, I mean, as contingent, from where it had its existence. From where?
Yeah, but how can you prove that there is a causal relation between the contingency?
I mean, as contingent, so from where it had its existence. From where?
you could say it's wajib li ghayrihi.
واجب لغيره is contingent.
That's fine. It has to exist so long as Allah's essence exists.
And there's
What do you
no
call
any sense,
attributes
maybe.
exist automatically.
Guys, F صفات is ممكنة لكل ممكن مرجح. Is that correct?
I'm not saying
We didn't
essential
say it's
attributes of
mumkin.
God,
We
but-
didn't say-
but-
wait,
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 wait. We
we
didn't
have-
say
we
it's
have to
mumkin.
clarify because people are getting confused.
When
This-
you're talking about
Yaqub,
contingency,
Yaqub, real quick. We're not saying the essential attributes. We're saying his actions.
I'm talking about attributes.
Yeah, bro, Omar, I told you.
Actions by definition is contingent. Actions by
So
definition.
Yeah,
obviously
yeah, that's
Allah's
fine. That's
attributes
fine,
are
bro.
all
And
we
Allah's
say
God-
attributes
God-
are
we say
necessary.
Allah is the
Yes.
cause of His own actions.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
obviously the attributes. That's why I want to clarify.
The attributes are not caused by
Yeah.
anything. They're just there.
Yaqub, just wait.
So the attributes
We're
is
saying
not
the
caused by
attributes,
anything.
They are
So
necessary.
it's wajibah. Then
Yeah.
you are in contradiction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How is that a
Because you
contradiction?
claim as contingent, and at the same time you claim it didn't get its existence from anything else.
We don't say
No, I
wait.
never
We
said
don't
that.
wait. We don't
Necessary.
say it's
Hold on,
wajib. We don't say it's wajib
Eminem, this-
lidatihi.
But Eminem, this is strawman. I never said that the essential attributes are contingent. They're necessary and they're brute.
Okay, so you are disagreeing with your friend.
No, he was talking about the actions.
He was talking about no,
Yeah.
he was talking about attributes.
No, he doesn't believe that knowledge.
You talked
Allah's
about
knowledge is
actions.
contingent.
You talked about action. I mean, you said actions, but we were talking about attributes,
But
and he
attributes
said
are also
God's
actions.
attributes.
That's why we're misunderstanding each other. Yaqub, do you believe that Allah's power is contingent?
So hand, and the hand of God is not contingent.
No.
It's action.
We're
Do you
all
say-
talking past each other. Can we agree on a set definition of contingency? Because when you're using iftiqar, I see you sometimes using it to mean something which depends on something outside of itself to exist, and then
Exactly.
in other moments I see you using it as that which can fail to exist. So which definition do you want to pick?
The first one.
Okay, so that which depends on something outside of itself.
Yes, and
To
it
exist.
depends on. Yes, it means it's
W-
contingent.
You could say
This
that
is-
there
I
is
mean,
a.
I mean,
Go
Yaqub,
ahead.
this is the definition of mumkin. It does not depend on itself to exist.
No,
It depends on something else.
Contingency is not mumkin. Contingency is muftaqir.
No, mumkin and muftaqir.
mumkin is
Even
No,
in
possible.
sifat.
you guys are both.
Even-
You guys are both equivocating. Contingency can be if you say like, is it contingent on something else?
He
Meaning, does
said,
it rely on
Omar,
something else? And
Omar, he said
contingent
he
can
picks
mean-
the first definition.
Yeah,
so his translation is wrong.
Contingent could just mean it can fail to exist. Yeah, I agree.
And then we agreed on definition 1, not 2.
Okay,
so
okay,
the translation is
okay.
wrong.
Let's try to be more clear. Either its existence because itself, or its existence depend on something else.
not
What's
something
the
outside
else
itself.
in here? The ghayriya in here.
Anything else
Just-
is not you. Anything else, like
But-
hands and legs.
Okay.
Legs
so
are
so
not hands.
the problem is, linguistically, nobody says, I depend on my hand or my hand depends on me. When you're talking about dependency, that means there is an external being. A hand is not a being. It's just a sifa. That's how
No, I mean-
sifat work.
I mean, I don't care about it's a being or not. What I care about is it a thing or not.
But thing over here is at the object level, right? A thing, you're talking about the subject
Yes,
himself.
anything
So-
that exists.
so I could say
anything that
that-
exists is a thing.
Yeah, yeah, but that's just equivocating because people take things. Even Ad-Darimi, for example, when he talks about a thing, anything that is not sensed by one of the 5 senses is non-existence. Obviously, he's talking about the what. He's talking about at the object level. But if I said that, but the attributes and the that they depend on each other for their existence, what is the contradiction in that?
Okay, both of them are contingent. Then you don't have a God.
How is it contingent? You're equivocating on
Yeah,
contingent.
yeah,
because
but-
Okay.
Hold on, Eminem, real quick.
Then-
because
then you don't
aseity-
have a God.
No, because aseity in the literature, aseity just means that you don't rely on something outside of yourself to exist, and you're uncaused.
Okay, when it comes to the hand, does it rely on something outside of itself or not?
It's not outside of the subject itself.
No, the Allah is the hand or not?
He's not
The
identical
God,
with the hand. No.
that Allah.
Tabaraka wa ta'ala
Guys,
is the
I just want to
culmination
say-
of all
No.
of these things combined.
No,
I'm
no,
not sure how
I
we're
mean,
trying to strip it
then
down.
either God is the hand or not.
We don't say Allah is the hand, no.
He's not the hand.
So
No.
Allah is not the hand.
Of course.
Okay, either this yad depends on God for its existence or no.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's
Okay.
contingent.
It is contingent by definition.
No,
It depends on something
definition,
else.
Contingent. so-
By
so like I said,
definition, it
contingent-
depends on something else.
No, that's not. But that's not by
Yeah,
definition.
yeah, Muhammad,
That
what
itself-
he's
that
trying to
is-
get
that
at
itself
is
false. I'll tell you why.
the hand is not a being. That's what he's trying to
It's
tell
a
you.
thing.
No,
I don't
he's-
care.
he's
I
saying
said
contingent.
I don't care about being
So-
or not.
but-
Is it
but
a
you're-
thing
Yeah,
or
but
not?
that's how contingency is typically
yeah,
used.
Just let me-
No. It depends on anything.
No, that's not the definition of contingent. Contingent means that it can fail to exist. If I say that the hand is contingent on, we're equivocating, meaning dependent on. Now, if I say that aseity is just defined as saying Allah is self-sufficient, means that He's uncaused and He doesn't depend on anything outside of Himself to exist, and the hand is not separate from Him, it's not separate from His that. There's going to be a symmetric dependence, and I've satisfied the definition of aseity. He doesn't depend on anything else, and He's uncaused. You're saying if it's dependent, then it's contingent. You have to give an argument for that. All you're doing is just question begging at this point.
Okay. Either the hand depends on something else for its existence or not.
Something else is ambiguous. I already told you something else over here. You're talking
Something
about
else.
That's what I
No,
tried to point
no,
out.
it's
What do
not
you mean by
ambiguous. It's not
ghairiyya?
ambiguous. It's not ambiguous. I clarified it like twice. I said anything, not another being.
You're just-
Hands is a thing.
But brother, you're
Wajh is another thing.
Yes, brother, you-
One
you're
second.
all-
One second.
I understand what you're saying. All you're saying is that if God is not identical to His sifat, then He's dependent on them, and if He's dependent on them, then He's contingent. I'm telling you to show me the connection that for all x, if x is dependent, then x is contingent.
Okay, but at least let's agree on the premises. Can sifat exist without God or not?
No.
If His hand didn't exist, then He wouldn't exist.
So God's existence depends on something else.
That's not how ghairiyya is used in
Guys,
Arabic.
I didn't say
equivocating on-
ghayriya. Guys, I didn't say ghayriya. Is the
Something
hand
else
the
is
God?
ghayr.
Guys, either the hand is a God or no.
No, that doesn't follow.
Okay, okay, guys, we're like
Either
mixing
the
up things in
hand
Arabic and
is
English.
the God or no.
No,
yeah,
that-
Muhammad. Yeah, Muhammad Rida, when you say something else,
Simple as that.
translates
It
to
doesn't have to be
ghairiyya.
identical to
Guys,
God.
I don't care about ghayriya. Either the hand
No, I'm
is
saying that's
the
what you're
God
saying
or
in
no.
English. When you're saying depends
No,
on
no, I
something
mean-
else, that means ghairiyya.
No, it means another thing. I don't care about ghayriya. There is two things. Do we have two things or not?
The that and the sifat, no problem.
okay.
But we're talking.
Are they two things? Are they two things or not?
But brother, you have to understand. There's
Or one thing.
But brother, you have to understand. There's the object level, okay, as in the subject, and then there is he has. For example, you're an object, Muhammad Rida, and then you have.
Are you
your
falling the
attributes,
trap, guys?
right?
Guys.
So
Either, I
You
will
can
What
say-
he's trying
you
to
can
tell
say
you,
that we fell in the
Muhammad,
trap,
there is
you're not-
internal dependency, and then there's external dependency.
Yeah, I've already caught the-
Yeah,
I
we
already caught
affirm
the
internal
equivocation.
dependency.
Type.
Internal
Okay, this
dependency
is-
is just another way of saying Allah is independent. That's what it means to depend on yourself.
yeah, man.
This is
Yes.
this is perfectly fine, but it doesn't answer my question. My question is either God is the hand or not.
He's not the
yeah,
hand.
he's not identical to His hand.
No, either it is the hand or not.
Yeah, he's not the hand.
Allahu laysa al-yad. Huwa laysa al-yad.
Yeah, he's
We
not
agree.
a hand.
Allahu laysa liyad. Allah ينور عليك. So God is a thing, and hand is not that thing.
Correct.
Yeah,
are
that's all
two
you're saying.
things.
It's just not identical, man. It's not.
Y-
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
a done
that-
deal.
Okay, let's agree on that.
Okay.
Hand is a thing, and God is another thing.
If you're just
shay-
They
saying,
are not the
a sh-
same.
a-
If you're just
shay-
saying-
They are not- we
when
just
people
agreed
talk
they are
about
not the
shay,
same
they're
thing.
not usually talking about merely sifat. They're talking about the whole subject. That's how shay
Yeah.
is typically used.
thing is, you can equivocate on thing. You could say thing as.
But
in,
you
like,
didn't
the
answer
attribute.
my question.
Can,
You
can,
di- you- you
I'll
doesn't-
answer it. I'm answering it. Don't worry. You're saying it's either he's that thing or he's not. And when you're saying thing,
Yes.
just like you're equivocating on contingency, thing can also be equivocated on as in at an object level and at the attributes. Because thing could just mean something that exists. A proposition could be a thing, right? So when you say that his hand is one thing and he's another thing, meaning that he himself is not identical to the hand, then that's fine.
Okay, he himself is not identical to a hand. So he himself is a thing, and the hand is another thing. Simple as
If you're
that.
just saying that he's not identical to it, that's completely fine. What's the reductio, man?
Yes, so he's a thing, and the hand is not is another thing.
Okay.
If you just mean that he's not identical to his hand, sure. What's the issue? with
Okay.
that?
Are we keep repeating the same word?
I don't
God
get it.
yeah,
and
we-
hand.
we both
Guys,
believe that
guys,
both of them
God,
are
God
mawjood.
and a hand. Are they the same thing or two
brother,
different
not.
things?
Brother, you're just repeating yourself. I'm asking, what's the issue, man?
Yeah, I mean, you doesn't want to answer.
Yeah, he's telling you they're not the same.
They're not the
What's
same.
the
So there
next
are
step?
two different things.
If you're
Okay,
saying
when I
he's
say
telling,
as
God-
in
he's telling you yes, they are two different things.
I didn't hear it from him.
Okay,
Yes.
Omar, can you say verbatim they are two different things?
If
Please
you
go
mean by
ahead.
they're two different things, as in they're not identical to each other, yes.
Okay, الله ينور عليك. Now we will go to the other premise.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
Either,
What do you mean the other premise? Look, you know how arguments work, right? An argument is
yeah,
going to be.
I mean, let's agree on that. Let's agree that God is a
We're
thing,
moving on to the next
and
step now.
yes. God is a thing, and the hand is another thing. It's not identical to God. It's not God. Hand is not God. Now we will ask this question: hand or God either depends on His existence to something else or not.
He is just. What do you mean? He is just his existence.
Yeah, does He depend in His existence on something else or not?
You're saying something else, as in something separate from him. No, if you're saying something
No,
else,
as we said a moment ago,
Yeah, there's something else in here. It just means something wujudi, not something غير Allah, correct?
Yes. No, I mean, we said God is a thing and hand is another
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. What you mean by thing in there is not a subject.
Look.
Yes. The same meaning that we used a moment
He will
ago.
tell you there is a two-way dependency.
No, I mean, either He depends or not. Either God depends on His existence on another thing or not.
On another thing, you're just saying on his attributes. That's fine. If as long as it's internal, that's not a problem. When you say, look,
No,
it could
I didn't ask this. I didn't ask you. Say it's fine.
But
No,
that's
I mean,
important. But that's important.
I did ask. Does God depend on His existence in another thing or not?
But I can't just answer that. I have to clarify what that means because it could mean does
We
he depend?
clarified it a moment ago.
No, I'm going to clarify it right now. I could mean by that, as in, he depends on something outside of his being in order to exist, which would negate aseity. Or I could say that he depends on something internal to himself, which aseity would be satisfied. So I take the
I
second.
don't
man.
care. I ask about the thing.
No,
Does
but
He
then
depend on
that's-
another
then that's just
thing
being
or
he's
not?
dishonest.
telling you,
That's just being
bro.
dishonest.
He just wants a yes or no. Look, he's telling you
this didn't
في
answer.
ذات الله.
This, guys, I didn't ask في ذاته.
No. I'm saying
or in
within
another
Allah
that.
Himself, are there things
you
that He
answer-
depends on to exist?
Guys, I didn't ask. Does He depend on another thing in في ذاته or in another that?
But that's how I'm going to qualify
My
it.
question was no. We clarified what the thing means a moment ago. We said God is a thing, and hand is a different thing. Hand is
He's
not
trying
God.
to tell you that the
Are we
that
agreed
depends
on that?
on the
Are
hand,
we
and the
agreed
hand
on
depends
that?
on the that.
Are we agreed on that or not? God is a
He
thing,
already
and the
agreed.
hand is another thing.
His conclusion is the hand depends on the that, and the that depends on the hand.
So as that depends on another thing on its existence.
You're just equivocating on another thing, man.
Yeah,
Another
that's
thing.
fine. That's fine, Omar. Let's just go with it. Next.
No, I mean he doesn't want to confess that.
Yeah. There
he
is
agrees on
internal contingency. Let's go
it. No,
forward.
I don't care about internal or
Yeah,
external.
bro.
Guys, why don't
Well,
you
that's
answer my question?
that's why you're asking us
Guys,
whether you
I
want
asked
to
the
consider it.
question. I'm
Whether
sorry.
you want to
This will
consider
be
it internal or
this will
external,
be-
it is still contingent regardless.
okay.
So
okay.
we're agreeing.
Okay. I said two things. Hand is a thing, and God is another thing. Are we agreed on that? Yes. Now
You're
I
saying that
do
they're not
ask
identical
about
to
God.
each other, yeah, man.
Yes, it's a thing, and this is a different thing. Okay. The question is, does God depend on His existence on something else or not?
If something else just means something internal, then yeah.
So the question is, God depends on His existence on something else.
If it's internal to him, yeah, no issue. It's not external.
No, I didn't care internal or external.
But that's
He
but
said
that's
the answer still. Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
Hamadullah.
but that's
guys,
unfair.
by
You
the way,
can't
Hamadullah,
you
have
can't
you
just do
heard
that.
me saying internal or
Hamadullah,
external?
if he says internal, how does that not make it
No,
dependent
I
still?
mean, this was not my question. My question was, does God
He's still-
depend?
he's still admitting that there is a dependency.
No. He must answer the question, not answer another question.
But
He's
but
telling
that's
you it
but
is
that's
dependent.
but that's not fair. I'll tell you why. Because if I were to ask you, could Allah exist if He changes? No, He can't. So He depends on something in order to exist, and it's going to be something outside of Himself in your view. Because if creation doesn't exist, then God doesn't exist. Because if God doesn't create, then then it's either you accept that He'd have to be alone, or He would have unactualized potency. You don't believe that, so I can qualify what I mean by does He depend on something other than himself, because other than over here is referring to something internal, meaning he depends on something internal to himself to exist, not something external to himself. And if you look at the literature, and if you look at the mutakallimin and my scholars, you cannot give me any argument as to why aseity would be negated if he depends on something internal to himself and not external to himself and is uncaused.
Who mentioned internal or external?
I mentioned it
Oh,
because I'm
mentioned it.
qualifying.
He's just
Okay,
telling you that it's
this was
important to
not-
clarify that.
This was not my question. This was
Okay.
not my question. So
He's
please
telling you there
answer.
is a
So,
dependency.
okay, so please answer my question. The question I asked you, not the question you invented.
Here, you see,
The question you want to answer.
I'm going
The
to show
question
you.
is.
I'm going to show you how
I mean-
dishonest.
I mean-
I'm going to show you how dishonest this is right now. If I came up to
Okay,
you right now,
top.
I'll give you an
Okay,
example.
sure.
I'll give you a beautiful example for you to be for something intuitive for you. Okay, if I said Muhammad Rida, are you gay in any way? Full stop. What are you going to say?
I would say no.
Oh, so you're not happy?
You said gay.
Okay, it can mean
He
happy.
said in any way, he means like in any possible meaning. Look, I think this is a better one. Does Allah depend
So
on your
gay,
existence for him to answer your
in
dua?
your understanding means
Hey, man.
happiness.
It can mean happiness, yeah. And in the language itself, gay means happiness as well.
So I mean, why we define things a moment ago?
You see how it
Why
matters.
we define that?
You see,
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
how it
yeah.
matters.
Guys,
man.
we defined what a
Let me
thing
know.
is. We defined it or not.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
you see how it
he
matters.
We
agreed
said,
with you.
okay,
It's
we will
just
get
the
back to it.
question.
We will
The
back
question
to
is
it.
being
We
framed
said,
in a
no.
in a
I
way
mean,
that
no,
implies something.
no. I said, is God a thing different than His hands, or are there
He told
are
you.
there
He
the
told you
same?
yes. Allah is not identical to His hand.
So we said God is a thing, and the hand is another thing. We agreed on that.
Sure.
Okay. The question is, the God does the God depend on something else or not?
What do you mean by else?
The meaning that we said 2 seconds ago,
Okay. And what do you mean by depend?
that he cannot exist without it. If we
Okay.
remove the thing,
Sure.
then he cannot exist.
Sure. Okay.
So God depends on his existence to something else.
Yeah. The else in here being His own attribute. Okay.
I don't care what is this thing.
It matters, man.
Yeah. You don't have
No,
to
it
care.
does. It doesn't matter in my argument,
Of
guys.
course it matters. What do you mean,
yeah,
man?
yeah.
Guys,
Omar, just
is
one
this my
second, bro.
argument? Is this my argument or yours?
You didn't give an argument. You know what an
I'm
Is
argument
this
is,
my
right?
argument or yours? I don't know.
An argument is such.
La
It's going to be
ilaha
that
illallah.
you're going to give me premises to conclusion. and
Yeah,
you
is
didn't
this
give me
my
that.
argument or yours?
Yeah, Omar. Yeah, Muhammad. What he's trying to tell you is he can agree to
I have a
everything.
call. I have a call.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wallah, guys, I
Yeah,
don't
bro,
understand.
we gotta
even in
press
logic-
on the brakes a little bit, bro.
No, bro. Yeah, I'll tell you later, bro. Look, guys, tell me how. Look, even in arguments, you can equivocate in the premises such that you get a conclusion that you want, but the other person doesn't have to commit to. I don't have to commit to this idea. Oh, he depends on something other than himself to exist until I clarify what other than means. And I'm not gonna. And look, I know he's a stubborn guy, but I know how this debate stuff works, and I know not to put my foot down over here, and I know to keep pressing on making him tell me why I have to say it full stop. I can definitely clarify it. And if anybody knew the basics of logic, they would know that you can equivocate in any syllogism that they give, even though he didn't give me one. You can equivocate on the terms to try and get some kind of conclusion that you desire that the other person doesn't have to actually accept. And he's stuck. When I asked him if he's G-A-Y, he said no. But the original definition of G-A-Y is happy. So he should be more willing to accept that he is G-A-Y because the original definition is happy. Oh, man.
Bro, we never got to the fundamental roots part.
It's all right, man. I think that the people are learning that the best arguments that these guys have is composition and dependency, which is pitiful because these arguments are dookie, and you see how easily we take a dookie on them. They're not good arguments. These arguments are very low tier. You said dependency is contingency. I don't know the argument for that, man. So Muhammad,
So
Look,
they,
look,
where
look,
we're at?
Muhammad, can we just all calm down? Look, what he's trying to tell you is he can agree to everything you're saying, but the way you're wording it is intentionally kufri. Do you agree with
kufri.
that? Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
The
think what
way
he
you're trying
says,
to word it,
I think what he
even
said
though
is
it might be
kufri.
correct بالمعنى على الظاهر, it's being misused and it sounds very kufri because
Okay.
الافتقار والغيرية is not typically used that way, because the way you're using dependency in here is the exact same way I'm going to talk about it right now. For Allah to respond to your dua, does he depend for you to exist first?
Of course not.
Allah can answer a non-existent dua.
No, I mean, I
Wow, man.
said, does God depend on his existence?
Yeah, Sayyidi, what he's trying to tell you is the word
Guys,
dependency
this
is
was not
being
my
used
question.
this way. It's being misused. Nobody says Allah depends on your existence
I don't
for
care what
him to
people
answer your
said.
dua. So the
I
word
don't care.
dependency is just not the right word.
No. I mean, when I ask you, I'm asking about the existence of God.
Yeah,
Not
and all of
his
these
actions.
are dependent.
No,
These are all
just one
internal
second. Just one second.
dependencies.
Just one second. When we mean by contingent and necessary being, we mean about its existence, not its actions. I don't care about actions because actions by definition are contingent. But I'm talking about God's existence.
That's
Are we agreed that God is a thing?
هل كله
And
موجود هل كله موجود just so we agree, every single subject is constituted out of attributes and essence, correct?
no,
What constitutes a subject?
its essence, and something might be its attributes, its essence.
Yeah, an attribute.
It
So that's a
depends.
being. Okay, correct.
No,
Okay.
I mean, it's not everything. No,
Then what else constitutes a subject?
I said it's being or being and attributes.
Okay, so that
I
was
mean-
sifat.
I mean, it's in some beings, not every being.
Okay, so what else does it mean to be a being if you don't have sifat? It's just
No,
that.
I mean, if the definition for human being, for example,
he takes it for
to be
humans only.
حيوان ناطق. No, I mean, if
Yeah, how what we're trying to get at, what we're trying to agree on, is
okay,
for you
okay.
to be mawjood, you have to have a that on sifat. So to say that the
Yes,
that
because I'm
depends on the
contingent.
sifat is meaningless.
no, because I'm contingent. That's why
That's
my
fine,
dad
but that's
depends
just
on
what it
something
means
else.
to be mawjood. Yeah,
No,
of
it's not
course, that's
true.
given.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Give me a scenario
you
where you
are-
have wujud
I mean-
without sifat.
This is what we're trying to prove. This is what we will prove right now.
It's okay. I want
You are
to get
saying
back.
that-
I want to get back to the point because my point, where we're at right now, is I can give, like I did earlier, the GAY thing. The original understanding of GAY is happy, right? If I ask you, are you GAY? You say no. There's a correct sense in which you can say that. But if I said about your scholar, is he GAY? In the sense that he's happy, you would accept it. But if I just say it point blank, unrestricted, you would get very upset. So if I said premise one, for example, here's another example. All light things are easy to carry. Premise two, fire is light, therefore fire is easy to carry. You would disagree that fire is easy to carry because you're equivocating on light. In one sense, light as in it's something easy to lift.
Yeah, that's
and
not a
then
lot of
light
weight.
in another sense, right?
Okay.
So
It-
my
it
point is that I have the right to clarify what I mean by other than, and you can't tell me full stop. Do you believe that he depends on something else in order to him for him to exist? Until I clarify what I mean by that. And another thing, just to correct you, actions by definitions are not contingent. That's not an analytical truth. You could say that that's something known by experience or something, but it's not something that's analytic. Okay, I could be a
So
necessitarian for all
actions
I care.
that came into existence, and by definition doesn't mean they are contingent.
If-
Actions by
if-
definition
if
that
you-
came into
Yeah,
existence.
yeah. You could, if you talk to someone like Khalil Andani, he'll tell you that he's a necessitarian and everything in the world is necessary. Modal collapse is true. So that's not true in your point. I was just correcting you on that matter. Actions by definition are not contingent. For example,
So
an
actions by definition could be necessary beings.
according to Khalil Andani and Nasar in the
I don't
comments,
care
yes.
about Khalil and Dan. I don't
Yes.
care about him. I don't
According-
care about a
according to
strange
some
guy.
philosophers.
Guys,
according
I
to
don't
some
care about
philosophers,
according to
yes.
some philosophers. According to some atheists, God does not exist.
But
I don't
brother,
know. According to somebody who has no weight at all, nobody knows
But-
about him.
but brother-
According to a crazy idea that actions cannot be necessary beings.
But brother, the issue I'm trying to correct you on is you're confused on analytic truths and synthetic truths. Okay, for example, an unmarried man is going to be a bachelor. Okay, that's
No, no, it's not analytic. No,
that's
no,
an
no, no,
analytic.
no.
That's not analytic.
No, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm not there at all. I mean,
Okay, cool. So
I'm
let's
not
get back to
analytic or not.
let's get back to the main thing. Okay,
Okay.
I can clarify what I mean by he depends on
But let
something
me comment on what you said.
other
Let me
than
comment on what you
himself.
said.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, we clarified what we mean by things before. So to get back and swallow what you said, this is not acceptable. We said hand is a thing, so we know what a thing is. And we said the essence of God is a different thing. The face of God is a different thing. The legs of God is a different thing. So would you agree that there is the essence of God and the hands of God are two different things or not?
If you're just saying that they're different from each other in reality, but they're not separable from each other, then sure.
Who said separable?
I said separable because you're not
Hey,
going to make
just
me
clarify.
go
I
full
said,
stop.
are they different or not?
Yeah.
Depends what you
because
mean, man.
But sometimes in English, distinct. Some people, when they say distinct,
So are
when
they
say
different
غير,
or not?
they mean that separate.
You see,
so
Rada,
just clarify.
Rada, you don't know something about me. I'm not a stupid guy. I know when someone's trying to clip me and when someone's not trying to clip me. You can't win, man.
I mean, I didn't say you're a stupid guy, but I mean, I want you to answer.
But I know
Are they
exactly.
different or
I know
not?
exactly what's trying to be done, and I'm not going to let you have it. I will
No,
clarify
I mean,
what it
I mean,
means.
No, I mean, are they different or not?
Different in reality,
If
but
by
not
different you mean
separable from
distinct
each
and
other.
not
Yeah,
separate. He's saying
So,
yes, man.
so the answer is yes.
different from each other, but not separable from each other.
So the answer is yes.
Different,
Yeah,
but not
he's telling
separate.
you,
Yep.
I didn't ask about they are separate or not. I didn't.
But
ask
that
about
matters.
it.
He's
but
just
that
making
matters.
sure that what you
No,
mean
but I didn't
by
ask about it. I didn't ask. about
Oh,
it.
okay,
yeah,
okay,
I'm
okay.
like-
Watch this. Hold on,
My
a minute.
question-
No, a minute,
my
a minute.
question
No,
was-
no. So Muhammad, this
Could
is
you
where it gets.
please? Could you please?
But this, Muhammad,
could you
this
please
is
answer my question?
this is where it gets disingenuous. Are you gay?
Okay. I said, are they different or not?
Are you gay?
I didn't ask. You could say yes, but I mean something. But are they different?
Oh, okay, different from each other, but not separate. Now let me ask you something. Are you gay?
No.
Gay means happy in the original understanding.
I don't care about means happy or not.
Okay, so
Are
you're
they
not
different
happy.
or not?
You're depressed.
So I'm depressed. Are they different or not?
You're depressed.
What's the answer?
So you are depressed.
I mean, asking me the same question does not help you.
So just to be
Are
clear,
they-
you're depressed.
So you are not answering my question.
So
Are
I
they
just want
different?
I just want to be
Yes
clear,
or
sir.
no?
Sir, I just want to be clear. You're depressed.
Yes, I'm depressed. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You're depressed. Cool.
Okay. The answer: are they different or not?
Yep, but not separable.
So they are not the same thing.
Yep.
Different. What I mean by different, they are not the same thing.
Yep, but they're not
It's
separable.
another thing. I didn't ask about separable. I agree with you.
You're not gonna get it out of me, man.
Take the word-
You can't get it out of me.
I really don't care about separation. I really don't care about it.
That matters.
I
You-
really don't care.
Let me help you over
will
here.
see. You will see.
Because-
I mean, my argument applies if they are not separable.
No, it doesn't
really don't
because
care.
you have to show
We
that
will
there's some.
see.
You have to show
We
that
will see.
You
We will see.
Okay,
We
so
will see.
okay, so apply your argument, assuming that they're not separable.
Okay. I will not ever mention about separation. So they are different in identity and in existence. So am I being very clear?
What does it mean for something to be identical?
An
They're saying they're
identity.
not
Identity.
identical.
The
Because
of Sifat
identity
is different.
identity. It sounds like you're saying, are they different? As in they're like at the subject. The subject, is it something separable from the subject? Or you could say identity as in whatever's true of, for X to be identical to Y, it means whatever's true of X is true of Y.
No, I mean, hands of God does not have the same identity as legs. They're correct. They have two different identities.
What it means to be a hand, and there's an ontic difference in terms of the existence itself. It's not separable from the that. The hand is not the foot. Sure.
So the hand has a different identity.
If you're just
Has a
saying,
different.
yo,
I said identity.
bro, if you're just saying identity as in they're different from each other in reality, that's fine.
So they are different. I said identity. You don't know what
Yeah,
identity
and I'm
is.
just clarifying the term. I'm just clarifying what it means.
So you don't know what identity is.
I do.
Okay, so they are identically different,
What do you
and
mean
they are
ident-
existentially. I mean, their identity, the identity of the essence.
What do you mean
not the
identically
identity of
different?
attributes.
What the heck does that mean? Identically different? You
I
mean
mean-
It's talking
you mean
about
there,
in terms of their
you mean
identity.
you mean that the hand is
The
not
identity. What the identity of sifat?
yeah, you mean that the hand is not
Sifat is different,
yeah. You mean that the hand is not identical to the foot? Yeah, it's not.
and it's not identical to the essence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
Okay, so they are different. That I mean, they have different identity, and they have different existence. Do they have the same existence?
They're not identical to each other.
Their wujud is not the same.
Okay,
no.
okay. So
Bro,
the
yo,
wujud
yo,
is not
Rida,
the same.
even the Ismaili in the comments is telling you to move on, man. Come on, man.
I don't look at the comments, but I mean, in order to clarify terms, because we don't want to get back to said, okay, are you gay?
Brother, do you want me to
So
help you
now,
with, do you want
what
me to,
we mean,
brother,
what
look-
we mean, no, please,
do you want me to-
let me finish.
No, because brother,
Could
do
you please let me?
yeah, just real quick. Do you
Could you
want me
please
to,
let me finish?
okay, finish. Go ahead.
Okay. So, hand of God is different in its existence and its identity from the other sifat and from the zat itself. Agreed.
Okay.
That's what we mean by different.
Okay.
This is the only term I will use. I will not use any different form or shape or meaning. Agreed on
But
that.
if you're equivocating, I'll catch you on it.
No, I will only refer to this meaning. Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. So hand has its own identity, has its own existence, and it's different from the essence and it's different from another sifat. Now we will go to the that. The that does exist, and we need to ask about its existence. Does the existence of the that depend on another thing?
Oh
And
my
what
God.
we mean by a thing, what we mean by a different thing, is different in identity and different in existence.
But that's ambiguous.
Does.
It could be separable. It could be separate. You could
I
could
s-
say that as in it's separate. My guy, look, Muhammad Rida.
Okay,
it's-
okay.
let me-
I literally specified what I mean.
but
Does
you can
the
specify it.
that-
You can specify it, and somebody can still clip me afterwards and be dishonest, right?
So I mean, so you are not going to answer this.
Is that true? Could you still specify it and then not, and somebody could clip it and not include my specification?
So do you have another specification for
Oh,
it?
okay, so they could do that. So Muhammad Rida, the problem is right now, it seems that you need help with your own argument. Let me help you. If
No, please don't. Please answer, not
no,
help.
no,
Please answer.
because I can make the argument
Please,
better
I
than
need
you.
an answer.
No,
I
because
don't need
be-
any help. I need an answer.
you
no,
do,
please.
you do. I'll tell you why.
Let me do my own job,
No,
and you.
but you're not
please
doing your
answer.
job, brother. Even the people in the comments
No,
are saying you're not doing your job.
Okay.
Let me
thanks,
help you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your help, but please answer. Not help me. Please answer.
Okay, but I want to help you
I don't
because,
want any
because
help.
it's,
No,
it
please,
doesn't look good.
please don't help me. Please don't help me. Please answer.
If you're just saying the essence is different from the hand or the other attributes, and as in they're not identical to each other, then yeah, sure, man.
Okay, does the essence that the essence of God, depends
Oh
on
my
its
God, bro! Yo, this
existence.
is bot mode, bro. What is this? Yo, come
Will
on,
you
brother.
answer it or not?
Brother,
Will
I
you
answered
answer
it.
or not?
I answered it. My guy, look, let me. I have
So,
to help you. Wallah,
does
I have
it
to help
depend?
you.
Does it depend
Wallah,
or
I have
not?
to help you. Yes, it depends. Yes,
So it does depend
on
So it
something
does
other
not
than
depend.
itself.
Okay.
As in, it's not something external to itself. It's
I did-
internal.
Okay, I agree. Agreed. So that Allah depends on its existence on another thing.
Allahu Akbar, brother.
It's not a God.
You already said
that.
It is not.
But
it is not a God.
You're saying
bro.
you're saying that's not a God.
is
but
not a God,
you didn't give an
bro.
argument. How do you
Wait,
derive?
wait,
It is not
yeah,
a
Hold on,
necessary being.
hold on. No, a minute,
I'm
because
sorry,
this.
Omar,
not a
Wallah,
No,
necessary
wallahi,
being
wallahi,
by
wallahi, I'm gonna
definition.
continue.
From both
Wallahi, I'm gonna
sides.
continue, brother.
So it is not a
Brother.
necessary being
Brother,
by definition.
brother, you said by definition that would be a necessary being. You said, how do you get, therefore, look, if you say that the attributes depend on the essence, the essence depends on the attributes, anything that depends on another is dependent, therefore, it is not a God. How the heck do you
Because
get that? And you're, guys,
definition,
you guys
by
supposed to be the
definition.
mutakallimin. By definition, it's not
By
a God.
definition.
Now watch this. Muhammad Rida.
anything
If it's
that
internal-
depends on another thing, on its existence, is not necessary being.
Yeah, but you're just question
The
begging at this
necessary
point.
being-
Why is it not
okay,
necessary
okay.
if it depends
The
on something
necessary-
internal to itself?
By definition, it's not itself.
Okay,
I
but-
said
okay.
another thing or not.
Okay, watch this. By definition,
I
anything
don't care.
here. Watch this.
I don't care. It's
By-
inside
here,
it,
watch-
outside it,
brother, watch.
separated.
That doesn't
not
matter.
separated.
That doesn't matter.
I don't care.
I have to help you with your own argument.
That doesn't do my argument.
Because the argument, the actual
You
argument.
saw?
Yeah, can I
I made
continue?
my argument without the
continue?
point about separation at all.
Can I continue? You didn't make it. You said therefore, and you didn't even get that inference to the conclusion, brother. Now, the issue is, your argument doesn't even follow. Why? Because you said if he depends on something other than itself, meaning it's not identical to itself, not identical to himself. So if the attributes depend on the essence, and the essence depend on the attributes, symmetrical dependence. Therefore, God depends on something other than himself, meaning it's not identical, therefore it cannot be a God. That doesn't even follow. That's an invalid argument to begin with, logically speaking. Now let me help you with your own argument. Your own argument, what
No,
you want
please
to
don't
do.
help me.
Can
Please
I
don't help
continue?
me. Please,
Can I continue?
no, you are a strong man.
I'm not strong manning you, brother.
No, but I mean, do not put words on my mouth.
I'm not putting words in your mouth.
No,
I'm-
mean the argument I made. I have already made it. This is the argument I want to make.
and I responded.
Unless,
and I
unless
responded.
you want to change my argument
Can I continue?
to the argument you are used to,
Brother,
so
can I
that you
continue?
can answer.
Can I continue?
Yes, but I mean, do not put words on my mouth.
You said, therefore, it cannot be a God. You put that extra step. I can simply say, by definition, anything that's simple is contingent. Like, that doesn't follow, right? You have to show why, if it's the case, if God doesn't depend on anything external to himself, but he depends on his attributes to exist, why he cannot be a God. You didn't do that. Now, the real argument that people bring is that there would have to be some kind of ontic priority, meaning that the essence exists before the essential attributes.
No.
That's what they do. That's what the smart people do. Yes,
this
it
is
is.
what you are used. No. I mean, please don't. No. You please take it.
I'm sorry?
No, I mean, what do you mean by
Hey,
the
he's
smart
talking to
people?
somebody on the street.
I'm saying that, like, relative to what you're bringing me, you're not giving me a very smart
No, but
argument, brother.
I mean, we're supposed to respect each other. We're just debating.
Okay,
can we cut the rhetoric just for a second,
I'm
bro?
so sorry. Can you
Yeah,
please
yeah,
tell
no
me?
worries, no worries,
Okay,
no
can
worries.
you please tell me why, if God depends on his attributes? This is why I asked for your formal argument.
Okay,
because you're not showing how the argument is valid
No, I have
and how
already-
it's sound. It's not even valid.
Okay.
What's premise one? What are the premises? And I'll show you how it's not even valid.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna type it out.
Anything that is not dependent on itself and its existence is contingent.
See, that's the problem. What does itself mean?
We have already said
the
God
being itself,
is different. We said God is different than the hands. The hands is not the God.
Yeah.
Hold
have
on,
already said it.
Eminem. I just have to call
Guys,
what he just did.
One second.
But brother,
Anything
Sounds like you both just want
anything-
to yourselves.
that is not between two brackets does not depend on itself, and its being is contingent. Your God does not depend on itself and its being. Therefore, your God is contingent.
okay, what's the argument for premise one?
This is the definition of necessary being.
Okay, by definition, the necessary being is not simple. There you go.
Okay, you could disagree with it. I don't mind at all.
Okay, so we both
I
disagree.
don't
So
mind
now
at
you have
all.
to show me how your argument follows, man.
Okay, no, I mean, you could disagree with it. You could say, okay, then a necessary being could depend on something else. The definition of necessary being could be a tree. I believe the tree exists, therefore I believe that I believe in God. You could say it. You could
Here.
say, no, the necessary being with me is not necessarily. It's necessarily being.
Brother, I think what we have to break everything down. I'm going to
So
put
it's
the
not
notepad on.
necessarily.
Yep, just a second. So I want to go premise by premise because clearly we're not getting anywhere here. So what we're going to do is...
Clearly, we got everywhere.
no, we
we
didn't.
got everywhere.
No,
and
we
we
didn't.
proved your God is contingent.
You can claim that. Sorry, one
Clearly, you
second.
got
I didn't mean to.
without mentioning separation,
Yep.
without mentioning inside
think
God,
that, man.
outside it. Yeah.
You can think that. Just a second. Let me try to find... I don't know why I can't add the... I'm trying to put the window. Why is it not working? Oh, hold on. Sources, Chrome, add. Just a second.
Give me a few moments because I have denied this call a lot of times and I need to take like 10 minutes call at least.
10
Because they
minutes?
always call me and I said I'm in a debate and I cancel the call, but I mean I really need to, yeah, like 10 minutes at least.
It's okay. Take a few minutes and then come back. While I figure this out, because I think it's video, window capture. Oh, window capture. Okay. So here we are. Window capture, add, select, online notepad. Let me just make sure that I have everything that I need here, because we're going to get everything nice and clear, guys. Okay? Nice and clear so that we can show how the argument is not working. Because this is the easiest argument to refute. And even the Shia in the comments can see that he's not being very convincing. Because it's not as simple as whatever depends on something other than itself, meaning it's non-identical to itself, is contingent. The main point of the argument is to show what? To show that there would have to be ontic priority, meaning that these attributes would have to be caused. And if the essential attributes are not caused, then the argument doesn't work. Which is why the Shia would get into, well, what's your account of causality and stuff like this. That's why they get into these details, because they know it's not sufficient to say, oh, anything that has parts is contingent. Oh, it's not as simple as that. So we're going to get into the premises and see if we can get to his conclusion. All right? Because we can see that there's a lot of rhetoric going on, which is why I'm being rhetorical, because he's trying to get a clip, it seems, and I'm smart enough not to let him do that. I'm going to clarify what it means, because I know how these guys are. I know how he's behaving exactly like a Thomist, and I've talked to many Thomists. Okay? So we'll just wait for him for a few minutes.
So,
Walaikum salam. What's up, man? M24, man.
what's up, Amar?
What's up, man?
This is an Egyptian Mu'tazili? Or what is it?
Yeah. Give me just a sec.
Okay.
السلام عليكم محمد.
وعليكم السلام Sheikh Liban.
Yeah, this is your people, man. He's a Mu'tazili. He's looking for a clip. And I didn't know Egyptians are this funny when they're crashing out in English, bro.
Look, man,
Hey,
trying to
man, Assalamu alaikum, man.
keep it professional, so I'll respond to you after the live, okay? Umar, you should try to make instead of it being, can you make it black instead of white?
Can I? How the heck do I do that? View, edit, file. What the heck? Special character. I don't know, man. Hey, man. All I'm gonna do is remove the script. Here, I'll put it up here, and I'll make it like this. How about that? Is that better? Because I just want to type out, because I want to show you guys the argument that he gave me was quite literally invalid. The argument itself, logically speaking, was not even valid. All right?
So, Umar, just until he's back, I just want to ask questions, right? Because, this is not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So is he saying because basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has real attributes, that means he's contingent upon these attributes, therefore anything that's contingent cannot be God?
Yeah, contingent can mean, people typically take it contingent to be that it can fail to exist, but contingent upon, meaning dependent upon. So he's equivocating there, and he's trying to say if Allah depends on something other than himself, and meaning not separate, I'm saying it's not separate, it's something internal, and he's saying it doesn't matter. It does matter. And anyone who gives this argument, who knows how the argument works and how to run it, they know that that matters, right?
Okay. So does he believe that like Allah could be Allah without knowledge?
Well, he believes that Allah is his knowledge.
He doesn't believe Allah has an attribute called knowledge.
He doesn't believe that Allah has knowledge. Like
So
he doesn't
he
have
holds to
sifat.
an absolute divine simplicity?
Yeah.
He believes Allah is alimun bidatihi.
But this is how you get you do the Ian. There's an atheist. His name is Ian or so. I don't know the guy's YouTube. But Ian, what he does, he'll put the notepad out when people go in circles like this to show and expose their argument how terrible it is, because he cannot show how this follows.
Yo,
One of his friends said,
guys,
"Alimun bila ilm." What does that mean, man?
Yeah, like alim bidati. Like
Meaning,
there's
meaning
no, there's
he knows by his essence. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Yo, Umar, I think this bro, he was meant to. I don't know, man. Is it the case that you guys picked the wrong topic, or is he just doing bad? Like, because this was meant to be like a box office.
Hey man, look, it's right now we're kind of stuck, man. I ain't gonna lie. He has
Yo,
to justify
he's
this.
actually doing really, really bad. Like so bad.
Crashing out, man. If this is all that that they have, this is very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
is it just me or did we go in the bot mode at one point?
Yeah, you know, fully.
like brother, when I say
Like
I'm
all you
helping
did,
You
you
know, to be
argument,
bro.
honest,
You know
you
one
know,
thing.
look, man, you know, we've watched like full debates of this guy, like
Yeah,
hours, him debating for hours, and
you're
even
not
when
supposed to
people
say that
go,
publicly.
he left.
so wait,
Maybe he'll come back. I'll
did
keep the live
did I
open.
slip up?
I'll keep the
It's
live
the
Listen,
open.
5 minute
It's
threshold.
a 5 minute
listen,
threshold, yeah. So we'll keep the live open for about 10 more minutes. Why don't you answer his objection? Well, Khalil, I'll put you in the pot while we wait for him. How about that?
He's refusing to.
Yeah, bro. Can we stop with the rhetoric, bro?
No, because he's been yapping in the comments, man, bro.
Just let him be,
There's
bro.
no good cop, bad cop
Just
right now. Let's leave it
let
in
him
the
be.
comments.
Yo, thinking. Why don't you just take the advice of Nasser Khusro and don't negate or affirm anything? Like, don't talk about God categorically. Can we please do that?
So Khalil, am I correct at this
Please,
point?
let's move on.
Did he give a convincing argument at this point?
Sorry, give me a second. I can't hear you. Am I audible?
no,
You're audible a little bit.
1 second. Let me switch headphones because you're not audible for me.
Oh man.
I was gonna say,
I just wish there wasn't
picked a
this
topic?
rhetorical, bro.
Who picked that topic?
Hey man, yo, Eminem, he low-key started it, man. I'm only
Bro, you started
I
engaging in
can't
it way
hear
too
you
much,
guys
bro.
right.
I'm just
Let me
trying to
come
get
back.
into the roots of
no,
all of his
I was gonna say, Umar, you know, he's had people go around in like circles like this before, right? I've seen it, but not like this. Like you actually have him. You actually know what you're doing with him. So he's
He's on a
crashing out
corner right
because he's
now.
actually
He's stressed. I don't even believe he has a phone call. Wallahi, I don't believe he has a phone call. He's stressed.
Bro,
He doesn't know.
when I
because he doesn't
mentioned the
know what he's
banana
doing.
to him, when I mentioned the banana, because he said, if you, what does the hand look like? What does Allah's hand look like? You have to tell me. And then I said, what does the banana in paradise look like? It's created, but you don't know. And he crashed. He crashed. I said, give me the shape of the banana.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Look, you know what the problem is on the Arab side? They never like I think they're more textual over there, right? So when he's like refusing to define terms or like when he's equivocating, like they can't really like clock onto what he's doing. But every single time that he tried to do it, like he's literally a one-trick pony, bro.
Yeah, we're going into bot mode right now. Like, brother, look,
It's literally
earlier I was like, I forgot what I got him mad when I said, looks like me and you are in the same boat, because he couldn't define existence. And he got mad. He's like, you said looks like we were in the same boat. Yeah, like, come on, he's starting to get upset.
Wait, I have a question.
But
What
he's a
is the
funny guy.
argument
He's a
he's
funny
trying to
guy.
make? With,
I like the banter. He's right. Let's respect. But I do like the banter. I like the banter. The banter.
just quickly, Umar, a question. Is he back? Is that him?
Yeah. So
Okay, no, man,
he's back.
I'll
so
ask after.
I'll continue
Yeah.
with him. So where we're at right now is premise 1. What is your first premise, Muhammad Rada?
You gotta move it right, bro. They
Yeah,
can't see it.
just why don't you just delete the black thing?
There.
Yeah.
You gotta move the tab right as well.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
What's premise 1?
Anything that depends on something other than himself is contingent.
All right. Premise 2.
Your God depends on something else other than himself.
All right. Conclusion.
Oh God.
Therefore, Allah is contingent, right?
Yes.
All right. Anything that depends on something other than himself. What does other than himself mean over here?
It's identity.
Okay, I disagree. Why is it the case that if he's not identical to his attributes, that he's contingent? Please go ahead.
So again, sorry.
Why is it the case that if he's not identical to his attributes, that he would be contingent? Go ahead.
It is not identical to its attributes.
And
He's asking you لماذا الاختلاف يؤدي إلى الافتقار.
Yeah, because it's not himself. It means something else.
Well, that's
Okay,
the whole
that's- you're
point.
just question making.
So
Why does
he needs
that,
something
why does
else to
that
explain.
bring
I mean,
افتقار?
this is by definition. This is by definition.
That's not-
This is
this
He
is
this
not
is-
some
disagrees with
analytic
that.
truth. No one makes the claim that it's an
Muhammad,
analytic truth.
bro, yo,
100%
Ahmad,
agree,
can you hold on? Yo, guys,
Okay,
calm down.
guys,
Look, Muhammad,
100% agree. You could define necessary being anything you want. You could define necessary being
just
by
one
being
second, bro.
contingent. You could
Yeah,
define
Muhammad,
it.
1 second. You're a Mu'tazili. I'm going to assume that you read the Greek philosophers. I even saw
Yes.
you, right, I even saw you write an article where, the Greeks, داعسين على السلفية. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Okay, cool. Do you believe that the philosopher read, like from Ahl al-Yunan?
The
They
philosopher,
read
the
philosopher
Islamic.
al-Yunan. They're very, very literate on it, correct?
You mean Islamic philosophers? Well,
Yeah, Ibn Sina, Nasruddin al-Tusi,
Yeah, of course
Al-Farabi,
they did.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Some of them, they used to believe Allah has actual knowledge, or they believed in temporal succession within Allah's knowledge. Like you have Nusayr al-Din al-Tusi in his Sharh al-Isharat. He believes Allah has propositional knowledge, many different parts, quote-unquote parts. And then Abu al-Barakat al-Baghdadi, he has in his Mu'abbara, he also believes Allah has propositional knowledge. Both of these two are from the Falasifa. We agree?
so what? Yeah,
The point is, even the Falasifa themselves are not unanimous on what makes something contingent or muftaqir لغيره.
You don't have a definition for it. You don't accept
No,
this
that's
definition.
not what we're saying. We're saying, just as you want to abide by the Quran and Sunnah, linguistically speaking, this is not considered iftiqar. Lughawiyan, this is not. This is not considered iftiqar. This is a very kalami-based term.
What do you mean by lughawiyan? Are we talking about language?
We're talking within the Arabic language.
We talked about within the Arabic language, and we didn't find what the meaning of the hand is.
Yeah, you gave it to us yourself. You said ما امتد من الكف إلى
No,
حد الأصابع.
because I know what they are in the dictionary.
And we told you
but
we
I have
accept
no
that
idea.
definition. We can
No,
affirm
no,
it
I mean
for Allah.
after I raised it, after I brought
That's perfectly
it.
fine. That doesn't change the argument.
It's not
Look,
perfect.
the point
This is-
that we're
you don't
trying to.
accept. You don't accept this term, by the way. When I said the hand is from here to there, so it's like a space.
Okay, and
So it must be spatial, and you didn't agree with that.
yeah, we do think Allah's hand is spatial. And
Okay, I don't mind. Then I brought this up.
طيب,
You
look,
didn't.
the
you
main
didn't
point is-
answer. You didn't
the
answer.
main point is he's telling you, can you prove a distinction means dependency? Because even amongst the Arabic philosophers themselves, they don't agree on this. And the Arabic philosophers, respectfully, they are what we would consider more Jahmi than you.
Okay, guys. What do you mean by necessary being? As himself explains its existence. He doesn't need anything else.
He does not
to
depend on something outside of his own being. That's what it means.
itself. No, I do. Yes, it does not depend about anything other than its
Outside
own
of
being.
himself. The sifat are within him, not outside of him.
No. As are the sifat, the God or not?
No, they're not.
They are not. So they are not the God. So the God depends on something else. The God
Yeah, but
depends
that's not
on
how
something that
dependency is
is
typically used.
that is not the God. So the God depends on something that is not the God.
Okay.
So
Does
both of
Allah
them are not
depend on
gods.
your existence for him to answer dua?
Of course, you are talking about the actions of God. The actions of God are
Okay,
contingent.
that's fine. That's
The
fine.
actions,
we don't have to do that.
of God
We don't have to do that. That's
are
fine.
contingent. We are
Does
talking
Allah
about the
depend
existence.
on your existence for you to go to hell?
Yes. So what? So God could be.
Wait.
So what?
So then what's the problem?
The problem you are talking about the actions of God. The actions of God are
No,
contingent.
I didn't mention any action. I switched the question.
No, you said to go to hell.
No, I said for you to be in hell. I didn't say for him to put you in hell. There is no
You
fair.
said to put me in hell.
No. I said for you to be in hell. That's all I said.
No, of course not. God does not depend on me to be in hell.
So how can you go to hell if you don't exist?
What a strange question.
Oh,
we are
man.
talking about does the existence of God depends on something other than him or not?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Sure. So sure The
Yeah, all you
existence
mean
of
by
God
this is sifat.
depends. Are the sifat the God or not?
Brother,
No,
you're
they're
not
not God.
clarifying what other than himself means. It matters.
Either
I don't mean
sifat
to
are the
cut
God
in,
or
Omar.
not?
No, they're
Either
not.
They're
sifat
not
are the God or
Allah.
They're
not?
not. They're not
They are
identical to
not.
him. No.
So sifat are not the God. They are not identical to
Brother,
the
we're
God.
going in
So the
circles. We already
question is,
clarified this. Muhammad Rada, we clarified
yes.
this like 1,000 times, man.
So
What
the
we're
God
stuck on
depends
right
on
now
something.
is if
So the God.
if God depends on something that's not if he depends on his attributes and they're not identical to him, why is it the case that he's contingent?
This is the
Please.
definition. This is the
It's
definition.
not
Because
no,
it's
you
not
can't just say
himself.
it's a definition. You can't just say it's by
guys,
Why
definition.
then other than
Let's just calm
there
down.
is-
How about
this
this?
is
Why other
crazy.
than-
I will say it.
How
I will
about
say
this?
it.
No,
Yeah,
Eminem,
Alhamdulillah.
bro, just check the names, bro. Look, bro, there's no way he can't just say it's by definition.
Yeah,
That's not
Muhammad, what is
something
wajib
logical.
al-wujud? What makes something wajib al-wujud?
That he existed by himself.
Okay, and does that include his attributes?
Attributes are God or not?
He doesn't have
That
attributes in his view.
if I'm Ali, I'm the one asking the question. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
said wajib al-wujud is whatever exists by himself.
Yes.
Okay. Now, for that self to be a self, does it need sifat or not?
No. Sifat are not the self.
That's not what I asked. I said for a
I said
self to
no.
be a
I said
self,
no.
does it need sifat?
No. No.
Okay. Now tell me what's the difference between
This is
that and
how
Adam?
I answer. This is how I answer. This is another question.
هل للعدم صفات؟
I mean, having similarities and negative things that doesn't mean we are similar.
No,
I mean,
no.
I'm not-
Does nothingness have
I mean-
attributes?
I mean, I am not a woman, and the air is not a woman.
But you're not telling us what
It
you
doesn't
are.
mean-
These
no,
are all
I
صفات
mean-
سلبية.
1 second, 1 second. When I say I'm not a woman and the air is not a woman, say, okay, doesn't mean you are the air. No. I mean, the Adam does not have attributes, but Adam does not exist while God exists. Adam does not do any effects. God created the world. So there is the differences between Adam and God.
Brother,
God exists, but Adam doesn't.
Where we're stuck at is why is it the case if he depends on his attributes he's contingent? You say by definition. That's not convincing. Why is it if he's not identical to his attributes he's contingent? You're telling me
Because
that's by
it's by
definition.
himself.
But you're saying it's by
No, I mean-
definition. but that doesn't
Okay.
help. Let me continue. So in your view, do you believe that Allah could just exist by himself and no creation?
Of course.
Okay, so
Yes, of course.
okay, and then that means that he has there's other possible worlds, right?
Again, sorry, I didn't get you.
There's other possible worlds that Allah could create, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so then that means that you believe that Allah could change. And ما قامت به حوادث فهو حادث.
Who said God قامت بالحوادث when he created something?
So if
Who
you
said
be,
that?
if no, I'm not saying when he creates something. You believe that there's contingency in God because he has different intentional states that are not identical to each other.
I said they are intentional states.
Okay, so he has intentional states and he doesn't have the intention to create this world. He could have this intention to just be alone. So God could just know himself and be alone, but that's contingent because you think that it's not necessary for him to be alone. So
No, I
God has
mean, it is
contingency
not-
in your view.
It is not. I mean, first of all, you didn't answer my question.
So all you did was
I mean,
say,
if I'm
nah,
wrong-
nah, that's not really an answer.
One
brother.
second, Omar, please try to be professional.
Okay, I'm just telling you, man. That's what it sounds
No,
like.
I mean, this is the second time. I mean, we are having a heated debate.
All
But
right,
I mean,
man. All right, but
yes, but I mean,
I want you.
it
I want you to
doesn't- it
give me
doesn't-
something convincing.
We'll see now. But I mean, this doesn't mean you are being impolite. We have a heated debate, yes. We could disagree, yes. But I mean, you have no right to speak, I mean, badly about me.
Hey, man.
This is, yeah, I mean, this is the second time. I mean, just bear in mind.
I'm being forced to.
Okay.
The Ash'aris in the comments say that
Okay.
Ash'arism is true, so I'm being forced to do it, man.
Oh, okay. Let's get back to premise one. Anything that depends on something other than himself is contingent. Do you agree with it or not?
Oh my God, it depends what you mean by something other than himself, bro.
Other than we said himself is his essence and identity.
If you
Himself means identity.
If you just say that it's not identical to his attributes, I disagree. That doesn't follow. I deny premise one.
So I mean, you could have different identities, but it's yourself. Another identity, but it's yourself.
You're equivocating
okay?
on identity. Bro, oh my God. If you're just saying that something other than himself means that he depends on his attributes to exist, then sure, I agree that that is the case. That I don't believe that premise one is going to be true. I'm negating that. Can you justify your premise, man?
Yes, as another identity as himself or not?
Brother, you're just going in circles. You have to justify
Yeah,
premise one.
yes. Because you don't want you are keeping. Yes, I do believe in that. What is the issue? And I'm trying to show you the issue, and you said, okay, what is the issue? I'm showing you the issue, and you said, well, I can see it. Let's get back to it.
Does other than himself have to be separable?
I didn't say separable. I said different in identity and existence.
If you just mean that his that is not identical to the sifat, then yeah, that's fine. I don't believe that premise one is going to be true.
I need you to answer my question. When I mean other than himself, it means another identity and another existence.
Oh
That's
my God,
what I
brother,
mean by
that's
other than himself. Do you believe in that or not?
That's ambiguous because existence could just be at the object level. You could say, does God depend on anything other than does God exist and do His attributes also exist? You
So you are not answering my question.
You could give it at the object level. I'm telling you.
I repeated my question 10 times.
Oh my God, brother.
I said other than himself, it means other than him has different identity
Meaning
and
non-identical,
different
yes.
existence. Yes.
Meaning
So God depends on
non-identical.
something. I said yes. A different
Okay.
identity. A
Yeah,
different identity
non-identical.
or not?
Yeah, meaning.
A different, not identical, meaning different identity.
Oh my God, bro. What it means to be identical is whatever's. If X is identical to Y, it means whatever's true of X is true of Y. So whatever's true of that to be true of the
Okay, we
sifat.
will get back.
I don't hold to
I need
that.
you to answer. I need you to answer a single question. Unidentical meaning different identity or not?
They're not identical to each other, no.
They are not. So it means different identity.
If that's what you mean by different identity, sure.
Muhandis
Yeah, yeah. So
I
at
think the
this
reason
different
why you're not
identity.
understanding each other is because
No,
he's saying that
please,
Qism is
please,
muhasira.
please,
Let him
please.
continue. It's fine. Let him continue. He's not getting anywhere.
It's either the same identity or different identity.
No, he's saying
they're
it's
not
not
identical to
muhasira.
each
He doesn't
other.
believe them to be
شو
either.
له حصر شو له حصر. This is yes or
He's
no.
saying
شو له
it's not identical and it's not other than it. That's what he's trying to say to you. That's
So
why
it's
you're
not
not understanding each
identical.
other.
No. I mean, I didn't say other than it. I said it's identical to God or not identical to God.
It's not identical
Yeah,
to
so
God.
it's not
Okay, so-
identical,
so
but
it's-
it doesn't follow that it's other than him. That's what he's trying to say to you.
But it's not identical to him.
It's
This is
not
this is the one we
identical,
have.
but it doesn't follow that it's other than him. That's what he's trying to say to you.
It's so it is not identical to God. It is not God.
Yeah,
It's
not
not
identical.
God, bro. It's not God. We've
Yeah.
It is not
established
God.
this for 100 times.
Okay. It is not God.
Yes, it's not God,
And
bro.
its existence, it has a different existence.
If you're just saying it's
Yeah,
not
yeah, sure,
identical, yeah.
Okay. So it is not God. It has different existence.
You're just stating my position, brother. What's the
Yeah, you
justification
keep
for premise one?
Then you must agree with the premise one because we said they are not God, and we said anything that depends on something other than himself, and you said it is not God is contingent.
No, I
Can
never
we just
said
say-
that.
Can we
It doesn't
say it
follow
in
that.
Arabic in
Here it
simple
is.
terms?
I never said that. I never said that. That's
Agreed with
dishonest.
him.
That's dishonest.
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
this.
this is
I
the
said
problem
premise
here.
one. I said premise one. Anything that depends on something outside of itself is contingent. That's what I agree to. I don't agree to something other than itself unrestrictedly.
Why?
I clarified
Why?
what that meant.
Why outside of himself?
So
What do you have a proof for that?
So you have to justify it. You have to
He's
justify
telling you prove
why
that
it's the case.
the iftiqar
No.
means
I mean,
it has to be within.
I mean, if we are equal in this, so you cannot prove other than outside of himself. You cannot
No,
prove
because
it.
his definition of difference is my
No. I mean,
Yo.
why is his
Bidun akhar.
definition?
Guys.
One second.
Bro, I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him because this is a classic. This is a classic burden shift. I'm asking
Okay.
where we're at right now, Muhammad. Is I deny premise one. I don't see why premise one is going to be true. Can you justify premise one?
Yes,
Go.
it is not God, and the God depends on something that is not him.
Dude, that's the same premise, my guy.
Bro. Can we just
So
focus
God
on
depends on something that is not him.
Muhammad,
You
This
are
is
can we just
contingent.
define
repeating the
contingent?
premise.
This is what the meaning by contingency. Depends on something that is not you.
Contingency is any type of dependency.
I said it is not you, other than being dependent on yourself.
Yeah, Muhammad.
Brother.
I'm trying to make it easy for everybody.
Any kind of dependency
when you say
on your
contingency,
existence. On your
yeah, when you say
yes.
contingency, that means any type of dependency, internal and external.
Yes, any type of
Okay, I know.
dependency
Omar's
on
now
your
asking you.
existence. One second. any type of dependency other in existence other than yourself.
Yeah, Sayyidi,
That's
ركز معايا.
correct.
He's trying to tell you now, prove that contingency means any type of dependency, including internal and external.
I proved that it is not you. I proved that
Okay,
it is not
but
God.
he's contending that
One
definition.
second. I proved Sifat is not God or not.
That's fine, but for him that still doesn't entail
One second. So Sifat is not God. And God depends on something that is not himself.
Yeah, he doesn't think that the lazim of that is iftiqar.
Oh my God, bro, you're just
I
repeating the
didn't
same
say
thing.
iftiqar or not. I
You said
didn't say iftiqar
contingency,
or
that's
not.
iftiqar in Arabic.
Is this correct or not?
Oh my God.
God depends on something that
Guys,
is not
this is
him.
so chaotic, bro. Where we're at right now, Muhammad Radha, why I'm getting frustrated is because I asked you for justification for premise 1. Why is premise 1 true? And all you did was repeat premise 1.
Yes, because you don't want to agree with it.
Wait. So all
Do
you,
you
so
agree?
wait. So I just want to understand. I asked
Okay,
you.
either
So
you
hold
agree or
on.
not.
So I just want to understand.
Okay.
I asked you for justification for premise 1.
I give it to you.
Hold on. So just let me speak. I asked you for justification for premise 1, and you repeated premise 1 as justification,
No.
right?
No.
Okay. So what did you say earlier when I asked you for justification?
Okay. I will say it to you. The premise 1, anything that depends on something other than himself is contingent.
Why is premise 1 true?
Okay, because himself does not explain its existence. He needs something else to explain its existence.
Okay, so now
something
you're- okay,
else,
so cool.
Okay, one second. Something else to give him existence. So he's contingent.
Okay, so now you're changing the argument. If something doesn't explain,
no.
yes, it is. I'm
No,
tracking.
this
I'm
is
tracking.
the same.
No,
No.
I'm tracking. If something doesn't explain its own existence, then it is contingent. P2, Allah does not explain his own existence. Therefore, Allah is contingent. All right, God is brute. There you go. He doesn't have to explain his own existence.
What?
He has no explanation. He's brute.
Okay, so I
so
mean,
it doesn't follow.
has not existed. So he's not existed because of his self.
So it doesn't follow. What does it mean to exist?
So God is not an enough explanation to himself.
What does it mean to explain yourself? Tell us.
To be a sufficient cause for yourself.
A sufficient cause for yourself?
Yes. And that's why I know this has like the word cause is a little bit tricky, but I mean I suppose that everybody understands that. Yeah. No. I mean his self is enough to be existed.
Okay,
Self-sufficient.
so that just means that he doesn't depend on anything external
Yes.
to himself.
Anything other than himself.
Yeah, other than over
Yeah,
here, meaning
but
external.
but the
Yes.
self includes the sifat. That's what we're trying to agree on.
Is the Sifat himself or not?
Oh my God.
No,
you mean
that's irrelevant. What
identical.
makes
Is it
up an
himself or not?
identity? What
Guys,
makes
you
up
don't
an
answer.
identity
Is
is
the Sifat
a
God or
that
not?
and sifat.
No, I mean, is the Sifat God or not?
No, they're not. But that
They are
still
not.
doesn't mean they're
So it is not
separate.
God. So
Look-
I
look
didn't
here,
care
Ya
about
Muhammad.
separate. I didn't care
Even
about
the early
separate.
Mu'tazila, like Dirar bin Amr, they didn't hold to
Yaqub,
this divine simplicity like Abu Hudayl al-Allah.
Yaqub.
What?
My argument, I didn't mention that they are separate. I didn't mention it. This is not my argument to say they are not separate. As I'm saying, they are separate. To claim
Okay,
they are
we're
not
telling you
separate.
iftiqar
I said-
yastalzim.
I
We're
said
telling you
they
iftiqar
are-
does
No.
not come from ghayriyya.
No. It is not God. Do you agree or not?
No problem. We agree.
So,
That still does not
so
make him
God,
contingent.
No. I
Because
mean,
you're
no,
talking
it
about
does.
Allah as a whole.
It does. No.
No.
What do you
The
mean
word
by Allah as a
Allah.
whole?
The
So
word
essence is not
Allah.
God. So
The
essence is
word
not the
Allah.
God.
The word Allah carries the that and the sifat. Correct.
So that is not Allah.
Neither is he the sifat. He's both combined.
So his the composition.
Okay, watch
You
this.
wanna call
Watch
composition
watch
Allah?
One second.
watch this. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I love it.
Back to composition, yeah.
1 second, Omar.
Composition.
So his the whole composition.
But that is
So
wujud.
that-
For anything to be
guys,
mawjood, it has to have a that
No.
and sifat.
I mean, 1 second.
Mohandas, you
So
should have just
God,
started with composition, to be honest.
God is not that. God is not Sifat. So what
He's
God
both.
is?
Both of them
Is both.
combined.
Okay, both this combination does it exist or not? The combination
That
does it exist in
relation.
reality or not?
No, it's not causal. No.
No, you said
I
does it
mean the
exist?
combination. Guys, give me 2 seconds.
Yo,
The
they're
combination.
they're ontologically symmetrical. There's no causal relation.
Everybody speaking except the guy I
There's
want
one
to
at a
speak
time.
to.
There's no causal
Yaqub.
relation.
Yaqub.
No
Yeah, I'm
causal
listening.
relation.
Okay. This kind of
Yo, I'm gonna drop to keep
the
some stuff,
combination.
right?
The combination. Does the
Waalaikumsalam.
combination exist in reality or not?
What do you mean that on the sifat, that they both exist?
Yeah, the combination of them. You said that is not
Yeah,
God.
they both
Sifat is
exist
not
at the
God.
same time. Yeah.
This is not my question. I said the combination exists in reality or not?
You're talking about like the alaqa?
The combination. You said that is not
He-
God.
he's
Look,
saying-
you
he's
can
saying-
tell me in an Arabic, maybe
Sifat
there's
is
a
not
language
God.
barrier. Are you telling
No,
me
there is
that
there is no
alaqa
language
بين
barrier.
الذات والصفات does it have wujud?
No. I didn't ask about the alaqa. You said that is not God.
Yo, Omar, you low-key
Sifat-
let him run away from premise 1, bro. He needs to justify
okay.
premise 1.
I'm not
Just
the one
give
that's
us
letting
2
him.
seconds.
He's
He
the one.
needs to justify
I'm not letting him
premise
run.
Okay, I will justify it. Okay.
You need to stop repeating the premise. The premise is
Okay,
anything that
we'll see.
depends on.
We'll see.
Just wait.
We will
just
see.
wait.
We will
Just
see.
wait.
We will
Wait.
see.
Let me finish this
You are
point.
interrupting me. You're interrupting me.
Just 1 sec, brother. 1 second.
You are interrupting me and saying
anything
wait.
that depend, brother. What's wrong with you, man? I'm just gonna read the premise.
So I left.
Anything that depends on something other than himself is contingent.
Do you agree
right?
with it or not?
Prove it now.
Do you agree with it or not?
I don't. Prove it.
So you think that anything that could depend
No.
on other
Don't
things?
care about what I
No,
think.
I don't want to prove it.
Prove it.
Just a second.
Show me now.
Just a second. Please,
Okay,
please
this is gonna be
respectful.
funny. This is gonna be funny. Let's chill. Muhammad Rada, look,
I'm kidding.
he's a joker. It's okay. Muhammad Rada,
No, I mean,
I like you, man, but we have to be look.
No. I mean,
let's calm down a little bit. I
One
understand.
second. This is the third time. I'm not coming here to be joked about. I'm not coming here to have fun. Either you respect me or not.
Yeah, man. Look. As of now, and if you want to ask for respect, it goes both ways. It means you don't be disingenuous. When I say something other than itself, I say it has to be external. Now, if I say that it's internal to itself, you have to justify why it's the case that if it's internal and he depends on it, that it makes him contingent. What you said is the same premise. You question begged.
Okay, when I mention external and internal, then you could oppose that.
No,
You could
just
oppose
like
it. When I
no,
say
that's not
external,
fair.
I mean, when I say
I take that as
external or
disrespectful.
internal,
I take that as disrespectful, brother. You know why?
No,
Because
we're not kidding. We're not kidding.
because I'm telling you, like earlier when I said, "Are you
Omar,
gay?"
we're not kidding. We're not kidding.
Yeah, but earlier when I said, "Are you gay?"
This is the
I-
fourth time.
You have to
This is
clarify
the
what you
fourth
mean by
time.
that.
I mean, I clarified what I mean by it.
Okay, so full stop. I'm not going to say full stop.
I already clarified what I mean by it several times. Several
Bro,
times.
it's something internal, not external. Okay?
I said being different means has a different identity and has a different existence.
That's my position.
This is what I mean.
Justify premise one, bro.
I mean, do you agree with this or not?
Yes, justify
So
premise
it's
one.
another identity. So it is not God. Do
Sure.
you agree that who has an
Justify premise one,
so
bro.
God, okay. So God depends on something that is not God.
Meaning it's not.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Are you going to leave? Yeah, no way. You said that like.
No. I mean, we say it when we finish. I mean, not on that leave. So God depends on something that is not God.
that is not identical to God.
Meaning has a different identity and has a different existence.
Meaning
Then it's not God.
not identical. Okay, why if this premise right here, premise one, God depends on something. If God depends on something that is not God, then he's contingent, meaning not identical. If, so here's the conditional, if God depends on something that is not God, then he is contingent. Justify premise one, man.
This is by definition. Should justify.
Okay, watch this.
Contingent
Okay, watch this. Watch this.
Justify what is contingent
Watch
is
this.
contingent.
Watch this. Muhammad Rada. Show me the asymmetry, I dare you. Premise one. For any x, if x is simple, then x is contingent. Premise two. X is simple. Here, Allah.
Therefore, X is
simple.
contingent.
Therefore, Allah is contingent. Now, if you ask me what's the justification for premise one, you know what my answer is? By definition. Refute me.
Okay, thanks, thanks, guys.
simple.
Thanks
It
a
needs
lot. Thanks a lot for your
simplifier.
respect.
Come on,
I
man.
think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. I have rest my case, and you could enjoy laughing and playing.
It's funny because there's no asymmetry, man.
No, I mean, if you want to, I said I could debate you for a year, but at least to have respect. If you didn't have
we can't-
respect,
I
so I'm
can't
sorry.
laugh?
So I'm sorry.
Bro, it's funny. It's funny. Like, show me the
It's
asymmetry.
funny because you don't respect. I could show you the,
Mohandes,
the asymmetry for
Bashmohandes.
2 years. For 2
Bashmohandes,
years.
Muhammad.
But this is the fifth time that you are disrespectful.
No,
Okay, Mohammed
there's no
Rada.
I don't care about
disrespect. Let me
God and
explain.
attributes
Look,
and this shit. I don't care about you. I care about respect.
Okay, Mohammed Rada. Do you
That's it.
do you blaspheme the Salafi God? Oh, there we go.
It is left.
You see, there's no asymmetry, guys. For any x, if x is simple, then x is contingent. Allah is simple, therefore Allah is contingent. Okay, if he tells me why is premise one true, Omar? By definition.
bro, you could have.
By the way, you know, he makes fun of people that he debates as well. He's just angry he's
Yeah, yeah.
losing. He
He's-
just
he's
Yo,
lost.
is,
angry,
it, is,
he's
this
angry.
guy,
Well, he's-
is this guy a known Mu'tazili or what?
I like
He's
the
a
guy,
big
but
Mu'tazili.
he laughed earlier. You know, he laughed at me earlier, and look, this is an excuse to leave because I see him mock people all the time,
Yeah.
but they don't cry about it.
Bro,
People know
but
him for this.
He,
But
he had a debate with a Salafi, and then they did like a funeral azza for 3 days afterwards, mocking him.
yeah,
Bro, this guy just lost. He's just angry he lost.
He's so because we didn't let him continue with his ambiguous terms, and not clarifying his ambiguous terms. That's all he's mad about.
yep. Hey man, look guys, this is the problem. You ask for justification when it comes to this argument. What is the justification for premise one? They will always just say it's either self-evident, by definition. Bro, you can't run this argument in 2026 and think that it's actually going to work. This argument is trash. Like we're tired of it. Now Khalil, you're up next. Come on, request. Khalil and Danny, request. I didn't forget about you.
Show me now.
You said,
Yeah,
show me.
I'm gonna
You pulled
drop,
the
but
Knicks
that was,
with-
Show me
That was a
now.
good job, man. Well done, man. Mashallah. I'm proud.
Prove it.
Yeah, man. Catch you later, man.
I listen. That was really good.
Man, I told you, bro.
But look, I think the topic was bad. Who picked the topic though?
Yeah, I was hoping for a better topic, man.
Well, this is the topic that I wanted to talk to him about, and
And he
Eminem wanted to
accepted?
talk to him about. I mean, he did talk to him about some of the, certain things about the knuckle and stuff like that. But he gave the argument about yed. Oh, what is the hand and all this stuff. And I asked him what does existence mean. He couldn't give me the definition of existence. He couldn't give me definition of knowledge. And he's telling me that you have no grounds to say that the Sahaba believe that Allah had yed haqiqi. Come on, bro. This stuff is not convincing, man. This stuff is not convincing at all.
I think he realized he lost when I told him the definition that you hold to with regards to ghairiyah, and that's the only reason he ran away.
Well,
Because
this right
after
here,
that,
this is the most hurtful thing that you can do to them, by the way.
yeah,
This right
yeah.
here. When you flip it on them and say for any x, if x is simple, then x is contingent. Or if they say if they say if Allah is composed, then he has a composer. Okay, if Allah is simple, then he has something that explains him, or he has a composer. You cannot get away from this. You have to agree that there is symmetry, meaning, which would then mean that your goofy argument is not sufficient. It's not sufficient. But he keeps, and that's why he wants to talk about respect. But I take it to be disrespect when you're acting disingenuous. And you can
Yeah, for
see
sure.
how he was acting disingenuous. He was saying,
Go to
"Oh,
premise
it
two
doesn't
right quick,
matter.
Omar.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter."
Yo, Omar, can you go to premise 2 real quick?
Premise two.
Allah does not explain his own. No, the other premise.
The top one at the top.
The top.
This one.
Scroll up.
No, the syllogism he was trying to run.
1 sec.
Where'd it go?
There.
Scroll up.
Oh. Was it Allah depends on something other than him? This is a misleading premise, by the way.
Exactly.
Premise 2 is
Exactly, bro.
misleading.
I told him that many times, and this is
No,
where
not
I
premise one,
say it's
premise two.
disrespectful to me
Yeah.
to say you have to say I want you to say because he wanted me to say unrestricted
Yeah.
for a clip, obviously, that Allah depends on something other than Himself. That's dishonest and that's disrespectful to me. Disrespect doesn't just come in forms of laughter and insults. You can disrespect someone in other ways. So if he wants to talk about disrespect, that's not a reason to leave. Clearly, this right here had him stuck because there's no escape. It's just by
But look,
definition.
you know how you kept asking him about, clarify. Sorry, you kept clarifying externality versus internal dependency, right?
Yeah.
If you read premise 2, he's saying depends on something other than himself. What does other than himself mean here?
Yeah, exactly. Separate. That's what my whole
Yeah.
entire point was to him.
So when you were saying to him like separate, and when you were saying to him, and he kept saying, "I'm not talking about separate. I'm not talking about external."
It matters, bro.
No, it matters
It
because
clearly matters.
that he realized that he can't run his same arguments or same games that he does over on that side on you.
Yeah, and then if he wants to say this, I could do the same thing. Parity. If X is simple, then X is contingent because he said it's by definition. No, this is not a mutakallim saying that it's just by definition. I could say it's by definition. Come on, man.
Yo, I'm kind of surprised that that he was shocked that you stopped him there, because that's like the most basic thing to stop him there. So that means nobody's ever stopped him there.
That's actually crazy.
That means everyone he's ever spoken to
That's like
hasn't stopped him there.
that's like the easiest part to catch them on is to show. And good, look, he wants to say, "Oh, it's disrespectful because you laughed." Brother, you've been disrespecting me with this being disingenuous this whole entire time. That's actually, I take that to be more. I would rather him laugh at my face and insult me than do what he was doing this whole entire time. This dishonest, clear, trying to clip. Either he or somebody's trying to clip me, just saying, "Oh yeah, he depends on something other than himself." That is very disingenuous. And I already told him, I know the argument. The actual argument is to show Antic priority. Anyways, we have Abdurrahman Husni. What's up, man?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. You tortured me. I've been waiting for like 3 hours. I'm just talking to this guy.
What's up, man? Are you Ash'ari?
Wallahi, tortured me. Yes, I'm Maturidi, but can you give me 1 second, please? I'll just get an iPhone charger because my
Cool,
phone's
man.
about to run.
Sure.
Just give me 1 second.
Libiano,
السادة الماتريدية.
you want to take this, Libiano?
Yes, bring it, man. اصلا اتكلم مع ليبيان احسن. انا بحب ليبيا وبحب الليبيين يعني.
Everyone's Masri. What the hell is wrong?
اهم شعب في الوطن العربي of course everyone مصري.
أنت مصري؟
مع احترامي للباقي طبعا والتقدير للباقي يعني. Libiano, can you hear me?
Yes, brother. Yes.
Yes. So I have a premise, and tell me if you agree or you don't agree. What do you think? Yeah. My premise is this: that Ibn Taymiyyah was a mutakallim, just like all the other mutakallimin.
Brother, do you have an argument against our
I'll come.
aqidah?
No, I will come slowly.
I don't care if you think Ibn Taymiyyah is a mutakallim, philosopher,
No.
Aristotle himself. Brother, do you have an argument?
My argument is this: are you Taymiyan first of all?
Brother, do you have an argument, brother? I'm not gonna play
I'll-
games with you.
I will come to it.
No,
brother. Have
I'm
patience.
brother.
Yes,
brother, just,
sure. Yes,
what's
we
your
are.
argument?
Just give the argument, man.
Yeah, I think Ibn Taymiyyah, for example, he claims to be the Salaf, and please prove from the Quran
Ibn
and Sunnah.
Taymiyyah claims to be the Salaf?
claims to follow the Salaf. You understand what I say?
Okay.
يعني have صبر يعني بالراحة احنا مسلمين اخوات مسلمين ايه هدي نفسك. Ibn Taymiyyah claims to follow the Salaf. Prove to me from Quran and Sunnah حلول الحوادث.
Okay, do you have an argument against our position or not?
Yeah, my argument is this.
Okay,
It's not an
حلول-
argument.
wait, hold on. I got it. No problem. I got you. What's حلول الحوادث?
That جنس الأشياء, so the genus of things is
No,
pre-eternal.
that's Hawat al-Awwalaha. That's talking about the Salsal.
That's not
Salsal
who-
Hawat.
that's
Sorry,
not
not حلول
حلول
الحوادث. Sorry, I
الحوادث,
apologize. Sorry, I meant حوادث الأولى. I was speaking to like 3 people before you, so. and,
Okay. So do you have
I know حلول الحوادث حوادث ذات الله. You guys
Okay.
believe that it can happen.
Okay. Do you believe that حلول الحوادث is in the Quran?
No, I agree.
Okay,
ag-
I will. Okay, you agree? Yes.
No. I agree that Ash'aris and Maturidis and even Atharis, if you let me finish my first point, that this is all kalam. I do agree that a lot of these positions.
Forget kalam, brother. Forget kalam. The concept or the idea that there's حلول حوادث in the essence. Is this in the Quran?
No, I'm saying from the plain reading of the Quran, this specific aspect that the Ash'aris and Maturidis bring, no, you have to philosophize to bring it. Just like
No,
my point
so-
was, Ibn
so
Taymiyyah
hold-
does the same exact thing. In other positions, he just uses philosophy.
I got. So just to clarify, right?
Go ahead.
Your position that Allah is eternally unchanging, like a picture, is not in the Quran.
It's not clearly in the Quran.
Is
but
it
you could-
unclearly in the Quran?
Of course, they bring their arguments. I'm not saying it's their arguments are.
Okay. Well, show me. If you show me that in the Quran, I will show you حوادث لا أول لها in the Quran.
That's my whole point. That these specific things that the Ash'aris and Maturidis bring are not clear in the Quran. But Ibn Taymiyyah and other positions brings philosophy.
Okay, beautiful. And the حوادث لا أول لها is not clear in the Quran. So
Bring
now, do
me
you have,
sho-
so now do you have an
And-
argument?
No, that's the whole point. I just want to clarify
Okay.
that
Okay.
people
What did that achieve exactly?
that achieves that people are going to war, saying that if you don't
What
follow.
did you achieve just now, bro?
No, brother صبر هدي نفسك يا ليبيانو فيه انا عارف الليبيين على فكره دمهم هادي مش حامي زي الجزائريين
I'm calm, brother, but
ايوه يعني الجزائريين دمهم حامي لكن الليبيين ما نعرفش ان دمهم
But
حامي
I don't see your point. Like you didn't. Did you expect us to say that حوادث لا أول لها is like an easy plain reading in the
No,
Quran?
but this just shows you that you complain against the Ash'aris and Maturidis, say they're deviant because
We don't say you're deviant because you philosophize just in isolation. We say you're deviant because your philosophy sucks.
so now great. So the only
Yeah.
thing you disagree with now is you don't like the metaphysics of the Ash'aris and Maturidis.
No, yeah, you're the positions that you pull out of your trash metaphysics are kufri and bid'ah.
No. Now you're bringing kufri and bid'ah. Okay, show me how hadith la awwal has from the Quran and Sunnah clearly.
I just answered your question. It's not clear.
Also, can I say it's kufri and bid'ah and trash?
By the way.
Bro, just because it's not clear doesn't mean it's bid'ah or kufri.
It's
What?
not just unclear. Ibn Taymiyyah literally twists around
What are you
himself.
talking about?
He twists around
Abdurrahman,
himself.
It's in the Quran and it's in the Sunnah.
Okay, show me in the Quran that the Arsh and all the Ashya, the jins of Ashya, are pre-eternal with Allah at all
Bro,
times.
Kunaj, you're letting him run, bro. Trust me, you're letting this guy run.
What do you think is my
It's
point?
okay.
My point is,
We could grant it. It's not clear. Let's grant it. Okay. What are you
perfect.
achieving?
No, the
What are you
whole point.
achieving?
No. You will. بالراحة اللي بيانو فيه. Achieving this is the whole point. That the Ash'aris and Maturidis, I do agree. Some of their things, some of
Holy
their
crap.
metaphysics.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat myself one more time. I said I don't have a problem, and I'm speaking for myself here because you're talking to me.
Of course.
I don't have a problem with your philosophizing. I have a problem with your position.
No.
Do you have a problem with my position?
But you went overboard. You didn't just say, "Oh, the metaphysics are trash." Full stop. You said the metaphysics are trash, and you're bid'i and you have kufri positions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes your metaphysics trash.
Wait. But you literally just admitted that one of the positions of Ibn Taymiyyah is pure philosophy, and you can I say it's bid'ah and kufri?
Yo,
position?
is this
That's
guy
trash?
not tracking? Brother, I just said, even if a position is not clearly laid out.
No, it's not just
The
clearly laid
position-
out. The
Li-
Quran
It
is
has to be
against it.
explicit. It can
Listen,
be implicit.
listen.
No, the Quran is
Listen.
against it clearly.
Listen,
from plain
listen.
reading.
Okay. Now you're giving another argument.
This is bad now.
Now your argument is different. Now you're saying what Ibn Taymiyyah said is contradictory to the Quran. Right?
Not contradicted as in one-to-one, but the Quran, 90%, if anyone reads it, 95% of people, because everything you can make non-contradiction.
Okay, and
If you do that,
99%, and according to Al-Ghazali, 99% of people are Mujassima, right?
Bro, we don't care about common
Right?
people. Common
Answer
people.
yes or no. 99% of people are
Of
Mujassima.
course, I know.
right?
As I said, common people, not the ulama.
Okay, so the
Because
common people do tashsim, right?
common people do many mistakes, not just the
Okay, beautiful.
Aslan,
So
the
common-
aqeedah is not taken from common people. Aslan.
Beautiful. So the common people who read the Quran, they are mujassima. Allah is in a direction. He's above the throne.
Yeah, but common people say
good.
also Allah's everywhere.
I'm glad you can
So
see
Allah's
that.
everywhere.
By the
Common
way,
people say Allah's everywhere.
sorry, Sheikh Libyano, 1 second. Yeah. By the way,
Go ahead.
Abdurrahman,
Go ahead.
Ghazali was not referring to the common people. He was referring to the Sahaba, all of them.
He was not referring to the Sahaba, man. He was referring to
Yes, he actually
He was
was. And he
referring to
says
the
that the
laity.
Prophet sallallahu alaihi
No.
wasallam taught them tajseem.
You're mixing Ibn Daqiq al-Eid. You're mixing
No,
Ibn Daqiq al-Eid.
no, I have the quote if you'd like me to bring it.
Bring it.
But
Can we-
before
can
that,
we
before
speak
that,
about
sorry,
how-
I just want to ask one thing before you carry on. When you said jinsul ashya, and then you said the arsh and everything, what do you mean by that? Do you
Ibn
think that
Taymiyyah-
Ibn Taymiyyah believes the arsh is eternal?
The Arsh, for example, he believes that the Arsh, the jins of the Arsh, so Allah existed.
What is the
at one
jins
point.
of the arsh? What do you mean
I'll
jins of
explain.
the
I'll explain.
arsh?
I'll explain. So Allah existed. Let's say at point zero, although time, yani, there's a problem also with the theory of time. But anyways, let's say Allah existed at one point. The Arsh also existed. That Arsh that existed, Allah can destroy it and bring about another Arsh. I understand that. But there was never a point in time where Allah just existed and there was no creation.
So you believe that Ibn Taymiyyah believes that the arsh was existing, except that Allah destroyed it and brought it back as
No,
the
I
same
said
arsh.
he could destroy it. I'm bringing one example.
And
So
can
he
you
could destroy it.
explain what you mean by a jins of a specific thing? Like a, do you mean like a? What do you mean by the jins was the eternal?
Do you mean like a universal arsh? Like
Yeah,
what
that's
are
what he
you
said. The
talking
universal
about?
arsh.
No, a universal Arsh. As in, like I just explained it. Allah existed. The Arsh existed. The Arsh can get. There was not a time where Allah was there and the Arsh wasn't there.
Okay,
Allah
so
can
that's
then
not
destroy
Ibn
this
Taymiyyah's
Arsh and bring
belief.
about another Arsh.
Ibn Taymiyyah says that belief is kufr. Ibn
So
Taymiyyah
do you-
does not hold to that position. So that means you actually don't understand the philosophy of Ibn Taymiyyah at all.
So Ibn
Ibn
Taymiyyah
Taymiyyah
believes there
doesn't
was a
say
time
there's
Allah was
anything.
there and there was
He
nothing
does
beside
not
Allah.
believe that anything that is in this dunya is
His voice cut
other than
out.
God. Not saying that Allah is in this dunya, but there's nothing that's eternal other than God, according to Ibn Taymiyyah. And to believe that anything is eternal other than God is
Did I
kufr,
just not say that?
according to Ibn Taymiyyah.
I said there was nothing pre-eternal with Allah and post-eternal. I
You
said
said there was never a time where the arsh did not exist.
I'm saying one specific Arsh, for example, existed and Allah existed. That Arsh can
What do you
then
mean
get
one
destroyed.
specific arsh? What are you talking about, bro?
Kunash, you're saying Allah's been creating and destroying thrones over and over and over again past eternity.
It's crazy, bro.
So wait,
That's what
so
you're
you're saying
saying.
Insanity.
wait. So Ibn Taymiyyah believes
So,
that
so
Allah.
wait, let's
No,
let's
no.
grant that.
Okay. No,
Hold
no.
on,
You
hold on.
spoke,
Let's
right?
just
Can I
one
speak?
second, brother. Let's just grant it. Let's grant it for argument's sake. He's been creating thrones and destroying thrones for eternity past. Okay, what's your argument, dude? Do you have an argument today?
My argument is here that Allah says in Hadith Imran ibn Husayn, the clear reading of it is كان الله ولم يكن شيء غيره. That's the most obvious reading of the most obvious reading of that hadith is Allah existed and there was nothing but Him, beside Him. Another narration,
Does that hadith, by the way, does that hadith say there was before that specific moment in time, there was never anything in existence?
was يعني Imran ibn Husayn is asking about the beginning of this matter.
Yeah, so answer the question.
The plain reading of the hadith, the beginning of this matter, the beginning of all
Can
creation.
you explain to me how you came to the understanding that this hadith is saying before that exact moment, nothing was existing pre-eternally?
Allah says, دخلت على, let's read the hadith. Just coming back to the hadith. نسألك عن هذا الأمر. قالوا جئناك نسألك عن هذا الأمر. They're asking him, what are they asking about? They're asking about creation. And Allah, the Prophet ﷺ said, كان الله ولم يكن شيء غيره وكان عرشه على الماء. Meaning, Allah was there and there was nothing beside Him.
Yep.
ولم يكن شيء معه.
Can you repeat my question?
That's the plain reading. So now you're doing
Bro,
ta'weed.
I said, can you repeat my question?
Your question was, when he said, لم يكن شيء غيره, did that negate that specific creation or all creation? What did
No,
you say?
that wasn't my question.
Go ahead.
My question was, it says that nothing else existed other from God. Allah existed and there was
Creation.
nothing else,
Yeah.
right?
There was no creation but Allah.
Yes, there was no creation, correct.
Jameel?
Does the hadith say before that specific moment in time, nothing ever existed?
That's the plain reading of the hadith.
If that's the plain reading, explain to me how you deduce that. Can you show me what indicates that in the hadith?
Because they're asking the Prophet عن هذا الأمر, the beginning of creation. What else could it be?
Okay, can you
So wait,
complete the hadith?
you think
Complete
Imran
the
ibn
hadith.
Husayn? So wait.
Complete the hadith. Complete the hadith.
Wait. I just explained to you. قالوا جئناك نسألك عن هذا الأمر.
Yeah. What does it say
قال
after that?
قال كان الله ولم يكن شيء غيره وكان عرشه على الماء.
Okay, so the arsh existed on Ma.
Oh, so the clear reading and the plain reading is وكان عرشه على الماء is not after Allah. كان الله ولم يكن شيء غيره.
What does kana mean? Does kana mean after or before?
Before.
Okay, so then
No,
according
but
to your
kana-
plain
wait.
reading of the hadith,
Wait. So
the
كان here
arsh
on the
and the ma are
Wait.
pre-eternal?
So if Allah says there was Allah and there was nothing like with Him,
Yeah.
full stop, and the arsh was there, does that suggest temporality or not? From the plain reading.
From the clear reading, of course, yeah.
So your point is not a point. So
But the temporality here is that the arsh precedes that point.
of course not. It precedes. So when Allah said Allah was there and there was nothing beside him. Oh, clear. So Allah is there, nothing beside Allah.
Yeah.
And then the
but-
arsh came about.
But no, it doesn't say and then. It says you already agreed that
وَكَانَ
kana
عَرْشُهُ
is-
عَلَى الْمَاءِ. That's the
Okay,
obvious plain
Anyway,
reading, brother.
Okay, fantastic. Let me ask you a question, right? Allah says in the Quran, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ. Does this mean that Allah was always the case?
I just explained to you that yes, it's not.
Okay.
It has a
When Allah
multiple
says
meaning. It has a
وَكَانَ-
semantic range.
وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا. Does this mean that Allah was always knowing pre-eternally?
Of course, yani, but
Did
the
he
point
become pre-eternal? Did he become knowing at some point in time? And he
no, of
wasn't
course
knowing
he's
before that?
known pre-eternity. I just told you that it has a semantic range, of course, and the context clarifies it. So if Allah says,
So Allah, does he obtain, when he describes himself as something in the Quran, does he obtain these at specific moments in time, or does
brother, we
is it
agree
something
now. I
he's
just said it has a semantic range. So yani, we're just
okay, I'm just clarifying what you
yeah.
believe, okay?
It has a semantic range. We
So
agree.
when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, yeah, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا.
I just told you, brother, we agree.
Oh no, I asked you a question, right? When Allah says He is Sami'an Basira, what is the form of this word here, Sami'? Do you believe there's any type of ta'addi in this verb Sami'a?
Of course.
There's ta'addi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was he hearing pre-eternally?
Brother, now you're jumping. I know what you're going to say. That yani, are you going about the Ash'aris and Maturidis that they don't believe yani, in the Allah hears in this specific moment? We're not talking about this.
No,
just
that's
answer the
not.
question,
That's
please.
literally
Just
what I
answer
know. That's not what I said.
So
at
why are you
all.
asking?
I
Clarify.
said,
Don't
I
this
said,
ibham.
yeah. So I said I'm going to repeat it again
Clear.
because you couldn't track. Allah says, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ, that Allah was always the case. That what? He was Sami'. Sami' comes from the word fi'l madi, Sami'a, which is has some sort of ta'addi, right? Meaning that it falls upon another object or another subject.
Mm-hmm.
So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described himself as always, he was وَكَانَ اللَّهُ, Allah was always the case that he was Sami', one that hears. What was he hearing before he created us?
Nothing.
So this verse is false.
No, this verse is not false.
Why is it not false?
Because it doesn't have. This is the same argument the Christian makes. If Allah,
You just read that comment. Okay.
No, Uqsum Billah, I didn't read the comment. Allah's my witness. I didn't read the comment.
Okay. If Allah is saying that he was always Sami', and do you agree that this fi'l is muta'addi?
Yes, brother, but this doesn't have to be
Okay,
that.
what is it falling upon?
Listen, brother. This is the same argument. If mulk, he needs to have creation with him. This is Ibn Taymiyyah's argument. I understand this.
I don't care about this is the same as that. Answer the argument itself.
I understand that you can derive the meaning. Oh, sami'an. So you can say, oh, sami'an muta'addi, and it's madi.
So what was he hearing?
So he needs to be always hearing.
What was he hearing? Yeah.
But that's not the case. This is not the only derivation you can make.
Okay. Give me another one.
What? When he created all creation, he's always hearing them. Simple.
So before that, eternally, he was deaf.
No,
he wasn't hearing anything.
No, he could hear.
He could hear, but he wasn't actually hearing anything.
Yeah, because that's not a deficiency at all.
Amazing. Okay, so if it's the case that the Sahaba was asked about this exact topic, and let's say one of the Sahaba was alive today, and me and you, we went to him, and we said to him, was it the case that Allah could hear things? There was things that he was hearing before, pre-eternally, before he created us, or did he obtain this after he created us? What do you think he would say? What do you think they would say?
No, obtaining the power to hear. No,
not obtaining the power. The fact that
he said obtain.
Obtained the actualization of said attribute.
I find it no problem at all. They would say yes. When Allah created the creation, there were sounds. He actually heard their sounds. What's the problem?
Amazing. So why Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, as occurs in Bukhari, he says the opposite?
Bring it, inshallah. If it's no, I haven't thought about it. I'll see. Change my mind.
Okay, can just give me 1 second.
If you don't mind telling me the hadith number, I can put it on my laptop as well. So. Are you here, brother?
Yes, just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, طيب. Okay, so I don't have the hadith number, but I have the wording. Should I read it out to you?
No, bring me the source or something so I can.
Yeah, so you can search it yourself, but I have the exact wording.
Slowly so I can type.
Okay, so Al-Bukhari rahimahullah, he narrates in the Sahih from Sa'id ibn Jubair and Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, right? That أنه سأله سائل, that somebody asked Abdullah ibn Abbas عن قوله, about the statement of Allah, وكان الله غفورا رحيما, وكان الله غفورا رحيما, وعزيزا حكيما, سميعا بصيرا, فكأنه كان ثم مضى. Right?
I'm listening.
So his istishkal is the same as your istishkal, where he's saying that, is it the case that these were not being actualized until afterwards, obviously when creation came into existence, and then they were actualized? What did Abdullah bin Abbas say? كان الله غفور رحيما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala سمى نفسه ذلك وذلك قوله. Allah named himself this, and that it is as he said.
So,
Bukhari says, or the narrator, he says, لم يزل كذلك. It was always the case.
This is not clear at all, to be honest with you.
Okay, Sami' or Ghafur, or
Can you bring please the narrator? You don't have Bukhari's number, like the hadith number.
Brother, you can literally Google it. Okay, 1 second.
This is so long, brother.
سمى نفسه ذلك وذلك قوله. You can Google that. I'll search it for you now.
Give me one thing. سمى نفسه.
سمى نفسه ذلك وذلك قوله.
Doesn't clear. It's not clear at all. He named himself that because he has that eternally, that power.
Okay, so why did the narrator say أي لم يزل كذلك?
I'll come to that. I'm just trying to find the thingy about that. I think I found it. سميعا بصيرا سورة النساء. This the one. فكأنه كان ثم مضى فلا أنساب بينهم في النفخة الأولى ثم نفخ في الصور فصعق من في صعق من السماء. I don't find the other part. Wait. سمى نفسه بذلك وذلك قوله أي لم يزل كذلك فإن الله لم يرد شيئا إلا أصاب به الذي أراد فلا يختلف عليك القرآن.
Okay.
إن كل
Can
من
you explain why he said أي لم يزل كذلك?
Explain. Sorry, I'm just trying to see where the part you.
Huh?
I'm reading. I'm trying to find where you.
You just read it.
This part.
Yeah, لم يزل كذلك.
لم يزل كذلك here is not clarifying at all whether he's always doing that creation or he always has that he's always possessing that power.
When Allah says Samir, is this in referring to possessing the power, or is, as you agreed earlier, that this has some sort of ta'addi to others?
I agree on the. It could have ta'addi on the.
No. It's not that it could have ta'addi. It only has ta'addi in the language of the Arab.
So it cannot come.
It cannot come as the power. No, it cannot. If you can, if you want to prove that, prove that. If you want to prove that fi'l madi sami'a does not have ta'addi, then prove it.
No,
then everyone will change Arabic, will change the theology, everything.
I didn't say it does not have ta'addi. I said it can only mean that.
Yeah, of course.
It can only mean that.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
I'll check this out. I could research this later anyway. You're bringing things there. Keep going with the argument. Because I cannot disprove you right now. I need to see this and research.
Yeah, so the argument is, or the point is, that Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he's mentioning that it was always the case that Allah was Sami'. And as we agreed earlier, that what do you call it? That Sami'a is a fi'l madi muta'addi. And this is why we find from the Salaf that they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was mutakallim. Lam yazal mutakalliman. So lam yazal it was always the case, يعني pre-eternally, he was mutakallim, doing the action. Is this mutakallim, this word, does this refer to having the ability or does it refer to doing the action?
No, متكلم is action.
Amazing. So the
But
Salaf
it can
saying,
also refer to describe a thing with the power it possesses. I'm 100%. This is wasf. This can clearly be a wasf as well.
can you show me how?
If someone has the ability to speak, you can't call him متكلم even before he speaks.
Even before he speaks. Can
Yeah.
you prove to me that?
I'll prove it. And you gotta give me keep talking. يعني I'll come. I'm not a dictionary. يعني open.
What my point I'm trying to make to you is that Ibn Abbas, when he said Lam Yazal, and the Salaf, when they're making these same type of statements, is in the same vein, or it's in the same manner. And they're not differentiating between the action and the ability like you guys do. And Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, is relying on these narrations and these ayat and these ahadith. Right? So when you said that he doesn't have textual evidence, you're just strawmanning his position.
Do you have any other evidences that he uses apart from this?
Yeah, there's many evidences. For example, the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ was asked, where was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before he created the creation? Do you know this hadith?
أين الله?
Yeah. Where was Allah before he created the creation?
Say the hadith in Arabic, maybe I'll rejog my memory.
أين كان الله قبل أن يخلق الخلق?
Yeah, keep going.
Have you ever heard of that hadith in your life? Or do you only know كان الله ولم يكن شيء غيره?
No, I don't seem to remember that one. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a hadith that's narrated with
Where
the
is
Prophet. I believe it's narrated by Nasa'i and
Good.
Abu Dawood. I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
If in the Say Abu Dawood, you have the grading,
Yeah. So the ulama from say that again.
No, because in Say Abu Dawood, I'm not familiar. That's no wonder because Bukhari and Muslim I would have been familiar.
No issue. So the Prophet ﷺ was asked, where was Allah before he created the creation? And then he said that he was كان في عماء, right? So if you type that hadith in كان في عماء, it should come up, and you find that Tirmidhi and others on Nasa'i explain عماء as thick clouds, right? Sorry. كان في عماء ما تحته هواء ولا فوقه هواء, right? That's the hadith wording.
تحته هواء وفوقه هواء صح؟
إن في عماء ما تحته هواء وما فوقه.
Yeah, ما تحته. Okay, amazing. So this hadith.
ما هنا can also be نافية. ما
Yeah, it's نافية.
ليس.
It's نافية. Yeah, it's نافية.
It's نافية.
نافية.
Or it could be ما وصفية يعني وصف.
No, it's نافية according to what the Salaf said. So they're saying this hama means here thick clouds. That's what Tirmidhi or Nasa'i, one of them says. Okay. So this situation, would this be prior to the creation of the Arsh and the Ma?
1 second. الحديث ضعيف كاتبين.
Who said it's ضعيف?
وكيع بن حدث أو حدث ما أعرفش الحدث
من ده.
الحديث استنى بقرا كده.
أول مرة أسمع من حد وكيع من ده. Who's that?
كمل لغايه ما انت بتجيب لي حديث من ابو داود هعرف تصحيحه على يعني صعب قوي يعني.
صعب of course صعب. Yes.
انت ضعفته.
لا يعني صعب ان انا اعرفه ان انا اعرف
ليش تضعفه طيب
في ثانيه.
ضعفها ليه؟
انا مش عارف. انا داخل على ايه؟ اسلام Q&A يعني موقعكم يعني ده موقعكم يعني ده تبعكم.
بقول لك ايه يا باشا، خذ الحديث وخلاص.
ومن اهل العلم النص على ضعفه لان في اسناده وكيع ابن في تشكيل هنا ابن حدث فقالوا هو مجهول. وقال ابن كتيبة رحمه الله وكيع ابن حدث الذي روى عنه حديث ابن حماد ايضا لا يعرف. انتهى. طب الحديث ده معلش احطه على جنب.
No problem. Even if we don't نحطه على جنب, even if we say it's ضعيف, right? Do you have any of the ulama who reject its meaning? Like they say this is impossible, like from the Salaf, and this implies that there was creation before the creation, and this is batil.
حديث ضعيف.
No. I'm not talking.
وقال الألباني حتى حديث ضعيف وكيع ابن حدث.
I'm not talking about the hadith whether it's ضعيف or صالح للاحتجاج. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the ulama that narrated it and they were explaining it, did they understand this idea that there was creation before the creation that we know today?
So what did
Did they
ulama say?
understand
'Cause
this?
I can't lie, I wasn't listening
Wait,
because I was reading this.
Yeah,
No, I
so
wasn't listening.
like I said to you, no,
I wasn't
Nasa'i or Tirmidhi, one of them, he did ta'liq on the hadith saying that ama here means thick clouds, sahab with thiqal, or kama qal, right? So when he's explaining it here, why didn't they, or did they have any issue with it? Is there anybody that had an issue with this hadith, and they said that this implies that there was creation before our creation, and this is falsehood, and this goes against. No, did you have anyone that said that?
No, because often this hadith, if you say Allah, for example, let's say they said Allah was in this cloud. This hadith in this context is not describing what came before, what came after, what's the relation with this cloud.
Is the cloud creation? Is the cloud creation?
Whatever it is, I'm telling you, this hadith, I've never heard of it.
Okay, but would it
let's
be,
say the cloud is creation. What do you say the cloud
eternal?
is?
I mean, if it's not creation, it would be Allah.
What, the cloud itself?
Yeah.
So wait,
if it's
Allah
not creation, it would be Allah.
No, I'm saying. Oh yes, sorry. If it's not creation, it's not going to be. I'm saying this hadith is not
so
describing.
It's creation.
No. Yes. But this hadith is not describing what came before, what came after. What's the point here?
Because it's saying there was a point where there was absolutely nothing other than thick clouds and Allah.
Where did it say that?
So that's the hadith where it says, where was Allah before He created the creation? Correct?
Oh, now I can read because I was just looking at تصحيح عند ضعيف and you're talking at the same time. So, يا رسول الله أين كان ربنا عز وجل قبل أن يخلق خلقه كان في عماء ما تحته هواء ما فوقه. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So when
now I have to look at what these guys said. Allah Akbar. يعني حديث ده بس okay, can we agree the hadith ضعيف just so I move on from that point? Because now I need to see.
No, because the ulama of hadith themselves don't agree if it's ضعيف. So just because there's a difference of opinion on the hadith doesn't mean that I have to accept that it's ضعيف. But regardless of my
مجهول الراجل مجهول ما يعرفوش اسمه حتى اسمه عدس ولا اسمه حدث والله ويقال وكيع بن حدث أم وكيع بن عدس وهو مجهول لا يعرف من هو. أنا مش بتكلم من دماغي ده إسلام Q&A. أنا sorry I need speaking. I'm not speaking from my brain. This is Islam Q&A.
It's fine. But you understand my point. I said even if
now it's a different point you're making. You're saying it's a ضعيف hadith, but the way they commented it, the way they explained it, it doesn't imply that they it was abhorrent, the meaning of it.
Does anybody have an issue like the same way you have an issue? That's my problem.
We have to look now because first of all he said صحيح, we proved it's ضعيف. Now we need. I'm not an encyclopedia.
I never once said it was sahih.
No. He said it's صحيح, brother.
I never once said it was sahih.
Brother, you said it's صحيح in Abu Dawood, it's not Bukhari and Muslim, but it's صحيح hadith. It's fine, yeah. If you don't say it, then Allah knows best. Yeah. But I heard you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, like the brother said in the point, I was gonna lead to that point, but the brother, mashallah, brother. So if the ulama of hadith like Nasa'i are narrating these ahadith to disprove the Jahmi Aqidah, right?
Yeah,
and they're saying that this is what the Jahmiyyah reject. These hadiths are what the Jahmiyyah reject.
Yeah, but what exactly did they say? You need to tell me exactly what they said. Read the nas that they said.
Yeah, so they have the chapter heading, Bab ma ankarat al-Jahmiyyah.
You can read it.
That's it. That's the chapter heading, Ma ankarat al-Jahmiyyah, that which the Jahmis reject, and they mention this hadith.
So what, the Jahmis believe Allah is everywhere or whatever? Yani, what is the context? What Jahmi rejected it because of why? You need some more explanation.
The reason why they would reject that is because of ulu, brother. It's very obvious. I'm back now. I do have to go in a couple of minutes, but I want you to follow me because I would like to have more conversations with you, Abdurrahman.
Which one are you?
I'm the host. So the issue is that the Salaf, they accept this narration, just like they accept Maqam al-Mahmud. So it's not a matter of,
brother, you need to tell me what the Salaf are saying there. You bring me this hadith without the Salaf commenting after.
It's just like Maqam al-Mahmud. What do they accept? They accept julus. Okay? Now, the issue here is that it doesn't matter whether it's weak or not. What matters is whether it's tajseem because the Salaf believed it. Obviously, the Jahmiyyah rejected it because it proves ulu. They negate this. If you go to Abu Dawood's, if you go to his section where he talks about what the Jahmiyyah negated, and Nasa'i, if you look at Abu Dawood, Sistani, look at Nasa'i, you'll see that they rejected these types of narrations because it has to do with God being above.
Do you have the Nasa'i saying this explicitly or someone is saying this
explicitly? It doesn't have, bro, did the Jahmiyyah negate Allah being above in status, brother?
Brother, they negated so many different things, brother.
What did the Jahmiyyah negate Allah being above the throne for? Did they negate
I know
Allah
they
being
negated
above the throne in
they
status?
negated the sifat of Allah, that they have real ontologies. We know they negated many different
Can you show me one
concepts.
Jahmi negating Allah being above the throne in status?
One Jahmi negating Allah being above the throne in status?
Yeah, because above over here for you guys, istiwa is like in status. It's not ulu makan, it's makana.
No. So no shot. If you're mufawwid, you tafawwid al-ma'na.
Did the Jahmiyyah do tafweed over here?
No, the Jahmiyyah did ta'wil.
Okay, so then why did they negate Allah being above the throne? They would have done ta'wil. So there's a sense that they negated him being above the throne. So they negated him being above the throne, not in the sense that they do ta'wil. They negate him being above the throne in the real sense.
Where did he go? Where did his voice go?
Right?
Say that again, brother.
They negate him being above the throne, being really above the throne, not just the ta'wil aspect. They can accept the ta'wil. Just like Tirmidhi reports that they said the yad is quwwa. Okay, so they can do ta'wil of istiwa.
Yeah. So what's the point, brother? We're talking about can Allah fi ama here.
Yeah.
You're explaining.
So
you're telling
what
me
they
the
would
Salaf,
reject over here, the Jahmiyyah.
You're saying the Salaf said what the Jahmiyyah rejected.
If you look at this,
You're not bringing
if you look at the whole entire
them flushing out exactly.
Brother, I don't have to give the flushing out exactly. If you look at the whole entire bab, it's about ulu. Just like if you go to Abu Dawood, if you look at what the Jahmiyyah negated and how he refuted them, it's all about ulu. And then he has some about kalam Allah. So, I mean, you can't be like, oh, show me where it says explicitly. This is show me where Jesus said, I'm God, worship me type of stuff. Brother, if the whole entire section has to do with being above the throne and talking about different levels and saying that Allah is above that, right? And that's going to be spatially speaking, then that's the whole point. It's not just above the throne in status. He's not doing tafweed. But anyways, I have to go. I would like to talk to you another time. Come back.
Yo, let me
again.
read one narration real quick before you go, Omar.
Yeah, and guys,
Sorry,
if you like this live, make sure you guys follow, turn notifications on. Okay, I'm gonna post that discussion with the Mu'tazili guy because he was being disingenuous. I wasn't going to at first, but he tried to get a clip and he failed. So make sure you guys follow and turn notifications on, and follow the brothers here too.
Yo, Abdurrahman. So look, we have in Masail Harb Kirmani.
Bro, Harb Kirmani, his book is yani, full of crazy stuff. But go ahead.
Okay, so this is he's from the students of Ahmad. You know that, right? And
I know, but that doesn't mean he's infallible. His book is full of crazy stuff.
Yes, but can you bring me any of the ulama of the madhab that reject Harb as a trustworthy narrator?
Brother, did I say?
Regardless of his personal beliefs,
you're literally jumping like monkey jumping. I didn't say he's not trustworthy. I said he has. You can have a trustworthy narrator.
Okay, so this is not his personal belief. This is him narrating. Okay.
Yeah, you can have someone narrating abhorrent things. Waqi' narrated the Prophet ﷺ died, and I don't want to say, he did 3 days he remained, and his stomach belly got so big, and he rotted. Come on, man.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I'm saying a narrator can be trustworthy, but he can say things that are abhorrent to Allah. So go ahead, just because he's trustworthy doesn't mean he's right in all the narrations he narrates. But go ahead.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But okay, look, everybody needs to go. So let me just read it quickly.
It's ridiculous that you make that disclaimer.
Yeah, that's a crazy claim to make. But if you can say that, and then I have to shut it.
Yeah, so
wait, so you're saying I lied?
Harb says that Ishaq says about the hadith of Abu Ruzayn radiallahu anhu, the one that we're talking about, kana fi ama, that he says about its meaning, right? أنه في عما قبل أن يخلق السماوات والأرضين, that Allah was above clouds, thick clouds, or clouds before He created the samawat and the earth, right? Before He created the creation, He was above clouds. وتفسيره عند أهل العلم, that the explanation of this, according to the people of knowledge, according to the scholars of Islam, أنه كان في عما, that He was above clouds. يعني sahaba. So he explains what amma means, sahaba. So regardless of the hadith being authentic or not, is there somebody that preceded Ibn Taymiyyah in saying that there was creation before the creation?
There was creation before the creation?
Yeah.
From what you bring, it seems like it, but it doesn't say pre-eternally, always existing with Allah.
No, neither does Ibn Taymiyyah say pre-eternally. But the point is that you guys don't believe. You guys don't.
Just let me speak. I let you speak. Yeah, narrated the hadith. So Ibn Taymiyyah doesn't say that there was no time where Allah was there and there was nothing beside Allah?
No, Ibn Taymiyyah doesn't make that claim, no, but he says that Allah was always
He
creating.
doesn't say that.
No, Allah was always creating.
Yeah,
and it
so there
and
was a
it's-
time.
It's
So-
possible that in between his creation, there was times where he was.
No,
there
no, I'm
was
not
nothing
saying in
else.
between is great. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
so,
a point in time when Allah was existing and the creation. Was there a point in time when Allah existed without the creation existing?
Yeah, so as I explained to you, it's possible
No.
that Allah exists alone.
It doesn't
And
show
before
that in the
that
hadith,
point-
but guys, wallah, I have to go, bro. Wallah, I have to go.
Brother, not in. I know you can. You can. There can be a creation. You can destroy it and remain without anything. I said this at
Yeah.
the start, and Biano was laughing before. don't know if
I
you-
would would love to have this conversation later,
Umar.
and I would love to talk about how you prove kalam al-nafsi and kalam al-lafzi and all this stuff and all the
Jamil,
stuff that you
Akhi
do,
Umar,
but-
before you go, inshallah,
Inshallah.
Ibn Hibban does tawfiq of him, by the way. That's what you were making it da'if. Ibn Hibban does tawfiq, and the ulama, the scholars of the Salaf accepted this hadith.
Yeah.
Bro, I
That's
just
why
saw, like,
Umar
I saw
likened
5
it. Wait,
different scholars from my
wait,
band.
bro.
Umar
Umar
needs
needs
to
to
go,
go.
Umar needs
Just
to go,
wait.
yeah, Umar needs to go.
Let me just say this because Umar needs to go.
Jazakallah khair, Umar. Yeah, barakallah fik.
May Allah reward you, Akhi Umar.
وإياكم.
So the ulama of the Salaf accepting it and the hadith having tawfiq is enough proof. If you don't want that, inshallah, you can.
Exactly.
Can I say one
Allah
last
can-
5 seconds?
Yeah,
No.
go ahead. Just
No,
say
no.
it quick.
No, 5 seconds. 5 ulama ضعيف. ذهبي, all these guys, go read them.
They're later.
Alright.
They're later. It's the Salaf, bro. Just like Maqam al-Mahmud, you can find people weakening it later, but Abu Dawud
Not just
Sistani
these
says
guys,
that
you can
160 for 160 years, no one dared to reject it.
Al-Bukhari spoke about it.
But,
Al-Bukhari spoke about this.
but come back later, inshallah.
I'll
alright?
come back.
The same Bukhari that says that the Quran is muhdath. Good job, brother. All right.
That's a cheap shot, bro.
Hey man, hey man,
Come on,
hey man,
brother.
hey man, hey man.
Respect yourself, bro.
What do you mean? It's true. He said the Quran is muhdath, man. It's the same Bukhari that
respect
you
yourself.
disagree with. It's the same Bukhari that you disagree with, brother.
Wow.
But
wow.
but
Wow.
yeah, I'll
Okay,
come back next time, brother. It was nice talking to you, man.
Well,
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for coming, by the way. I'll catch you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.